The Wild Wild West.
We're live. Saagar, thank you, dude. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me. I like your setup.
Thank you, man.
Fun, yeah.
Thank you. It's
Since I'm in politics, I kind of think
That's what I'm saying.
I vibe with the set more.
I think it's a good look for you too, dude. I think you look good on that.
Really?
There's something.
See,
about...
now I feel really self-conscious. I should have worn my suit. The only reason I didn't is because I'm going out after this. I'm like going to be about the
for
town.
Sure. Yeah.
You don't want to be walking around Austin, Texas, in a
just
suit.
Sweating.
I did it yesterday after Lex Friedman's podcast, and I was getting a lot of looks.
You guys both wore suits?
Yes, we both wore suits. That's right.
That's kind of nice.
But his is the black suit. His is different. He has like a uniform.
He does.
And I like to change it up.
He's like an alien fighter. Yeah. He dresses like Will Smith from Men in Black.
Yes, exactly.
It's kind of, there's something nice about that. I've always wanted to do the Steve Jobs thing where I wear the same thing every day.
You could do it. I think you could do it.
I feel like I could. I know one guy who's been wearing all white for 7 years, and I might jack his swag.
In comedy, do you think it is useful to have a uniform or no? Because I noticed that comedians have been getting very fashion forward. Yeah. And sometimes I'll go to a set and I'll be like, honestly, what he's wearing is kind of distracting me right now.
Yeah, I don't understand why. I mean, I have like a loose uniform. It's just jeans, usually these sneakers, and I just switch a plain colored t-shirt.
That's fine. See, that's not that's like that's comfortable. I could see that working. But sometimes I'll see these guys in like crazy ass Gucci stuff. I'm like, dude, I'm blinded by you right now. I can't even hear what you're saying.
I never understood that too, because it's like, dude, you're supposed to be making people laugh.
Yeah, you tell me. I don't know. It's your profession.
I don't know what it is. I see people go way fashion forward on the stage, and I'm kind of like, dude, it's just like a distraction.
Totally.
And nobody cares. Nobody cares. I totally agree.
Yeah.
It's like nobody cares. Your job here is to play the fool. Like you're trying to dress like a cool guy. It's like I think it detracts.
I'm with you, man.
I think it detracts. If I ever wear anything that is remotely eye catching, I'll think about it on stage the entire time.
Really?
I can't. Yeah, it took me forever to. This is my Oura ring. It's just for tracking my biometrics. Took me forever. I would meet every person I met. I'd be like, I'm usually not a 2-ring guy.
You're the only Oura ring person I know who's a guy.
I know. It's well, they track their periods.
I know. That's why every women I know is like they're obsessed with period tracking. So how does it feel to be a guy wearing an Oura ring?
Well, what
do you even get out of the Oura ring?
Me and Nick Sex from 311. I'm not the only guy. The guy from 311 wears Oura ring too. But
real men wear whoop straps.
Whoop straps are cool. But here's the thing: sleeping with something on my wrist, I get it to track my sleep.
Yeah,
my sleep is way up.
You can sleep with this.
Just too clunky on my hand.
It's too clunky on your hand.
It's too clunky. I tried doing the Apple Watch sleep, and I can't get with it.
I'll tell you, when I got my wedding ring, it took me months to get used to this shit.
Yeah.
It's just, even now, I'm always like this.
Yep.
I noticed subconsciously, I'm always twisting
I banging on shit. I felt weird for the longest time, and then now if I don't have it on, I feel like a naked boy.
Do you ever get terrified that you're going to rip your finger off? I think about that all the time.
How are you going to rip your finger off?
I don't know, like the trunk or something, like something will catch just exactly the right way.
And you're going to come into it like that.
Yeah, and your entire finger is going to be completely ripped off.
Then if you rip your ring finger off, then it's on. You can do whatever you want. Just be like, bro, my bad.
Hey, what do you even tell your wife? Put the ring on the nub?
Yeah, it's like I lost my ring. You just cheat on her all the time because you don't have a ring finger.
I'm not married. I don't have a ring finger. It's gone.
Our vows are over. Yeah, if you lose that finger, you're a batch. You're a bachelor.
Good. I like that. Wait, you remember those rules in the 2000s? I love watching, 2000s movies or actually 1990s, like American Pie, when they're like, it's not cheating if you're not in the same zip code.
Oh yeah.
And rewatching it 25 years later, you're like, that makes no fucking sense. You're like, what are you talking? Like, how was this conventional wisdom in 2001?
The hall pass was another big one. Like hall pass.
There was a whole Friends episode. I'd be like, what's your hall pass? And I was like, but that's not real. It's just totally fake.
Yeah, you're butt fucking a lady in a hotel room. Like, stop acting like it's a cute thing to do. Yeah, I was literally just thinking about hall passes yesterday. I was like, they try to push that for a little bit. Like,
it was a huge
hall pass.
2000s trope, as if all relationships functioned on, if you're not in separate area codes, you're not married or you're engaged. Hall passes were apparently and allegedly a thing. What else was there?
Work wife, work
wife
was
a huge thing.
That shit pisses me off.
Yeah,
I don't like that stuff.
The entire
at all.
work wife concept is fucking weird.
Yeah,
I mean, I understand how it arises, but it's like, it's not your work wife. You're cheating on your wife.
Exactly. You're having an emotional relationship.
You are having an emotional affair
that's going to bleed over.
Right. Yeah. Things were weird in the 90s. They were weird.
And there was also in the 90s, it was like very in vogue. We talked about this before, but it was like very in vogue to like jailbait. The concept of like having sex with underage women was just like, yo, bro, jailbait.
That's another big American Pie thing too. Yeah. I mean, man, they don't age well, but they are still hilarious.
Dude, they're so funny.
They should remake it. They should do it again. We need, what was the last one? American Wedding? Is that what it?
I lost track. American Pie, I saw that. That was like a huge thing to see when I was younger. I kind of jumped off that and Hangover. I didn't really follow The Hangover as well. So good. Comedies, they stopped making comedy movies. For the most part.
The whole reason I'm here is because Shane is filming Titus.
I know.
So
now it's the emergence. It's re-emerging. And that technically is a show. The comedy, the great American comedy. There was like the Farrelly brothers, all these people. You don't have like a comedy in the theaters.
Well, and the weirdest thing too is that the director Todd Phillips. I mean, he made so many of those movies that I love. Old School. He made what else did he make? He made Road Trip, I think, which is an incredible film.
Road Trip's nice.
Road Trip is so good. But now and then he did The Hangover. He became filthy rich. But then he made the Joker movie, and then he made Joker 2, which is adorable. It's like a total disaster.
Why did they do that?
I don't know. I mean. The Galaxy Brain case, Tarantino had a really good quote. He's like, Joker is Todd Phillips saying, the way he talks, he's like, Joker is the Todd Phillips way of saying, fuck you to the audience. And that's why it's brilliant. And I was like, I don't know, Tarantino. I think you're galaxy braining yourself into how that this shitty movie is actually really good.
It sucks.
It's just bad. It's just empirically bad.
I know. Even though to be like, yeah, because for me, I always think of like the movie, I guess if you have that track record, it's like people will still invest in you.
Well, that's the thing, he has fuck you money. And also, he's a super weird dude. One of my favorite books I read about Hollywood was Molly's Game. Actually, also became a movie, which is a good movie. I think it's on Netflix. And it's about that girl who ran the high stakes poker game in Hollywood. But I ended up reading the book, and I found out Tobey Maguire is a complete and total psycho. So Toby, I had no idea. So Toby was part of the quote unquote pussy posse with Leo DiCaprio. So I knew that. But then I'm reading about these weird psychological mind games that he would play in the book. And he would, at one point he had a quote where he's like, poker is not about winning. Poker is about destroying people's souls. And he would string people along and bring them and get them into debt. And he was constantly charging this girl, the girl who ran the games, and he was fucking with her and her livelihood, and he would take the game. He's a multi-hundred millionaire or whatever. Right?
Yeah.
And he's charging her for using his automatic shuffling. Just weird power game shit. Like true Hollywood.
He's like an evil nerd.
Yeah,
he's like an evil nerd.
Psycho.
What the
Reading
fuck?
that book, I was like, dude, you are an actual psychopath. Like, this Seabiscuit, he's the jockey. That's Spider-Man. That's all I know about this guy. I was like, oh man, this is.
Well, he's probably
upset
upset his parents died when he was younger, and he had to become a superhero. Got bit by a spider.
He's got that, and then the more I learned, and then Todd Phillips is in the book too. That's what made me think
he's
of it.
nuts.
Because,
so this is all like
weirdo.
A biographer, basically, like digging into these people.
No, she wrote the book. She was like my journey running
this
the
is what he was
high-stakes
doing.
poker
Got
game.
you.
She was like the assistant to some rich Hollywood fuck, and he brought her to run the games, and then she got in with like Tobey Maguire. Apparently, Leo came, and Toby got Leo to come. And
the pussy posse,
yeah, but Leo is also apparently like didn't talk to anybody and just put his headphones on the entire time while he was playing poker.
Dude, I've heard a headphone story about Leo.
I was going to say so that's what reminded me of the other.
Do you know
Leo
the song?
story.
Do you know the song he listens to?
No, what is it?
Oh, dude, it's fuck. It's Time to Pretend. He listens to Time to Pretend. While like someone who's wearing like basically
extremely
this.
young women. I mean, I don't get it. I mean,
time to pretend, dude. She's 27. It's time to pretend she's 27, but she's
no younger. What's the?
I'm saying she's 18. He's pretending.
Oh, that's right. He's trying to pretend that she's 18.
He's trying to pretend she's 27, but she is 18.
The whole thing is very strange. The Leo thing, I don't get it. I love Leo. He's such an incredible actor. He's got great instincts. He's actually a very, very smart guy. But yeah, his personal life, it's weird. I think we need to call a spade a spade.
It is, and it's also one of those things where I think Bill Maher is like another avowed kind of like, I fucked 19-year-olds and I'm 65, and he's like,
he's older than that. I think he's like 67, bro.
Yeah.
He might be pushing 70 actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's another one where it's like, it is weird. It is definitely weird, dude, because just the mental difference is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking like statistical, like think about how many standard deviations away
it's like a vampire. It's like you're an immortal vampire at that point. You're 70 talking to an 18-year-old.
18-year-old girl. Yeah.
You're kind of babysitting her.
Absolutely, you are. There's no question. I don't know, man.
And if it's like, dude, like you can be like, I can make a geometric case for their breasts. It's like, all right, dude, well. Like, dude, just stop being such a pervert. Go jack off, dude. You don't have to date an 18-year-old. Just go jerk off. You don't have to like try to make it a lifestyle.
See,
movement.
I love this because this is a very just natural way of us, like, bringing ourselves to being like, there's actually really something about you should just get married, bro. Like, get married. Be normal. Being normal is good. It's actually a good thing. People who aren't normal are fucking weirdos. And I mean, you and I are in a unique position where you actually probably eventually get to meet some of these famous people that you see, or you just hear little things that are not coming out in the public, and you're like, oh yeah, there's a real cost to this, isn't there? You're like, and I'm like, I'm not really sure. I'm like, I don't want to fuck with this. This is not the way that I choose to live my life, and I don't really want to be associated with.
Well, dude, there comes a point where you're either involved in this, like, because you're absolutely right, because you get to, like, they're like the rarefied air of like Hollywood and all this stuff, and it does turn into like a diabolical power game. And it's like we all have those instincts to participate in some level, but there are people who give their entire lives to, like, like looking at another guy's car, or being like, he got what project? Fucking motherfucker. Yeah, where's my 19-year-old girlfriend? I need to fucking eat her pussy right now to calm down.
It's a real, like, weird consumerist, like, idolatry of the self. Yes. And it's like everything that I've learned, in life is just like all of that is horrible and it's bad. Yeah. There's a good political thing to this too. If you stay in Washington, the thing is, lots of people who are young come to Washington, 22, 23 years old, wide-eyed, bushy-tailed, all of that. Most people burn out by 27. So I'm like in my mid-30s now, and so I'm in the cohort, like, we made it. Like, the people who actually got the job, stayed in the lifestyle and all of that. But this is also, there's this cringe show, but How I Met Your Mother, and there's a very important concept that Barney lays out in that show where he's like, relationships, and I think life is like this, have off ramps like an exit, where it's like relationships is like 1 year, 3 year, 5 year, 10 year, 25, something like that. And if you look statistically, he's not wrong. Yeah. In terms of like when divorces and breakups and all that stuff happen. But for like professional DC, or honestly any career where it requires you to give fucking everything to it, but then you start to see, one of the most important pieces of advice I got was like, look at where you are and then look at the guy who's 10 years in that same path. And I was in the White House briefing room, for example, and I was looking around. I'm like, wait a second. I'm like, I don't want to be any of you people. Yeah. I'm like, I need to get the fuck out of here. Yeah. I'm like, I'm like, if we're on this track, I'm like, this is a bad track. We got to get out.
What was the White House briefing? Was that like when you sit and ask questions at like
that's
thing?
where, well, I didn't even get to sit. I had to stand like a bitch in the corner.
Excuse me. So you're like just yelling questions.
It's horrible, man. Yeah. So actually, I'm hopeful with the new administration that we can change some of this up. So the way it works is that the White House Correspondents Association is like a cartel. And even though it's unofficial, they run everything. So all the briefing room seats are assigned by the White House Correspondents Association. I was working for the Daily Caller at the time, which is like a conservative media outlet. And if you want a seat, you have to apply. And applying takes years to get a new seat. And so if you don't have a seat, then obviously you have to get there early. So I would get there hours early ahead of time just to be able to stand in the hallway, like on the side, and you're literally crammed in up against like all these different people. There's all this jockeying, and there's like foreigners.
It's like the stock market kind of, in a way.
Literally, it's like a movie, right? And then you just sit there and you kind of like poke your hand. I was lucky because I'm tall, so I actually get my hand above. There was a short girl behind me, and she was like, "Can I get in front of you?" I'm like, "Sorry, bitch."
Yeah,
like, I got
here. Yeah, I was here at 5 a.m.
Look, it's a dog-eat-dog world. Like, get here earlier. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. That's what I'm talking about, though. I don't want to be that person. That actually sucks. Yeah. Or there was this girl who's like, "Hi, I'm shooting a documentary. I'm from England and all this, and I was just wondering if I get my shot." I'm like, "Yeah, but if you get your shot, I'm gonna get my questions." So it's like, and then my boss is gonna chew my ass out. So it's just not gonna happen. It's like, and. You don't want to be in that mind space, is more what I'm saying. So that's probably...
It takes a toll. It does take a toll.
Hollywood, finance, politics, all these other things all function the same way, in that if you want to be in the top 0.1% of your field, you have to give everything to it. And that's it. There's no other choice. Yeah. And, people should be real with that. So if you're listening and you're like thinking, like, oh, I really want to do something like that, just understand what it takes. Understand what it actually takes to get there.
Oh, dude. Yeah. For sure. And dude, it's funny because I'm viewing schools now and it's like kind of related. So I'm looking at schools for my daughter. She's going into kindergarten next year. So we're like looking at, and it's like, dude, schools now are, and I think it's good, but from what I've been seeing, it's like they're educating people to like do something for everybody, to like bring something to the world, rather than like, when we were in school, it was more like build yourself up so that you're a high value individual, that you can just take resources for yourself and just, like Definitely. Fuck off. And it's like, yeah, but the problem is like they sold everyone that dream, but the reality is like most people aren't going to get those.
Well, and it's not
most people are going to become doctors. And
most
shit.
people don't want to do that.
True.
You don't want, like, I'm Indian, so I know a lot of doctors. It's like, do you want to know how hellish medical school is? Dude. Be real. Whenever you like, for real. Do you want to spend 8 years in school, 4 years making shit money with $300,000 in debt, working 90 hours a week, getting shit on by the attending physicians, then hoping and praying that you get, your placement or whatever for the next job. So by the time you're my age, you can finally get your first paycheck. Oh, oh, but fuck you, even though you get your first nice paycheck, 90% of that is going to be going to clearing off of your medical debt. And you've lived 10 years. You're probably now addicted to smoking, food, like some vice of something. There's no way. Sure. Again, you know this too. When you work really hard, like it takes it all from you. You're going to be addicted to energy drinks, nicotine, whatever. Like you need something. Yeah. It's not possible to do it natural.
It's true. I've gone back and forth, and it's like I'm like, no, I don't need anything. And I had like a pretty harsh caffeine phase for myself. I'm like sensitive to it. Yeah. I had to stop that because I wasn't sleeping. But
how do you? Because you travel a lot, right?
Yeah,
that's brutal.
It sucks. Yeah. I've recently introduced melatonin. Okay. I'm a very like natural type. I don't want to take anything, but I've succumbed to just like
interesting.
Just
Can I give you a warning about melatonin though? Yeah. So Andrew Huberman says not to take melatonin.
I know, man. I know it's not good.
I know it's not right. It was something about he said like the label on the bottle can be anywhere between like 2% and 1,000% of what's actually in there.
What?
Yeah, and he said something. Don't take my word for it, but it was something along the lines of, "I've seen them give melatonin to rats and it shrivels their balls." So he's like, I think that it messes with testosterone.
Enough said. Dude, I'm done.
My opinion,
enough said,
you should stay off.
I'm off it.
Stay off the melatonin.
I'm off it. It is a. As soon as I started taking it, I was like, I get why Michael Jackson had a guy with like an IV in his arm. I'm like, dude,
no, that was a whole other level, man. That's like what was it? Propofol?
Propofol. It was Propofol. But you start to like, dude, it's like you're just sitting there reading a book, and all of a sudden the melatonin just starts to like weigh you. You're like a stone statue, and then you're just like.
Did you read about this Matthew Perry thing? Oh, it was so fucked up.
So what actually happened to him?
Perry. So, I mean, it's really sad. I read his book actually after he died, and Perry was obviously, everybody knows he was a drug addict.
Yeah.
But you know, it's his parents. It turns out his mom was like the press secretary for Justin Trudeau's dad.
What?
Like when he was the prime minister. Yeah, it was actually, and apparently he beat the shit out of Justin Trudeau when they were kids, which is wild.
Matthew Perry beat up Justin Trudeau?
Matthew Perry beat up Justin Trudeau.
That's kind of boss.
Yeah, it is cool. But so Perry, it turns out when he was like a really little baby and he was crying, his parents would give him like benzos, like benzodiazepine.
What?
Like really fuck. And he was like, yeah, some of my parents' funniest stories is about me as a baby just sitting there like drooling out of my mouth when they were plugging me full of benzos because I was crying. He was like colicky. And so his theory of why he's so fucked up and addicted to drugs was because at a very early age that he had benzos. And he's talked about how the very first time he ever felt like anything was good in this world was when he was drunk at 14 years old. And that was the rat race. And then he becomes a fucking centimillionaire, whatever, from Friends. And that's why you can see his weight wildly fluctuate on the show because he was either drunk or he was on pills or he was on Oxy. But dude, the thing is with Perry is he died of a ketamine overdose, I believe, and they Los Angeles District Attorney filed this case against a so-called like ketamine queen, and they have text messages in there of the doctor and the girl who was selling him all this illegal ketamine, being like, "How much can we take this rich asshole for?" You know, charging him thousands of dollars per hit of ketamine, of which they're buying. It's like
not very chill, dude, ketamine community,
deeply exploitative shit, like really bad. It was horrible.
I have a lot of people are really into ketamine. I have a very kind of like weird thing because I knew a lot of like evil hippies who were like,
on ketamine.
They got like addicted to that shit. They used to call it hippie heroin.
What's it called? K-hole, right?
K-hole, yeah. Well, dude, before it became mainstream, it was known like people were like, oh, it's hippie heroin because they would like nod out.
What does it do? Because I thought that it helps.
It's dissociative.
But there's the depression aspect. There's like the therapeutic aspect, and apparently he'd been having ketamine in a therapeutic setting, but then I guess he got addicted to that. And that's why he died in that hot tub, man, because, dude, and it was like his assistant, his little drug assistant, they were working to procure him drugs and charge him thousands of dollars because they were ripping this guy off.
That's not right. It's called custying someone out. They're custying him. You treat them custy prices. Yeah. It's not a good thing to do. But yeah, I've heard people who swear by it. They're like, if you do like, because you can do, like, you know, they make like little lozenges and stuff. So you could like lay there. My brother's all about it. He's like, you lay there.
He's a big K guy.
Big K guy. Big special K guy. He was really selling me on it. And it was like, you know, I'm like, and I get like if you're laying there, it's like a 30-minute ordeal. You come out of it. Right. He's like, it's good. It's like, you know, blah, blah, blah. But then there's doctors who like will prescribe you a little bit. Like you can just kind of have it to kind of like, because you can either like get into a K hole or just kind of take the edge off. And I knew like these dudes that would just snort K constantly. But if you snort too much, then you'll just be sitting there like.
The other K that I see signs for everywhere, and I actually don't know what it is kratom?
Kratom, yeah.
What is kratom? It's kratom like you see signs for this everywhere. CBD, we sell kratom. I don't know a single person who's ever used kratom. I don't know what kratom is.
I know it, dude.
I just know it exists, but it's everywhere. It's literally everywhere. It's every gas station in America.
Gas stations sell like full on. They sell drugs, or you can sell weed legally at gas stations now. It's dude. They did it. It's the hemp farm bill allowed THCA, which is weed. The active ingredient's THC.
Is that the same as was it spice or whatever? Those
no, it's dude. So
what's
spice,
that then?
Spice is a synthetic. So it's like if you take Delta 9 tetrahydride, whatever it's called. Sure. There's the exact molecule that's illegal. Spice is like, let's remove a couple carbon molecules and like a hydrogen. And now it's like very similar, but it's legal because it's not technically the same stuff. It's like an analog or whatever you want to call it.
Sure.
So what kratom is, well, with the THCA stuff, it's like like weed picked off the plant is THCA because there's a carbon molecule. That's why if you have to make brownies, you have to heat the weed up to decarboxylate it. And that's what, like, THC is illegal, but THC is legal. So now you can grow hemp, which is just weed, with THCA, which is just THC, and it's legal, and you can sell it at a gas station. It's completely schizophrenic. Right. It makes no sense. Yeah. It makes no sense. But I mean, I think it's sick. You can mail it right to your house. But
really?
Oh yeah, you can just get it mailed right to you.
Are you a big weed guy?
I was for the longest time.
I can smell weed in here.
It wasn't me.
Okay.
It wasn't me. I know you hate it. It wasn't me.
Yeah.
That was you, bro. You were blazing. Me and Saagar ripped the blunt, dude. I like that.
Don't put misinformation out there, all right? The moment I came down here, my nostrils flared. I didn't want to say anything, but I did suspect you. I'm not going to lie. I immediately suspected you.
I was a big weed guy since I was like in high school through college.
But you quit, right? So it's a success story.
I cut it out, but here's the thing. It becomes too much, like especially when you have kids. It's like I just can't. I can't be high. Like,
can you tell that to more people? Yeah.
Some people claim, but like for me personally, it's like having like a weird panic attack at a playground. Yeah, not serving your family.
That sounds horrible.
Like, oh fuck, dude, that's got to be brave for my daughter.
But everybody
right
says it's chill. No, it's chill, dude. It's totally chill,
dude. The thing is, the weed's different. The weed is so strong.
I know.
Now.
Thank you. Please continue.
It's a different stuff, dude. I've literally I was selling weed from 2008 up until whatever, pretty embarrassingly recently, but the whatever. I don't even remember.
Call 911. I'm going to call Philly PD.
Maybe 2009.
Is weed legal in Philly?
I knew a guy who got it's medical. Okay. I knew a guy who got caught with coke outside of the Delaware County. And apparently the Delaware County, or like whatever township police called the Philadelphia PD and they're like, we caught this guy with cocaine. We also think he's been buying weed from Philadelphia. And dude, the Philly PD just went hung up on it. He was in the room. He was like in trouble for it.
I mean, to be fair, they have like actual problems.
Yes.
Like murders.
And they were just like, he's like, dude, the Philly PD hung up on the township police.
They're like, dude, we don't care about that.
But it is, dude, with the dabs, it has become drugified. So I like watched weed develop for years, like very close to it. And it was like, it became a thing that was like, dude, this is like, dude, like, it was like, everyone talks about this. Like in the 70s, it was like 7% THC. Then you get like 14, 15 was like, wow, dude, it's like 30. Some of them are like 28 to 30%. And it's too much.
And they also, the percentage was that are sold to you. It's kind of like what I just said about melatonin. You have no idea whether that's correctly in there or not. So let's stay off the weed. Let me if you'll allow me a weed diatribe.
That's fine. I'll give you one. Yeah. What my thing is now, it's like, so now they're starting to regrow it and introduce like the grow it so it's like only 7% with CBD. Okay. And that's very relaxing and it's not as psychoactive. It really can like make you, it's like the founding father weed. That's like the hemp George Washington smoked.
Oh, is it? Okay.
It's very chill. You're not like, you might get like,
Well, he was doing opium too. Do you think people
was he doing opium?
Of course, they all were doing opium back then. That's how the painkillers happen. Yeah.
True, I guess.
That's a forbidden part of the 1900s and nobody ever talks about. The shocking number of opium and cocaine addicts that were up until like the 1920s. Incredible amount of society was addicted to morphine, opium, cocaine. You could get it readily across the counter. A lot of the doctors were going to prison because they were coke addicts and they were prescribing cocaine to different people. It's actually pretty wild.
Yeah, I think you can get it in prison. You can get like opium in prison in like the 20s. I think you could order it on the commissary. Wow. I think so. I read a book about like an old like a burglar from like 1890s.
Not a bad way to spend the time. You're already locked up.
Yeah, you can just gobble it up. You could just take exactly. You could just gobble it up. I think it was like either the guards were selling it, but I remember the guy was saying in the book he just ordered some opium from the truck.
Well, it wasn't illegal for a long time. Yeah, I mean, it took a long time because there was a lot of, it's the same problems we have now. Like opium addicts at the time, it's like for a while they're in opium, they can't afford opium, you start robbing people to pay for your opium, and it's like, they're like, okay, we got to get rid of this.
Yeah, this is a problem. Dude, the kratom now is, kratom is a It's not.
So what is it? Is
so
it
it's
a
technically
plant?
an opiate. It's a plant. It's a natural plant, but it has.
No, this is what they say about it. It's natural.
It is natural.
Yeah.
Weed
Yeah,
is
it's natural. What did you just talk about? Oh, the cross plays with this.
Yes,
40% now. It's like, that's not fucking natural.
Exactly.
Okay?
That you're.
That's
I
as
think
natural as the red tomato in a grocery store.
I totally agree.
All right.
I think they've ruined weed. Now it's called type 2 cannabis. They're walking it back, and I think that because dude, I would just like freak out. I'm like, this sucks. This isn't fun at all. Or I do think though, and this is like a. I do like saying this to people because people get very like bullyish with weed. They'll be like, dude, fucking 5 milligram. I could take a 50 mil. It's like this because you're a dumbass. You don't have anything going on in your brain. So
it's like you've actually cooked so much of your IQ off that you no longer have the IQ to understand.
No, I'm saying naturally they're a dumbass. They've always been people who can do like 200 milligram edibles. It's like, yeah, because you're a fucking dumbass. You don't have anything going on in your mind. You're just sitting there like, you're like when like a dog gets a brownie. You're just kind of like, or you metabolize it differently. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah.
But dude, the kratom, they do snag people with the natural stuff, but it's like it mimics opiates. So people will use it to get off of like, you could be sick from
like methadone?
Heroin if it was a plant. But it also is different. Like if you take a little bit, it's energizing. But if you take a lot, it's like you ate like 4 Percocets.
I don't get it, man.
Dude, and people get addicted to it, man. And
no, I do know that. That's why I brought it up, because there is a lot of this weird stuff that, like kratom, obviously weed now with the mass legalization, and nobody ever talks about it. You know, if you look at the weed graph, like over 20% of weed users are using it on a multi-daily basis. Yeah. So that is like, imagine if 20% of people who drank alcohol drank like straight liquor all day, every day. That's not even close.
What is the percentage of people who drink alcohol daily?
Who are daily drinkers? I think it's like 7 to 8%. Actually, by the way, I'm not putting alcohol off the.
For sure,
yeah, it's really bad. People who are alcoholics, it ruins your life. It will kill you early. There's all this stuff. And actually, weed and alcohol, almost all vices actually have the same effect, where between like it's like the Pareto principle, where 20% can be responsible for 80%. And so 20% of weed users consume almost all of the weed, and because they're using it every single day, and it's extremely high THC and it's psychoactive. Anybody who knows anybody who's ever owned a liquor store, it's like the vast majority of your sales are going to the same like alcoholics. Honestly, it's really sad.
Yeah.
And then gambling is the same way. Like a huge percentage of casino returnees, like, people go to Vegas and they have fun, but like if you have ever spent time in a casino, like the people that come every single day are just like pissing their life.
It makes you really sad.
That's the saddest part. Like that is really sad.
It's so when you see, especially the old people there, and you're like, damn, your kids stopped talking to you. You've worked your whole life.
Do you have sports gambling advertisers? Do you?
Oh, big time, yeah.
Oh, do you? Okay,
you can talk whatever you want.
Okay, all right. Well, then I'll say it.
It's unfettered free speech.
Well,
you think I'm going to restrict speech at the podium?
Sorry, DraftKings and FanDuel and all these other people.
It's not those two, but
okay, good. All right, well,
we've definitely had that before.
Have you?
Say whatever you want.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I'm not worried about that.
Well, I don't want to get you in trouble, but
can you get me in trouble?
I have become totally convinced. I don't put cards on the table. I actually like to go to the casino. I think casino gambling is really fun, but I think it's very important that I have to go to the casino, to a physical location. The stats right now on sports gambling, it's just like weed, all vices, disaster. If you look at the amount of money that is being sucked out of people's pockets, it's horrible. So in September, in New Jersey alone, New Jersey bettors lost $200 million gambling online, in full online gambling. They lost $400 million. They were gambling on sports, and a total of $900 million in a single month of September, just if you include also the casinos. So you can see that almost half of the money that New Jersey bettors lost. By the way, Jersey's not that fucking big. So we just talked about $1 billion that got sucked out of the market.
Crazy.
People are addicted to sports gambling, man. It's terrible. And the other thing is, if I studied, I went and I read a little bit about how casinos operate, and casino profits, like the amount that they take, is called the hold, like on a game. And the hold for DraftKings, FanDuel, and all these others is way higher, because traditional gamblers in casinos, they'll bet the money line or they'll bet the spread. But these retards on sports gambling are buying and doing all these parlays that get algorithmically pushed. You have no fucking chance of winning your parlay. Okay?
Yeah.
Sorry, you're not going to win your parlay. Don't ask me. Check the stats and look at the profits for where all these people are coming from. So, dude, mass sports gambling has been a fucking disaster. Like, you've seen domestic violence has gone up in the places where it is. Bankruptcies are up. You're seeing a huge amount of credit card debt, 25% increase amongst the people where it is legal. And actually, I just read an article about Brazil yesterday, where basically it's a social transfer program where the government is cutting checks to working class people. Those people are gambling almost 40% of their paychecks away on a consistent basis. So it's like a mass wealth transfer. that's happening right now. And yeah, I mean, sadly, because you can do it online, just imagine if you could take your phone out and there was an app on your phone where you could drink alcohol. Do you know how popular that app would be?
Yeah.
Imagine,
or see naked girls.
Yeah. Well, that's a big one. We'll get to that next. We're going to come next. This is going to be the Killjoy podcast.
No.
But imagine if you could like suck marijuana from an app that was out of your phone. People would be addicted to that. That gambling is honestly worse.
Well, it's a double addiction because the phone's addictive.
Yes,
and
exactly.
then you put addiction on top of an addictive device.
So you have algorithm, you have phones, and you have money that is now at stake. Every single state where this has happened has been an absolute nightmare. And if all you have to do, the thing is that the gambling companies legally they have to disclose all of this. So all you have to do is go and read their profit and loss statements and look how much of this is coming from the parlay bets. It's the vast majority of their profits, and yet you idiots keep signing up for it. And I get that it's fun, but it's not funny whenever your wife is like, "Hey, baby, can we buy these berries for our child?" And you're like, "Oh, I actually pissed it all away on a parlay last night." And now you have guys who are, you've seen this explosion, and people are like, "I'm gambling on women's softball or in Korea," and I'm like, "Bro, you have a problem."
Yeah.
You have a problem.
That's always been people like that's degenerate behavior. Like the Little League World Series, like you're degenerate. You're degenerate. Yeah.
You are a degen, bro. And this is my case. I think gambling should be legal. But it should only be in casinos, because one of my favorite parts about going to the casino is you meet the characters. Right? You go to the craps table and you see a guy who hasn't showered in 3 days and has got his colostomy bag on. And by the way, he will teach you how to roll the dice. And so shout out to that man for showing me how to do it. But seeing him, I'm like, I don't ever want to be even in the same like universe of like whatever this dude is. But you can't see that when you're on the couch. You don't understand. You're the sucker. Last thing on this that I found out from Nate Silver's book is that if you are any good at sports gambling, you're banned. And so
that's kind of fucked up.
So if you win consistently on DraftKings or on FanDuel, they will cap your bet size to like $2. They're like, "Oh, you're allowed to bet $2.14."
That's bullshit.
Yes, but you know why? And then people are like, "I'm actually really good at sports gambling." I'm like, "Oh, how you been on the app?" They're like, 3 years. I'm like, "You're not any good at sports gambling." I'm like, "It would have banned your ass."
Yeah, they would cut. That's everyone. No, I'm like breaking even basically. And it's like, they ain't fucking that.
It's like, well, first of all, you need to win 52% of your bets just to beat the house, because 2% is the vig that goes to the house.
Yeah.
But then over that, it's like look, you're not winning. If you're still gambling consistently on the apps, you have not won, and you're the sucker. That's just
what they should do. An easy amendment to this that wouldn't be such a money suck is that when you lose your gambling money, it's held from you for 6 months. They get to make money on the interest, and then they send it back to you. So
that would be nice, but
you're momentarily penalized.
I just read in New York.
I mean, why would they do that? They would be like, "Fuck you, we're keeping all. How about we keep all of it and make interest?"
These guys are making the biggest killing in the planet, and like the best part is all the states are doing it too because they want the money. But the thing is, look, they're going to pay for it because it's one of those where you're getting this fake tax revenue. But when you have to come and send cops to Johnny's house because he went fucking broke and he beat up his wife or his girlfriend or whatever, you're paying for that.
He's blowing off some steam.
Right. Parlay goes down. He's going to house one of those plastic bottles of whiskey from Costco.
Yeah.
And we all know what happens next.
It is weird that when jobs are scarce, like it just people just end up beating up girls. Like if there's not good stuff going on, people are like, "Well, I guess I have to beat up a girl now." It happens across like every culture.
It's every culture. Actually, a lot of people got mad at me on the show because I was talking about it was during one of our immigration debates. I think you talked about it a little bit actually on your show, and I was just like, "Look." And by the way, just full disclosure, I married into an Irish family from Philadelphia.
Oh, there you go.
All right, so I have no discrimination against the Irish, but what I'm saying is, back in the day, I think it was reasonable to be like, well, all these people are coming over here and they drank a lot of whiskey. And so nobody knows this. The very first thing that women did whenever they voted was ban alcohol. That's why the temperance movement was entirely driven by women.
Whoa.
And the reason why is because they were getting the absolute shit kicked out of them by their drunk ass husbands who were drinking a liter of whiskey per day on average to deal with, the Industrial Revolution and all this. But it was also, let's be honest, it was part of their culture, right?
Yeah,
and
for
so,
sure.
That's what people don't forget is like that, for some reason, it's intrinsic. Like alcohol, gambling, and beating the shit out of your wife, it's just a package deal.
It's one big thing.
You are signing up for that. You are 100%. So don't incentivize it.
Yeah, it's just impulses ruling the roost, and then eventually the curtain closes, and you're like,
right.
Ah!
Yeah, well, really what I think it is just somebody for the first time is showing the reality of what you've done, where you can rationalize your parlays away, you can rationalize all this, but the very first time, like I just said, we're like, hey, can we pay to go see, I don't know, like, I want to go see my mom next week or whatever. Can I get a flight? And they're like, no, we literally don't have any money.
Yeah, or the ultimate being like, I told you the Chiefs weren't going to kick a field goal. And you're like, shut the fuck up. You didn't know that.
Yeah.
It is funny. There is a huge, because, I'm all like Irish Catholic out, and it's like, like seeing someone fall at a wedding, I'm like, meh. It's like, it's so normal. And like my wife would like cry. She's like, that's not right. And I'm like, that's so sad. I'm like, dude.
My in-laws and their family are not like
people
that.
People fall at weddings. It is what it is.
I did see a really funny tweet. And be like, I left Dublin and I moved. I forget where they moved, like somewhere in South America or something. And they're like, and what I thought was we were all having a good time. It turns out we're just crippling alcoholics.
Yeah, like family beach trips were just like adults hammered for 7 days, and I'd just be like, all right. And then the kids would get hammered. They would pass out.
East Coast beach culture is weird.
Oh, it's crazy.
I'll tell you
dude.
this.
It's crazy.
I had no exposure to it because I grew up here. But I went to I went to Rehoboth, which is like the nice beach, right? Mm-hmm. But even then, I'm like, man, these ladies are hammering Tito's at like 9 a.m. in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, there's some crazy shit going down.
East Coast beach culture is like it's like quiet. That's not like as like cool like Margaritaville. It's just people just quietly
degen.
My uncles would be like, they would all joke. They'd be like, ah, man, who's gonna crack the first one? They'd be like, I don't give a shit, I'll do it. And you just crack a Coors Light. Now they don't let you drink on the beaches like that.
Really?
Yeah, they're taking
a lot of people doing it.
Well, in the
they're
Jersey
doing it
Shore.
in the solo cups.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
They used to, and they'll still come around and police you. I grew up going to Sea Isle, and dude, it was just beers, whatever.
Really?
Now it's like you have to have a cup, and they'll come around if you have alcohol in your cup. Because they can just write you a fine because everyone's going to drink on the beach.
Of course they are. Yeah. Well, and this is where my like nanny state instincts kind of. I'm like, all right, well, fuck off. All right, people are also on the beach, and that's just a money grab for what we need rules. But really, what it is like we just need a better culture around this stuff because we just got to acknowledge the downsides, right? That's all I'm asking. Everybody's asking like, sports gambling is the greatest thing ever. It's about freedom. You're gonna get, and look at their ads, right? They're like, you're gonna get rich. You're join free $15.
No, we'll give you $500 for $5.
$5 for $500 deposit. I'm like, once again, bro, like. Have you ever been to a casino? That shit doesn't get built based on winners. Like 99% of the people who walk out of there are fucking losers. The odds that it are you is almost 99%. So,
well, I think the gambling companies would be happier doing this because they do that little disclaimer, like, by the way, guys, if in case you
but that's mostly bullshit, and a lot of it is because they're required by the state to put it in there, and then what the states do is they take part of these losses and they fund these gambling. But it's like you are the receipt. The rise in sports gambling addiction has created the need for these gambling addiction centers. So it's like, just don't have it in the first place.
Well, the weirdest part about gambling addiction is that it's not even about winning or losing. Like I forget, I read
they like when they lose. That's the craziest part. They love it when they lose.
Or it's more like the flow state of just being like, it's not the winning or losing. Absolutely. It's just going from thing to thing, and your brain's totally focused on something.
Again, I get it. I like it. I love to play baccarat.
See, I don't like to gamble. I'm just filled with anxiety the whole time when I
love
win.
games of chance. Poker is more actually. I think I could justify poker because I wouldn't even really call it gambling, although it is technically like kind of a game of chance. But there's a lot of strategy and math. Obviously, like the famous Rounders quote, it's like the same 10 people may end up at the finals for a reason. It's not a game of fucking chance. Whereas if you go to blackjack competitions or baccarat competitions, it's fucking you get lucky. All right, like, that's how it works. I see the appeal of both, but. There is something. This is where I'll flip the script, man. The magic of the cards, like when the baccarat thing.
That's exactly what it is.
You're like 9, 9, 9, 9. You're just sitting there. That moment, the anticipation.
And it's fun.
And when you hit it, oh my God.
It's so fun. God, it's so unbelievable. Well, it's also.
But I play like $15 tables in Charlestown, West Virginia, next to toothless Chinese women who are getting their Chinese ash. I prefer, honestly, I'd rather be around them. I love them. Shout out to the. You always want to gamble with Chinese, if you're playing baccarat, Chinese and Vietnamese. They know what's up.
That's a good idea. That's a good call.
And the less teeth they have, the more good at the game they are. They've got patience. They have all these superstitions about dragons and colors. And
that's the thing, though, man. Because I was like sitting there one time backstage at a comedy show, and they were like playing dice, like in the green room, as like they had this little box. And I was like, it is just people interacting with magic. People are attracted to gambling. Yeah. It's
magic.
It's like a divine thing. You're like, oh.
And everybody, craps is also definitely the most fun in the game in the casino. Although it is minus EV every single bet on the craps table. So, But when you play, the magic of it is it's a crowd's game because, and I love craps gurus, right? Like I was talking about the diabetic guy, and he's like, yeah, he threw it over here, threw it over here. It's like the first time he throws to the right, he's gonna roll 7, which means we all get fucked. So he's like, he about to roll that, take your bet off, and I was like, all right, got it. He was right. And I was like,
dude,
oh,
my only time playing craps,
they know something.
My only time playing craps, a guy was like, just do what I do, and I was up $1,300 very quickly.
Holy shit,
very quickly,
$1,300,
very quickly.
Whoa.
And I was
You're
just
playing
like,
higher stakes than I am, man.
I think I was just drunk too. Just like, it's fine. And then I got cocky. I was like, I know what's going on. As soon as I started doing my own bets, I was back down to 600. I just picked it up and I was like, thank you, sir, and just walked. I was like, I'm fucking.
I mean, you left up. That's
I will do that. I'm ruthless at a casino. If I win $100, I'm out.
Good.
I'm like, get me the fuck out of here. I just won $100.
But it could be 200.
That's to me. I'm 5. Like, I get so disgusted when I lose. The feeling I get. I'm like, I think about just them just like taking like the time I spent into like work and life, especially when I was like just working a job where I was like, I could be like, oh, that was a day of my life.
Yes.
And I would just think of that just getting like sucked into a vault with just a huge chamber
to pay
of money.
For free drinks for these fat alcoholics who are like,
it would kill me.
Just sitting in the slot machine like,
no, it would fucking kill me. The worst part is I don't really gamble much anymore, but it was like when I first did it, I was in Vegas for my cousin's bachelor party and he was like, do this, do that. And I won the first 4 times I gambled. I won every time.
What game was it?
Blackjack. And I would just win. I'd win
very
like
high variance game though. That's the problem. You get fucked so easily,
dude. I'd win like $200, and I'd win 200. And I'd just get right the fuck out. And I would spend all my code was every dollar I won gambling, I'd spend it on everyone around me immediately.
And
it worked.
Yeah, you got to spread the love. You got to get the juju. You need the luck.
Just exactly. And then like I tipped the dealers heavily, and then like I was like, I think I'm good at blackjack, and I instantly lost like $700 so fast, dude.
Oh yeah,
like 15 minutes, I was just
because that's what they do because it's a high variance game, and they know they can wipe you out way before you're going to wipe them out. So what they want to do is just deal all those hands per hour, and already. Blackjack, I think Blackjack is a 51-49 game, I'm pretty sure, even with perfect base. Were you playing basic strategy, like perfect?
No idea what the fuck I was doing. There was a guy, no idea. And there'd be guys like, dude, you got to hit. And I'm like, no.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure they get mad at you. Actually,
get furious.
If you don't play basic strategy correctly, because if you fuck it up, you're going to fuck the whole shoe up for the entire table. And so they get very upset.
They were very displeased with me, but I was like, bro, this is not my problem. We're not on a team. You're not sharing your money
Gamblers
with me.
Know this. This is Gen Pop shit. You're like, you get this Gen Pop shit.
I'd be like, dude, we're not on a fucking team. We're not splitting this money. This is my call. And
no, but it is a team because if you fuck the math up, then he's going to hit it. He's going to get the wrong card because he's playing math and you're not. And so that's what screws. But Dana White has a theory. Man. Yeah, Dana White is like, sometimes you got to go to war with the shoe. And you got to, he's like, you got to turn basic strategy on the shoe. I was like, I don't really think that's how math works. But I mean, he's super rich, so he doesn't care.
Yeah. I heard he likes to gamble.
Oh, he's
heavily.
Me and my friends who like to go to the casino, we will hype ourselves up with Dana White clips. Yeah. It's just like because he has like a love of the game. Like he's like I'm rich as hell. I can get on the jet and I can go anywhere else. If my kids are gone, I'm going to the casino. Yeah, he's just like that's what I do. It's what I do.
It's just scary. Once you're that rich, you have to play with big sums to excite yourself.
He plays for millions. Like I think he said his dream is to play $1 million per hand on baccarat. $1 million a hand. He said I think the highest he's gotten is like 300,000. To be fair, one of the reasons they probably won't let him, and that's one of the reasons I like baccarat, is baccarat is an actual 50-50 game.
That's what I thought.
So the house edge is like 0.05%. So you actually have you have like good odds, but like you did better than fucking blackjack.
For sure, yeah.
Any of these, especially crap. Craps is a shit show. It's the most fun game in the casino, but every single one of the games, like I said, is minus EV. You're almost certainly going to lose money, like whenever you play.
Damn.
Especially in the long enough timeline. So if you do win, like you just get out of there.
Get out.
If you're up, like if you have 100 and you won 200, get the fuck out.
Balls
like
out
immediately.
Yeah.
Same with roulette. Do not play 000 roulette. That is the biggest scam in the entire casino.
What's 000?
So on roulette, if you could just bet black or red. The way that the house has its edge is in the old days, they had a green 0. So after a while, the casino execs were like, what if we had 2 zeros? We're like, maybe these idiots in Vegas and people are drunk and they're like, oh, there's only 2 zeros.
I don't even think about the zeros.
Bro, the math goes from like 49% or whatever to like the house edge goes from like 1 or 2% to like 7%. And then after a while, they couldn't add 3 zeros. So they added like whatever the casino. No, they added a third one. So they go 0, then 00, and then they have like the MGM logo on the wheel. So now the edge is like 11%.
I thought you were saying they added 1010 and then a third, but it was a double zero.
No. So there's a 0, then there's a double 0, and then there'll be like MGM or Caesars or
just
whatever.
A blank space.
You're just pissing your money away. Like people, you know, there's the meme. It's like if you win, you're like, put it all in black or whatever. Like, well, check the zeros because if there's 000, you're fucked. All right, like you have not good odds,
dude. That's the. You know what I've done though with poker or not poker. The last couple times I've been in a casino environment for like stand up or something. A lot of times they give you chips.
Really?
So something I've had fun. They'll be like, they'll give you like a couple. Like,
just let me know the dates. I'll come with you.
They'll give you like $100. They'll give you like $100.
Oh man,
you could break that down.
We could turn that. Yeah, we could turn it into 150. Yeah. We'll turn it into 150.
Dude, what I started doing is when they give me chips, I put it on. I go to roulette or blackjack. I put it all on one hand, and if it wins, I give it to the dealer. So here you go.
I love that.
It's kind of a fun thing. And if I lose, I go, hey man, whatever. It feels good.
That does, yeah. I mean, they make, dude, you know the people they have to deal with. Like, what a shitty job. Like, I'm sure they make a lot of money, at least some of them, but probably the good ones. But oh god, I can't imagine. You're dealing with the absolute like dregs of humanity.
Especially like at their worst, like fucking up and like being like,
I hate that too when people get mad at the dealers and they're like, it's your fault. Like, you're not.
I know that guy sucks.
I'm just like, dude, fuck you. But then you also don't really want to do anything because you're like, this guy's kind of crazy. So I'm not gonna be a whole white knight. Like, you put your hands on maybe, but like up until that, you're like, I'm just like, can we get security over here?
Yeah, dude, it's I've never got bit by the gambling bug, man.
That's good.
I tried to be a bookie for a while.
Whoa.
I tried, and it was just like...
Yeah, but where were you getting your lines from?
It was like my friend knew another book. It was like a sub-bookie thing where I was like sending them kind of just bets, basically. But it was my job to like collect them all.
Really?
It was just my friends. It was just my friends. And then
but what about when they don't pay?
So here's what happened. They were like, I don't watch sports like that, so I didn't know what the fuck was going on. So they would just, if they lost, they would call they would just leave me voicemails all weekend, being like, put another one, and they just kept doubling down. And then eventually, like, some of my friends owed me money, and I just got to the point where I was like, I'm not taking your money for this. And I just like told the guy, I was like, I'm not doing this anymore. I just felt bad. Like, if you like sell something to somebody, that's like, yes, you gave me that, but to be like, yo, the Bears lost, you owe me $250. I was like,
and you actually have to collect it too.
Yeah, and I was like, I don't want to do. Yeah, exactly. That's the big thing, man.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, East Coast sports gambling culture has always been there. I don't know. I mean, I grew up here. I don't remember thinking or hearing like other parents. I guess I grew up in a Bible Belt area, so they wouldn't be doing it. But I don't remember a lot of money changing hands on college football. But now these days, college football is actually even more where the action is.
I could see that,
because it's like there's the mismatches or whatever. There's like underdogs, and for somebody who hates gambling, I know way too much about gambling.
It's a love-hate relationship. That and weed too. You don't know a lot about weed. You don't know a lot about weed though.
I don't know a lot about the experience of weed, but
have you ever smoked weed?
I think I smoked weed when I was very drunk when I was in college once. Okay, and that's pretty much it.
That makes sense. That's fair.
Yeah.
What'd you blaze?
I don't know. Dude, you're at a party.
Blue Dream.
Somebody passes you, whatever. It probably was fake. It was probably like not even marijuana. It was like somebody's grass that he'd bought off of somebody else and got ripped off.
Well, dude, the K2 is big in prison. That's like the stuff you're talking about, Spice.
I know.
And that fucks people. I have friends that are like...
lose their minds.
Yes, dude.
Is that right?
Yes. Yeah. I think these guys, they'll do anything. Like speedballs and shit. And I have friends that are like... Bro, the K2 is fucked up.
Really?
You're in jail. You're in like the county jail, and you just blaze K2 and have like an absolutely satanic experience. He's like, dude, it's for real. Like, terrifying.
I think I saw some videos about that. For some reason, my YouTube feed has been pushing me a lot of prison content. You can go down a serious rabbit hole of prison tube. Shout out to Johnny Mitchell, by the way, the Connect. You should have him on your show, actually.
What do you do?
He's a comedian. He's like 6'7", but he does this show called The Connect where he interviews, when he went to jail as a weed dealer, and he interviews like other people who were drug dealers and then also talks about their prison experience. So I actually did his show. He actually likes politics. That's why we talked a little bit, but some of his content is really good.
Dude, it's the best.
He interviews like high level drug kingpins.
Yeah.
And he'll be like, tell me about the story, but then also like, what was it like to be in federal prison or whatever?
Yeah.
What a nightmare.
Dude, I just finished a book about an LSD dealer who got caught in the early 90s. So he got sentenced for like 20 years. Whoa. He never even got caught with acid. It was just all, he was doing Western
conspiracy.
Yeah, exactly. Got a conspiracy charge, 20 years. And it was he was in jail during the race riot, like the crack laws.
Sure.
And he had a altercation with a lieutenant, like one of the guards, and he was a white guy. And when the crack riots happened, it was just black inmates having riots or doing riots. And the lieutenant was like, he incited the riot, sent him to fucking Marion, which is like a super max, and he had to do like I think like 3 years in Marion. Before he ended up only doing 5 years out of the 20 years.
Right.
But
Well, I think everyone likes prison content because it's like, what would I do?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I thought about that too. I'm like, well, I'm not white, not black, not Hispanic, and everything's
You're
racial
another.
in
You'd
prison.
be another. You're
an
another.
other.
Another. That's what it's called.
But how many others are there?
Not a lot.
The other
bro.
Indians in prison are going to be like doctors for Medicare fraud. You know, they're like, hello, doc. You know, like,
I think it's called others. I think you're it's just like Inuit.
Yeah.
Indian.
Inuit.
Yeah, it's like
Actually, they're probably pretty good, right? They can fight.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Pretty jacked.
They're good with blades.
Your numbers are not great.
No, it's not good.
So yeah, I think it's like I got so deep into prison shit,
Right.
but it's like
So then what would your strategy be? My strategy would be getting my parents to put money on my books, right? And then we pay the others for protection.
That's the big thing you can do.
Okay.
My plan was always to pay the Muslim Brotherhood.
Oh,
So you can pay the Muslim Brotherhood to protect, but then it's like it is like racial.
But I could fake it and I could just grow my beard and say that I was Muslim, right?
Yeah, and you can get a
good.
You can get the Muslim diet too.
Oh,
You'd have to answer
the
a few
halal
questions.
food. The halal food is better.
Yeah, people do the kosher diet. That's a big thing.
Really?
If you can prove like you're Jewish, and you're allowed to switch your religion every like 6 months or so to get a different diet. I swear to God.
I read that Ramzi Youssef, who was the World Trade Center bomber, the '93 bomber. He apparently stayed in his cell for like 10 years straight. Whenever, because he refused to do a strip search because he said it violated his religion. But then apparently he was like, okay, I'm now converted to Christianity.
What?
But apparently the warden and all of them don't believe him. So it's set up for, I don't really know what's going on, but I think he has started to he's finally left his cell after 13 years.
He's a Christian now.
Well, he claims he's Christian.
Are they going to scope out his butthole? Or like he's like, all right, I'm ready.
Well, I think you have to do that thing with the squat and cough or whatever.
Yeah.
He refused to do it. He's like, I won't do it. So he literally, man, he did not leave his cell in Supermax in ADX Florence or whatever for like 13 years. Like it was totally crazy.
And after 13 years, he's like,
I think broke.
Kind of
I mean, it's understandable. It's like you spent 13 years. You literally you have never left. And you're like, okay, I'm
That's
done
so
with
impressive.
Yeah.
I would have made 13 minutes, and I'd be like, you know what? I'm just going to show this guy my asshole and get it over with.
You know, they say they sleep a lot. That was the interesting thing.
Yep, that's a big
But you
one.
can train yourself to sleep 12 hours a day. But it's like, what do you do all day? You know, even when you're awake, like that just sounds
You work out, sleep a lot, and
in your cell.
Right. Yeah, and it's the guy in the book I read about the LSD dealer, Joel Blazer. He was saying like he got schooled on like masturbation techniques.
Whoa.
Yeah, like just nothing hands on. He said he never was a punk. That was his term.
A punk.
But he was like going into it how like you like use a sock and you flip it inside out so you're hitting like more of the soft area. And then at the very end, he said you'd apply force to the under part of your head. And he's like, and it's so funny him writing. It's like my orgasms were intense and powerful, and it's like, damn.
Yes. Yeah.
But
I mean, that's all he's got. Did you watch the show Escape at Dannemora? It's on Netflix. It's really good. It was created by Ben Stiller, and it's Benicio. It's Benicio, and then the guy from There Will Be Blood, the guy who's the twins. Anyway, Paul Dano. That's his name, Paul Dano. And so those two are inmates who like basically sweet talk this woman, this like obese prison worker, and then they both start a relationship with her, and they get her to smuggle in tools, and then they literally tunnel out of the prison. It's a real life story. It happened in 2015. So I watched the show. It was a fantastic, really good acting. And then I went and read the real story. Dude, it was wild. Like it's a high. They're both in there for murder. Like one guy literally murdered a police officer. The other guy like butchered and kidnapped an old man for money. These are like no shit killers. Yeah, locked up in this high security prison in I think it was in North New York, like upstate New York.
The Adirondacks. Yeah, up there.
Yeah, it was in the Adirondacks.
Yeah,
and so they were up there, and they were able to get her to smuggle in like hacksaw blades. They cut their way out of their cells, were able to make their way like through the pipes and everything, use a sledgehammer, hammer through multiple walls, and then cut a hole in a drain pipe or whatever, crawl through the pipe, come up out on the other side, crawl through a manhole, and they were on the run for like 23 days. One guy almost made it to Canada. They shot him like 10 miles from the Canadian border. Yeah, one guy was killed. The other guy, sorry, spoiler alert.
What year was this?
2015. It wasn't that long. Yeah, dude, it was like
they shot him at the. Well, I guess if he's that high profile.
Well, they were. A trooper was like, "Hey, who are you?" And he just like took off running. And the other guy apparently was like a drunk. And they would find like hunting cabins, and he would just be like, "All right," and just grabbing whiskey. It was just
like a bear. He was like a bear.
He literally was like a bear. That's a good way of putting it.
He's like Winnie the Pooh. He was just walking around.
Yeah. So that the other guy left him. He was like, "Fuck this dude." He's like turned into a drunk. He's never gonna make it. And then
he's not gonna make anything of himself.
And so then he got killed, and then the other guy actually almost made it to Canada.
Damn.
Yeah. I know. He almost. The weird part of the show is it's structured really well. The first like 6 episodes, you're really rooting for the prisoners, and then before you get to the last episode, they do a flashback that shows what they did, and you're like, wait, fuck these guys. Like, this is terrible. Because you don't know what they're in there for. You know they're in prison, but then they're like, oh, he literally murdered a cop. And then the other guy, like, kidnapped this man and tried to extort money from him and fucking, like, butchered him and cut him up into little pieces. You're like, dude,
his parlays didn't work.
Yeah, you're right. I'm like, we gotta get this guy out of here. I'm like, this is not good.
Yo, guys, welcome to the advertisement portion of the podcast. I'm on my motherfucking Assassin's Creed shit right now. You guys can't even see me. I was doing this earlier to ensure audio quality because I'd fucked up the audio of the ads because I was recording through my laptop like a dumbass. Now I kind of like the look now that I got my phone out. All right, guys, here, big thing, and I try to add some tranquil music to the ads because it's kind of jarring. You're just listening to a podcast. You give your brain over to the podcast, and out of nowhere, it's like, hey, listen up, we got enough. And it's like, fuck, man. Fuck, how about a heads up? So what we're doing, we're going to add a little gentle music. You can kind of get in the zone. You can chill. You can kind of use this time to kind of drift off, whatever you want to do. But we are going to do the advertisements. And I got to say, here's my number one advertisement right now. I fucked up and I'm doing shows. Well, hear me out here. I failed to promote my shows in the Irvine Improv, SoCal. I'm so fucking SoCal. I forgot to do the ads or make a flyer for the Irvine show. Oops, my bad. It's next weekend. Thanksgiving weekend, Friday, November 29th, Saturday, November 30th. 2 days, 4 shows. Come out to motherfucking Irvine Improv. And I'll be honest, I'm not just saying this because I'm doing a show. I love Irvine. Irvine was the first place I went to in California. And I was telling someone recently, I'm like, I fucking love Irvine. And they lived in LA and like, are you kidding? Are you trying to be funny? I'm like, no, why? And apparently everyone from LA just snubs Irvine. Like, I would never. Fuck you guys, dude. Irvine rules. LA's fucking bullshit. Irvine, we're talking Laguna Beach, we're talking motherfucking Newport Beach, conservative ass stronghold down there in SoCal, dude. Shit. Come out. I love Irvine. It's literally the first place I went to in California. I'm very excited to go there. I'm gonna bring my whole motherfucking family. We're all gonna do Thanksgiving out there. It's gonna be sick. So Irvine Improv, Friday, November 29th, Saturday, November 30th. Let's go. Let's show these LA fucking pussies, dude, who's really fucking SoCal. They're not fucking SoCal. They're north of Irvine, bruh. This episode is brought to you by BetterHelp. Take a moment to say thank you to someone in your life, including your therapist if that's someone you'd like to shout out. If you have multiple reads this month, perhaps highlight someone different each time. Well, let's see. Last week, I highlighted my mommy. I'm thankful for my mommy. I was going to do my daddy this week. I'm very thankful for my daddy, but you know what? Know who I'm going to thank this week? Our almighty creator, guys. How awesome is God? Come on now. How awesome is the fact that you can call it the Big Bang, whatever you want to call it. The universe was created out of an infinitesimal, however you say that, a teeny tiny, incomprehensibly small void, nothingness. And the universe has exploded out of nothingness, and that nothingness is the substratum of all that exists today, and it still exists in the universe. And that's basically God. How awesome is that? Thank you so much for that. I'm so grateful. Guys, this month is all about gratitude, and along with the person, the cosmic deity I just shouted out, there's another person we don't get to thank enough, ourselves. It's sometimes hard to remind ourselves that we are trying our best to make sense of everything, and in this crazy world, that isn't easy. Here's a reminder to send some thanks to the people in your life, including yourself. And that this is the time for a personal endorsement. That's what they're asking for. Yeah, I think, therapy is good. You gotta do something, man. You gotta get outside of your ego. That's the thing that's keeping you in, your egoic struggles of just, I want more, I'm not enough. Blah, blah, fucking blah. And therapy is one conduit to escape yourself and to try to forge a better life. Or you can just become one with your creator. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapist at any time for no additional charge. Let the gratitude flow with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/MSSP today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/MSSP. Prize Picks is the best place to get real money sports action. That's right. With over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings, Prize Picks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. You just pick more or less on at least 2 or more players for a shot to win up to 100 times your cash. Run your game all season long on Prize Picks. Guys, Prize Picks is the only real money daily fantasy platform with an injury insurance policy, so your lineup stays in play even if one of your players gets injured. If your player leaves in the first half for whatever reason and doesn't return, Prize Picks keeps your lineup live. Sign up today to get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. What? It's guaranteed. Think Justin Jefferson will get more than 83.5 yards next week? It's a pretty good guess. Lamar Jackson will pass more than 1.5 TDs? Oh man, cook up hot takes with your friends and win real money this football season when you and your crew run your game on Prize Picks. What's better than you and your crew, dude, just cooking up hot takes and running your game on Prize Picks? Download the Prize Picks app today and use code DRENCHED to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code DRENCHED on the Prize Picks app to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, run your game. Lucy is made for your nicotine routine and delivered straight to your door. They don't deliver it to your window or just kick it onto your lawn. Guess where they bring it? To your door. It's amazing. Guys, it's 100% pure nicotine and always tobacco-free. Lucy isn't like every other nicotine pouch company that's owned by Big Tobacco. They're like the mom and pop shop of pouches. Have you ever heard about Breakers? They are the nicotine pouches with an extra surprise. Each pouch holds a capsule that can be broken open to release extra flavor and hydration in case you're thirsty. Break a pouch. If you know your pouches, you know that the nicotine doesn't hit in immediately, and neither does the flavor. The geniuses at Lucy came up with a brilliant way to fix both those problems. They put a mini liquid capsule inside each Breakers pouch. And I haven't tried the Breakers pouch, but I'll be honest, Josh Cabaza, one of our producers, Josh is one of my favorite people. He is the absolute fucking man, by the way. He tried a Breaker pouch on this very episode, like while he was recording it. And Saagar gave him one. He had one as well. And Josh was like raving about it. I forgot all about it. He's like, dude, that shit was fucking awesome, by the way. He liked it. So I can't give you a personal endorsement. I haven't tried it, but Josh has tried it and I trust his word. And he loved the liquid surprise. Let me tell you guys, he said it perked him right up. Guys, let's level up your nicotine routine with Lucy. Go to lucy.co/drenched and use promo code DRENCHED to get 20% off your first order. Lucy has a 30-day refund policy if you change your mind. Again, that's lucy.co and use code DRENCHED to get 20% off. And here comes the fine print. Lucy products are only for adults of legal age. And every order is age verified. Warning. This product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. Yes. You know what we all need to get more of? Off our ass. With bold flavors and a refreshing citrus kick, Mountain Dew will get you off your ass and have you feeling like you're on an actual mountain. A mountain where the weather is always perfect, your friends are ready to hang, and a day of epic proportion awaits. They gotta fire the guy who wrote that fucking piece of shit paragraph. Guys, but guess what doesn't suck? Look how fucking blue that is. What is this? Voltage? Look at this. Look at that shit, dude. You can put this in a Windex bottle and go, it's like, no, I'm just drinking Voltage, everybody. Don't you squirt it right in your mouth. People go, this motherfucker's crazy. And you go, maybe I fucking am. Let's get off our ass together, brother, and hang on the perfect mountain. A day where epic proportion awaits. That's what I like. That's the kind of fun times I like to have with my friends, guys. When we all drink our Voltage and our Baja Blast, you know what game we play? You know what fun and competitive social activity we engage in that I'd like to talk to you guys about? Let me tell you guys, man. Look, when we drink regular Mountain Dew, I told you already, we wrestle. When we drink the fucking blue ass, look how fucking blue this shit is. When we drink this, oh my God, dude, we play a secret game. Me and my friends, we play a secret game in which, how do I say, we all take our turn doing something fun. And the last person to, dare I say, arrive at the party has to chug the Voltage full of You know what the fuck I'm saying. You guys don't even know what's going on there. Voltage Mountain Dew. What the hell is I? Sorry, guys, I blacked out. I don't even know what the hell I was talking about. Guys, the mountain is calling. You should answer. Grab your friends. Grab an ice cold Mountain Dew wherever refreshing beverages are sold and do the do. Yeah, the prison culture shit is like fascinating, man.
Absolutely.
I'm glad I've never went, but I kind of was like, damn, I kind of wish like
How much weight were you moving then when you were selling marijuana?
Decent amount, like
pounds.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Right. So you could have gone. You actually could have gone.
I could have went to jail. In Philly, it was like you could have 5 pounds and you could like get locked up, but you wouldn't do like a sentence at a certain point. But that's what I've heard. But like before though, like in the 2000s, it started getting more lax. By the end of it, nobody was going to jail for weed. Even like the cops would find a half pound of weed on you and just be like, Jesus Christ, and just take it and make the fuck out of here.
How does it all work though? Like in terms, not the cost. So were you selling to other dealers? Because you had enough.
Yeah, eventually. It was like I would do both. You would get like the way it would work is you'd have to like, I remember I like saved all my money so hard. Then I eventually saved up $1,600 and I bought a half pound. And then I got to like actually make money off of it. And then eventually you just get it fronted to you. You like find somebody that would front me like 30 pounds of weed.
Yeah, that is the interesting thing I read from Johnny's podcast is like there's a lot of consignment. In the drug business.
And then double consignment. I would get something from it and double consign it to other people. And then you have to kind of
what if he doesn't pay you and then you got to pay the guy?
You tell him, hey man, if I'm falling on tough times. That's the thing. It's like you're never supposed to meet that person, like the top level person, because they want to keep like an air of like, because they're gonna tell the guy like, yo, tell him I'm a fucking murderer. But I met the guy.
Really?
It was, it wasn't.
Were you ever physically threatened? Did you ever see weapons?
I got robbed at gunpoint. Yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah.
What was that like? What happened?
It was surreal. It was like I got threatened with a club one time. That was embarrassing. I gave in to the club just outside. This guy was like, I want to fucking hit you with this. And I was like, all right,
what
dude.
kind of club? Like a handmade
like
club?
Like a wooden, just a fucking like a 1920s police officer baton, dude. He was like, but I was in West Philly, like trying to buy Percocets.
You did the right thing.
Yeah, and there was like 7 guys around me. And I was like, seriously, guys, where are my Percocets? And they were like, dude, we'll fucking bash your brains in. And I was like, all right, you guys can keep the $200. You win. You win this round. But yeah, it was that. And then I had a guy one time, he got robbed and blamed it on me. I think he just took my money, but he came out, like we were in an apartment. He was like, something's got to, he like cocked a gun and walked towards me. And I was like, oh shit. That time it was just like, everything just goes super slow. I remember it being like very slow, terrified too. People were like, dude, if someone pulled a gun on me, I'd fight. It's like, I was frozen, totally frozen.
Yeah, it's
like,
fight or flight. Yeah,
exactly. Totally second time
you got robbed twice.
Oh, well, that time I got like, I like paid this guy money to go get something and bring it to me. And he's like, I got robbed after you gave me the money. And I was like, bro, it's fine. I was like, it's all good, man. He's like, nah, man, this is fucked up. And he just fucking like cocked a gun and like walked. He was like, did you do it? And I was like, how the fuck what are you talking about?
Oh, like you
did I set him up? Right. I was like, why would I do that?
Oh man.
Whatever. Wow. But that was the whole thing. And then the second time I was in an apartment. And it was like someone had owed me a bunch of money and I was bringing them more stuff. So I had like the money they owed me and like about 4 pounds of weed. And he was like, going to give it to some other guy. And then this just dude comes up in a ski mask with the kid who was like supposedly his customer. And the kid set it all up. But that one I was like, I remember everything slowed down again, but I was able to read their faces. And the kid I knew was very much afraid. And the other kid, I was like, he's pretending to be afraid. And then once the guy with the ski mask left with all the money and stuff, I was like, you did that.
Did you beat him up?
I started choking him.
Good.
Pretty badly. And then the kid I knew was like, stop it. Because I was in like a blind rage. I was you're almost you have like a gun in your face. You're terrified.
That's horrifying.
And I was just fucking just holding this kid's neck. Like, I know you fucking did that. And the kid's like, stop. And like, thank God I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
But I don't think I wasn't like violent like that though. I was never. That was the only time. It was like almost all my money.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, it was pretty.
How did you
up.
get out of this? What got you out of it?
This podcast,
really?
This podcast. Really? I wasn't on Percocets. I was selling them. I never.
Oh,
I
was selling Percocets.
I'm not a vice. I was never like a vice-ridden man. Porn, obviously.
So you were
my downfall.
you were a true leech on society.
I was. Absolutely. Yeah, I had no.
You honestly should have gone to prison. I'm not gonna lie. I think you owe 3 years of your life to the state.
I think I should actually. But now I do service through high-paid podcasts.
No, yeah, that's right. You're doing a service.
But I do. I honestly. It's not like a sexy tale because usually you have the redemptive arc of like, and then I got caught. But I was pretty principled. Like I remember like I was like, pills are evil. I didn't know anything about them. I'm like, oh, these are very addictive. Coke, I was like, this stuff's no good either. But weed, there was a thing where it was like, this is good for people. Because I was smoking so much of it. I was like, weed is good for people. I was like, people need weed. It's good for you. I thought it was good for me. You know, I was obviously killing it in life. Just like fighting,
that's
fighting
right.
people for Percocets.
People need to be
Philly.
more like you. You know, like if you smoke weed, you can also end up in West Philadelphia with a club in your face. That's
that
what
was for
marijuana
pills.
will
That
get
was
you.
for pills.
Okay,
that was for pills.
But you were
weed
high at the
was
time.
chill.
You were high.
I was high forever.
There you go.
I remember I tried to start a policy with every customer. I would smoke a blunt with them, and I ended up smoking like 9 blunts, and it was just
How do you
completely.
even function?
I didn't. I wasn't functioning.
Oh, so do you still smoke a lot? You said no.
No.
Right? Okay,
now
so,
it's like very. I honestly try to. There was a big impulsive element of it, but now I've been trying to do it where I've tried to do this for years. Where like I almost like incorporate it into a meditation practice. But then you get into it, you're like, well, why do I even need that if I'm meditating? You know. So that was kind of like, well, so now it's like special occasions.
How much better did your sleep get?
So much better. That's the thing with weed. You can even say like, well, I'm sleeping better, but your REM sleep is trashed.
Yes, thank you.
That's
what I was
true.
about to bring up. I was
it's
like,
totally true.
There's a lot of people. There's a big psyop by the weed guys who are like, oh, if you smoke a bowl right before bed, and it's like actually you're nuking your REM sleep. It's like people. You know when you get on an airplane and people are like, just gonna have a glass of wine just to go to bed. And I'm like, actually, you're
not sleeping.
way shittier sleep. Yeah, it's like you're actually not sleeping at all.
Dude, nobody wants to hear this.
Semi-conscious, but
nobody wants to hear this. I tell people all the time. It's like, and the weed does fuck up your REM sleep. It's like,
no,
you
it's
don't
empirical.
dream. You
It's
don't
true.
dream. You don't dream. And everyone knows when I stop smoking weed, I have crazy dreams. Like that's because your REM rebounding.
Interesting.
Same as alcohol. Oh, dude, it's like I was completely like when I was younger. Also, I was making a living off it. I'm like, weed is awesome. This stuff rules. Everybody needs this stuff. Everyone needs to be selling this stuff under me. That's what happens with heroin, though. Heroin, if you're using heroin, you try to convince people to do heroin because you want to start selling it to them, so then you don't have to pay. That's kind of it's very, very evil. And you're like want to inject them too. Yeah, I remember someone explained that to me, and I was like, someone offered for me to sell heroin. I said no. I said no, thank you, sir.
That is evil. I mean,
heroin's evil. The pills were evil, but no one knew what the fuck they were.
Yeah,
I came out of it. I got a.
Is Percocet the same as oxycodone? No,
oxycodone, yes. Percocet is oxycodone mixed with acetaminophen, Tylenol, basically.
Okay.
So oxycodone and Oxycontin and Percocet are the same thing.
Is it the same strength? Is that
no?
What was the whole like pill thing in the 2000s then? That was OxyContin, right? Or OxyContin?
It was all of them.
Okay.
It was Percocets. There's a bunch of them. It's Vicodin was big. Vicodin was hydro something. Hydrocodone.
Hydrocodone, that's right.
That's Vicodin. And Vicodins were less desirable. If you had Vicodins, people would be like, oh, fine.
Right.
But Percocets, people wanted them. And then the Oxys came out, which was just like a 5 milligram Percocet, 10 mil, whatever it was. Oxy would have been like 40.
Yeah, it was like 80, right?
It went up to 80.
I read a book about it, and I remember I watched some documentary about the Sackler family. That shit is evil, man.
Dude,
in terms of the cash programs and those pill mills, and they had total knowledge. Dude. That's really what led to the heroin spike, all the black tar heroin
Big time,
and everything.
Dude. And
these people had no idea what they were taking.
It wasn't just the Sacklers. It was every doctor in the country.
Absolutely.
Dude, I got I would get a sore throat from my college campus, and they do on Percocets, and I'd be like, no.
Yeah.
But when I was like 19 or 18, and I got my wisdom teeth out, and my friend was like, bro, I will pay you. He's like, you'll get if you get pills, I'll buy them off you. And I'm like, whoa. So I'll give you $200. I'm like, what? I was like, for sure.
Yes.
I hate medicine. You can have my medicine. And dude, and it was like I remember coming out like of my wisdom teeth in a haze, but remembering like I asked them, I was like, what am I going to get? And they were like, oh, we're just going to give you like ibuprofen. I was like, I'm a real baby with pain. Is there anything else I can have? And they're like, yeah, we'll give you like I think it was like Percocets or hydrocodone. And they just gave me a full vial, and that was the whole thing that set the whole thing off, because I made $200 off of it. And then once I went to college, I was like, I got to find more of those things. And my friend was like, yo, these things are awesome. So I didn't do them.
Interesting.
And then I watched firsthand there was like this apartment complex. Because at a certain time I ended up finding like, I would get like 2,500 Vicodin at a time. Whoa. And I remember my friend would bring them into this like apartment complex, and they all get distributed throughout there. And I watched this whole like little ecosystem of people like degenerate. Yeah. That's when I was like, oh, and I'm like 19, 20 at the time. And I was like, this is fucking bad.
No, it's bad.
So,
the pills, man, that
should go to jail, dude. I'm such a piece of shit.
You just got to give back to society.
I do though. I do. Yeah. I'm telling you, that's I'm all service now. I'm all service.
All right.
I'm wildly overpaid, but I'm a wildly overpaid servant. That's all, dude. For real though. The thing is like, this is why I like, I've been researching the world religions a lot. There's a really good book called The World's Religions by Houston Smith. And he goes into like the connective tissue between like Hinduism, Christianity, Judaism, everything else, Islam. And I do like growing up in a Christian like environment. It was they don't sell it very well to young people. It's like, this sucks. It's like, it's just a bunch of shit you got to take on face value. I started researching Hinduism when I was like, I mean, it's a classic stoner move. Just be like so high and be like, oh, dude.
There's nothing more annoying than white guys who are into Hinduism.
I know.
Then George Harrison wannabes. Just like, fuck off. Bro. In India, they literally laugh at you. They're like, yeah, we'll take your money, but
I know.
Sure. Yeah.
But it is a beautiful religion.
Yes, it's
a very, and it was like, for me, it gave me a concept of God from researching it from that angle. And I was like, oh, that kind of makes sense.
Good. Yeah, that's great.
But I like their relationship with pleasure, from what I've read, is like, it's not as, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's not as like forbidden. It's like, yeah, if you want pleasure, go get it till you're tired of it. Or is it?
Kind of. Well, it's hard to say, man, because, even calling Hinduism a religion, obviously it is a religion, but it is intrinsic to the land of India. And I'm really convinced of that. As in, like, the practice of Hinduism, like, you don't go on Sunday. You just have temples everywhere. People stop on their way and off from work, like at the end of the day, for special occasions, for little stuff, like you'll go and you'll ask a blessing. It's not in the Abrahamic faiths require like rigid practice, and this is much more like a part of daily life. So the religion itself doesn't like say yes or no or whatever about, I don't know, pleasure, hard work, etc. It doesn't like prescribe rules, but the Indian culture definitely also plays like a huge part of it. So I'm not really convinced. That's why I think Buddhism is a religion. I think that actually is a religion, and that's one that can transpose into, Western society or whatever. But Hinduism, like, you really got to be in India if you want to be
that makes sense.
A real Hindu, I think.
Yeah.
Or at least practice it in the way that it's meant to be practiced. You can try, obviously, and everybody can do their own thing, but there's a huge amount of people who are Hindus who are atheists. They don't even believe like in God.
It's more, you're saying it's more of a cultural
it's
kind of
it's part of the Indian culture. Like, it really, like, when you're there, it just makes sense. Like, that's how people practice their lives. Like, each village has its own deity. The way that, there's a certain type of blessing, or they call it a puja, which is a ceremony, which is the type of puja that you would do for, I don't know, this milestone in your life or whatever. Whereas like Abrahamic faiths is like on Sunday or on Friday, we pray 5 times a day, and we do it at this time. And the whatever, the chant of the prayer, and with the meat that we eat is like this, where, even amongst Hindus, like 40% of Hindus are vegetarian, but 60% are not. So, there's no yes and no on life or on how to live. Like, it's just very much, part of the culture over 8,000, 9,000 years.
Yeah, it is such a funny stoner move, though, to be like, dude, I think I'm used to mushrooms.
And yoga. Like, it's like girls who are into yoga. It's like, shut the fuck. They're like, my Shavasana. Or they're like, oh.
Yeah, God. That is tough. When they start, you start, like 4 Sanskrit words, and you're like, Sukha.
Yes. Or the Om tattoos. You're just like, spare me, man.
I will say though, if from like just like a
isn't that a Hindu? Isn't that the Hindu deity? It kind of looks like it. What do you got going on over there?
This might be Shiva.
That's Sanskrit. That's Sanskrit down there. I can't read it. Yeah.
Oh, this? No, this is English.
Oh,
dude, this was a shirt I designed to try to sell as merch, and it's a very low seller.
Shocker.
Yeah, I do think though there's something religiously. Let's just say in the United States, it's like Christianity it's cool. It's getting a resurgence.
No, I don't think so. Statistically, no.
Yeah, I guess maybe that's just the internet memes. I
think you're thinking of trad wife.
I'm thinking of trad wife.
If you take a look at the stats, Christianity is never. I mean, not Christianity, religion. We have never lived in a more secular country.
Yeah.
Honestly, even coming back here is shocking. Like to Texas in the modern. I mean, I literally grew up here. This was a deep Bible Belt state. That's what I remember.
Yeah.
And to watch it become like cosmopolitan is weird, honestly.
Yeah.
Even when I go back to College Station, I mean, I don't know. I guess I just don't feel the same. I don't live there anymore. This is kind of different, but it doesn't just feel the way that it did back then. And in general, stats-wise, the evangelism, Catholicism, all practicing religions, and the rise of people who just call themselves spiritual or whatever, has never been higher.
Right.
And that's really, I mean, the right-wing trad people are the ones who blame that for where we are. But honestly, kind of to make it political, I think that's why Trump is the first, like, real secular president. Like, everybody knows, like,
he
Trump
loves the Bible.
What
are you talking about, dude? He loves the Bible.
Yeah, but it's like, he loves it so much that he sells a copy. But, 30% of the people who voted for Trump are literally pro-choice, like over 30%. That's crazy, right?
Yeah.
If you think about it in terms of the abortion election and all of that. So the mass secularization of America has made being conservative, like, just so, though the Texas I grew up in, George W. Bush was literally my governor. Yeah. That type of conservatism, it's fucking gone, man.
Oh
it's
yeah, totally for sure.
Yeah.
I think they're to bring back to my main point. I think the I do think like there's a lot of people who have left organized religion who are going towards kind of spiritualism, but no, everyone has I think now it's like everyone has a very strained relationship. If people are trying to like practice some form of like God in their life, I do feel like researching other religions helps people kind of like conceptualize it, because you're like, sure. I'm not going to do this, but you can read that and like, yeah, that kind of makes sense if you look at it like a giant consciousness.
And then
universe.
even then, I mean, I could defend.
What are your stances on that?
What, religion?
Yeah, religion, God, like believing in God.
I'm not religious at all. I mean, I grew up around here, so I still have a very like side eye view of a lot of the Bible Belt stuff.
Yeah.
But I think it's good for people now that I've been removed from it for quite a long time.
Yeah.
There's it's like the South Park episode about Mormonism, where like, look, this is some batshit crazy stuff, but the truth is like they're living a better life than you.
Yeah.
You're like I mean, so it's like maybe we're the crazy ones, right?
Yeah.
They're the ones who believe in Planet Kolob or whatever, but they have 9 children. They're really happy. They help each other. The Mormon Church has no debt. They make sure that you get very cheap education at BYUs. If you stay in the faith, they take care of you. They take care of each other. I grew up around a lot of Mormons. They're some of the happiest people I know. They have like multiple children. They settled well. They seem like they're doing like really well in life, and they get to they have a big community aspect where you always have just dozens of people who share your values, who are around. Who, if you're out of town, somebody can come watch your pets, or if you need help with your kids or whatever. So like they're the winners in life, man. Like that's what people need to take away.
That's my question is like that's what I've been trying to like read about and like think about a lot is like what is the grounding force for like people's lives, and if it if it dissipates into like if there is no, that's like what religion has been forever, and now people are like the antidepressants, like all that, people are just now like you have to like back up the molecules in your brain because you're sad because your worldview is inherently kind of bleak.
Very, very well said. And also, I mean, like wokeism, quote unquote, is a religion. Any sort, or being anti-woke is also a religion.
It is, yeah.
Politics is a religion.
For sure.
Religion will find a way in its life whether you find religion or not. The thing is about it is what I, would advocate for is that I think especially in big cities and like in elite circles, there's a real sneering at religion, but they don't look at it in the way that I just said, where it's doing quite a lot of good for people who are in the faith in the community. So for me, I'm just like, look, do whatever you want to do. And actually, having lived all my entire adult life in mass secular America, we have a lot of problems, right? Like the gathering place of the secular American is the bar. It shouldn't be. That's weird, actually. Like waiting until you're in your mid 30s to even try to start having children, and then by that time, like, I don't know. I just think there's a lot of choices. They should be turning it into Christ's blood.
They should be turning it into Christ's blood.
There's just choices that you make that make it all about you. And one of the things that are really important about religion is like, actually, no, it's not about you. It's about other people. And so by doing that and by choosing the secular elite path, you are literally pursuing something that is just all about you. It's about the pursuit of your own pleasure, about your own money, about all of this. But it will strip away any of the great things in life that will genuinely make you happy. So if you're not religious, then you have to actually consciously seek that out. And I'm telling you about this. You have children now, right? Like it's probably harder to connect and find like groups of other parents. Whereas if you grew up in Texas in the 90s and you went to church, that's dusted, bro.
You're done. You're done.
Day one, it's sold. Yeah. Like someone will be at your house when your wife gives birth. They will have food waiting in your house.
Yeah.
And all that. But if you don't have that type of community, that's really hard.
You're stuck.
The number of people, actually, there's a really interesting like American Family Studies study that shows that the number of friends, particularly among men, the number of like male friends that people have has an all-time low. I think the record number is actually in the 0 to 1 category of people who consider themselves like close friends. And so if you think about it, like in that community aspect, people are lonelier than ever. They're having difficulty really finding a mate. They're really having problems in terms of fostering close friendships. So they're doing what? Betting parlays on gambling in order to, they just want to feel something. So
stimulate the brain.
They're stimulating the brain.
Yeah,
exactly.
that is sad. That's my problem is like there needs to be some sort of cohesive organizing force, and most of them are negative, where it's like, again, it's like fucking, Proud Boys, all that. You get like the things are, and it's not even like, a lot of it I think does come down to the media, because it's like, it's like, you don't have to take your worldview or your life prescriptive path of the media, but it's like they are experts, they are this, and it is looked upon as like this is an authoritative source of information.
Yeah.
And it's just mean. Like everything you see is just like this guy is such a loser. Let me tell you about this guy. And it's on both sides.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that's bad for people mentally. Like,
well, definitely. But I will give that's a bit cope also, because people blame the media. And it's like, look, that's what people want. Like at a certain point, like it's true. I could be so much more successful, wealthy, and famous if I just did that. I actually am actively giving up.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
It's I know, but that's a choice that I'm making. But the truth is that is what most people want. Most people want to fulfill their base instincts. They want to have that, that dopamine rush of saying, yeah. I mean, honestly, Shane's bit about the Fox News dad. I mean, I actually, the first time I met him, I was like, that really is like probably one of the most important bits you've ever done, because it's deeply true.
It's in the vernacular now. People will say, I have a Fox News dad.
I have a Fox News. It is a deeply true, like, it's a bit, it's a comedy bit, but that is like an archetype and something that really does exist, like in American society.
No, it is. It's true.
And it's I would flip it and say there are also MSNBC moms out there,
Big
right,
time.
who are just as bad on wine moms and all that. But it is a cancer on American society. But honestly, that's what they want. Like I was talking with Lex yesterday, and I brought up one of my favorite media quotes, and it's from a book called The Loudest Voice in the Room, and it's a biography of Roger Ailes, who was the chairman of Fox News and the creator. And he said, people want to be informed. People don't want to be informed. They want to feel informed. And I think that is like the most deeply true thing about media that I've ever read.
Yeah, no, that's true. I guess what I'm saying is like, it's just bad. It's bad because it's like you were saying, there's a financial incentive to be like a major dickhead, which when I first saw reality TV, I was like, this is bad.
Yeah.
This is creating a pathway
right, but it's
being
good,
just a absolute. It's so bad.
It's so good.
It's so bad.
No, it's bad for America.
If you were smoking weed back then, you would have been like, "What the fuck, dude? This is so fucked up." I remember I was just high watching reality TV. Like this is modeling a type of behavior that also pays off genuinely,
narcissism,
which taps into people's own like biological drives. And I was like, "This is not good because that's what's being modeled. That's what's you're pushed unconsciously to do." And like you were saying, like, dude, if you wanted to like really double down, any of us can do it.
Oh,
hang a couple American flags back here and be like, let me tell you something, motherfucking.
I get so annoyed and be like, you're a grifter or whatever. I'm like, bitch, I could make way more money.
I could grift.
Yeah, if I wanted to grift, I would grift you bitch. Oh. Yeah. Be like, if I just sat there and be like, look at these liberal tears that are flowing from their faces.
I'm telling you, all the channels, you put an American flag behind you, you sell your merch hat, and it's just
especially for me, brown guy, be like, brown guy loves Trump and all this.
I know, dude.
So bored. The problem is that I get bored, man. I find those people so utterly boring that I have no interest in even talking to them.
It's embarrassing.
Yeah, it's humiliating.
But you could make a lot of money.
A shit ton of money.
Especially if you're a black guy is the top of the market value. If you're a black guy with a red hat, let me tell you something. Right. It's like
you'll be famous overnight. MAGA memas will be sending you $5 a month and being like, "Have you seen this nice young man?" yeah.
But yeah, I do hope we can like somehow move to something that animates people other than like. Do you think people will ever be animated other than their base instincts by the masses, or do you think there will be like an actual like
Gen Pop? No, Gen Pop will always be the same.
Always be.
Yeah, look, America, society, these rise of mass media has always looked exactly the same. Like people think it's worse now than it ever was. Total bullshit. If you go back and you look at the yellow journalism era, like it was insane. People were slamming each other, and I mean, imagine this: America's news in the 1800s was literally political. Like when you would read the news, you would read the Kentucky Democrat, or you would read like the Kansas City Republican. Like your literal newspaper was the party that you supported. And one of the ways that people would get interested and instigate politics is socialists and others would be like, we're starting a socialist newspaper because the news itself was a political vector.
That's crazy. I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
Because I was totally bought into like, dude, it's never been this bad.
No, absolutely not. It's bullshit. So like the thing is that in the old days, the rise of yellow journalism, of the penny papers, people like William Randolph Hearst and others, and before him, like Joseph Gordon Bennett, it was all sensationalism, tabloid. That's where it all comes from. And that was overwhelmingly popular. What happened is that the old days that we romanticize is actually a very unique time in American history where the vast majority of Americans were getting their news from the network TV. So in the 60s and the 70s, everybody romanticizes Walter Cronkite, all this stuff. let me tell you something. The news was just as fake back then as it is today. It's just that, thank God we have the internet to be like, no, it's fake and it's bullshit. Because so I have a book. It's a slog, but people should read it. It's called Personal History by Katharine Graham. She ran the Washington Post. She was the owner of it. And her father bought the paper, and then her son is the one who sold it to Jeff Bezos. But so she ran the paper for basically her entire life. Her husband ran it, then he committed suicide, and she took over and ran it for decades. And if you read that paper, actually, if you've ever watched the movie The Post, it's directed by Steven Spielberg with Tom Hanks, and it's about the Pentagon Papers. Meryl Streep plays her in the movie. And it's really like, when reading that book, you're like, she's getting politicking with Kennedy is at dinner, and he's like giving them advice on how to write in the paper. And her husband, who was owner of the Post, is friends with JFK, and he's skewing the coverage in a certain way. So everyone has this romantic nature about the 60s and Cronkite. It's like, no, they were just as partisan as people are as today, as Rachel Maddow and these people. But America didn't know. They had much more higher like institutional trust, and cable news exploded that obviously after the network era, and then the rise of blogs and everything. But people were really romanticized this, the news was fair and balanced. It's like, no, it's not. That the news is what got us into Vietnam. The news,
true.
Like, no, it wasn't fair and balanced. These people were writing columns and justifying all this bullshit. They knew what was happening. They didn't report any of it. It was only in 1968 we finally tell everybody the truth. By that time, 500,000 Americans are sitting in Vietnam. JFK, we used to go and hang out, and all of his secretaries, McNamara and all these guys were hanging out in Georgetown, which is a very rich neighborhood, at their fancy-ass mansions, secretly telling them what they should write in their papers. Like, dude, it's always been like as corrupt. People just didn't know it. Yeah,
I feel like Trump did kind of crack the he parted the veil to be like,
absolutely.
Yo, this is actually, a lot of this is bullshit.
The roots of Trump are there's a famous clip, 2012, Newt Gingrich was the Republican debate, South Carolina debate. And the opening question, even I will admit it's a crazy question. They were like, Mr. Gingrich, I don't know the circumstances. He's on his third wife, and he divorced his wife. I think she was going through cancer or something like that.
Oh,
it was terrible. It was
cancer.
It was bad. It was rough, bad. And it was the second time that he'd done something like that. Anyway, so that was the opening question. And Gingrich is like, let me tell you something. That was one of the most disgusting acts, and the mainstream media is a direct participant, something like that, in the Democratic Party. And the pop, as you would say, from the audience, roars. Like, you can hear it on the microphone of like,
whoa,
and all of that. And I watched that clip because all the ingredients for Trump were there the whole time. It's just like, you have to go and look for it. Like Michelle
He was the first
Bachmann.
one that tapped into that.
Well, he was the first one who attacked this media on the stage and flipped the debate and made it about them. And it was a referendum. It was like, no, fuck you, actually.
Whoa.
And you could see John King is kind of taken aback because he's never experienced this before. And now it's the norm in Republican politics. People expect it. At that time, it was crazy. It was shocking. But yeah, I mean, I watched that clip a lot because I'm like, that's it. That's where Donald Trump, 2015, the famous debate, and Megyn Kelly's like, Mr. Trump, you've called women pigs, he's like, only Rosie O'Donnell. And it was just, it's
everyone, the
crushed. Crowd just roars, man. And it's like, that was it. Like, that's the moment that he won, in my opinion, in the 2015 primary. Broke politics forever. But the ingredients were there. They were all there.
It's funny that he was like that was like one of the first dominoes that toppled the mainstream media, and he was just trying to get a fourth wife. He was just trying to get some new. He was like, bro, nothing's going to stop me.
Yeah.
Not the entire mainstream media.
No, I think what it is in all of this is that the base has always hated the media. It's just that the politicians, they need the media. I mean, this is another fakery out of all of this, is that the idea that the Republicans hate the media, nobody craves media attention more than Republicans.
For sure.
Specifically mainstream media. There are some good ones out there who actually understand that the news is bad and don't want to give them access. But in reality, as much as they say they hate it, they want to be on CNN, bro. They like it. They want to go on Fox. I don't know.
So speaking of the politician stuff, so Matt Gaetz, that's something I can't wrap my head around. He got appointed. That's his name.
Attorney General. That's
Attorney
right.
General.
Yeah, he's nominated to be the Attorney General.
And what the big thing about him is that he might have trafficked kids.
So man,
that's a weird one.
The details are very strange. So and to be fair, the DOJ did drop their case against him. So they investigated it and they leaked a lot of the details. So he was never convicted or even prosecuted of any of this. And there genuinely was some weird, I'd have to go back and look at the details, but somebody was trying to blackmail him for like $25 million, and that's how some of this stuff came out. But like empirically, he was definitely like hooking up with like very young girls and like hanging out with sketchy people and getting blackout drunk, like all while he was a congressman. Yeah. So the detail, as I understand it, 2021 to now, there's been a 3-year investigation in the House Ethics Committee about Gates and his behavior that was instigated by an attorney who filed a complaint claiming to represent an underage girl who says that she slept with Matt Gaetz whenever she was underage. Now, obviously, though, she may claim that, but as I understand it, the feds did investigate at least some of these claims, and of course, they haven't brought charges.
Sure.
So the report itself was due to be released, I think tomorrow, actually, from the day that we are taping. And that report now will not be released because what happened is that Gates got nominated to be the Attorney General, and he resigned as a House of Representatives. So the House Ethics Committee, 2 days later of his nomination, was supposed to release that, but they will no longer release the report because he's no longer a sitting member of Congress, considering his resignation. So there's some background.
That's kind of sketchy, yeah.
Look, I mean, his behavior has also made it a little weird in terms of, first of all, just what he admitted to is wild.
Also,
right, yeah.
Why would he be appointed, though? It almost seems like he'd have perhaps dirt on DJT.
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
No, I don't think it's a dirt thing. Dude, Gates is just he's one of his biggest...
He's one of his bros.
No, not bros. He's one of his biggest defenders on television. He's one of those people who, like, anything goes, like, he's all in. I mean, look,
it seems tactical. I'm saying to abandon Congress, have a higher job 2 days before potentially the shoe drops.
You could read that into that if you want.
That's what I'm thinking.
I mean, but at the same time, like, why would Trump go along with that scheme then, right? Like, because for this, Trump would have to be like, okay, Matt, I'll bail you out. But
that's what I'm saying. That's hence the dirt. I don't know. I'm just wildly speculating. I'm trying to figure out why appoint somebody with such a sketchy record.
Oh, I mean, I think that the case is simple. Gates is a true believer. That's what it is. He's been all in for Trump for 8 years. He was his biggest defender on television. Mm-hmm. Trump loves him. He always goes on Fox, and Matt Gaetz is always like, I'm all in for Trump. To be fair, Gaetz is an interesting guy. Like, from my perspective, he has generally been anti-war. Like, he's been sponsored a lot of stuff with progressive Democrats about trying to end forever wars. Okay. He's somebody who wanted to pardon Edward Snowden. He opposed the Julian Assange stuff. You'll like this. He's very pro-weed. He's one of the most pro-marijuana members of Congress.
I don't care about weed anymore. I like mushrooms.
Okay. But we're coming for that next. He's actually quite libertarian is the way. He's pro-Bitcoin, you know. And he's been a heterodox guy for a while. So I'm not that, worried about. People hate Matt Gaetz because, I mean, look, he's kind of an asshole, like, media-wise.
For sure.
He's got a reputation about town, and he likes to come in and he likes to mouth off. Can we put it that way?
Yeah, for sure.
Right? He's got a bad, like, the Republicans hate him because he's the one who mounted that coup against Kevin McCarthy and got Kevin McCarthy kicked out. So a lot of the establishment types hate him, but Trump loves him because he's loyal, and he wants him to, like, root out a lot of the people who are in the Department of Justice who he would see as, like, deep state or enemies or whatever.
For sure.
And I honestly think Gaetz would do that, but I mean, it is crazy because AG is like a real dude. You're the chief legal officer of the United States. Like, you have to determine the legality of president's actions. You direct the Department of Justice and the FBI, like, what type of cases we're going to prosecute or not. Like, you make the call on some, like, really big decisions. Like, you have to write the legal justification sometimes for what the president is doing, work with the White House counsel's office. I mean, it is a real no shit job. Like, it's a real job. I'm
glad you said that because that was my next question.
I had to go look it up.
Attorney General?
I had to go look it up because I was like, yo, does he even have a law degree? But he does. Yeah. But I was like, I don't know if he's a lawyer,
That's fucking wild. So we're about to enter, like, what's the Senate and the House are Republican now.
Yes, the
They'll
Senate
get
and the House
two Supreme Court picks, most likely.
Alito and Clarence Thomas. That's right. They'll probably resign. Although Sonia Sotomayor, one of the Democrats, she's 70, but she does have type 1 diabetes. And Democrats tried to get her to resign because they were like, hey, you need to go so that Biden can appoint somebody. But she pulled an RBG and she's like, I'm not going anywhere.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Damn, because they wanted one.
Oh.
Yeah, because we're going to enter into like a... What's up?
Can you believe that she did that? These people are such narcissists.
I can totally believe
so believes in power and like not even being part... I mean, I don't really care, but it's more from a liberal perspective. It's like, if you think this is fascism and the end of democracy, like, bitch, then resign. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I know.
You're literally type 1 diabetic, 7 years old, and you're obese. Like, what do you think's going to happen? Look at a fucking actuarial table. Like,
dude, it is sad, though, if you think about, like, even like what happened to Biden. It's like... being that old and being driven by kind of like the power drive until like your brain just falls apart, it's pretty fucking terrible.
I mean, I say it's sad, but it's also like pathetic and deeply egomaniacal and narcissistic. And that, at the end of the day, you know, that's what it takes to be a politician. Like, that's the truth. He, by the way, has been the same his entire life. So I talked about this book yesterday with Friedman called What It Takes. It was written in 1988. It's about the 1988 presidential campaign. That's where Biden had that plagiarism scandal. He's been an egomaniacal narcissist, chip on his shoulder guy for his entire life. So, you know, what they say about when you get old is it just makes you more of what you already are.
Oh,
like, if you're already an arrogant fuck, like, you're just going to be more of an arrogant fuck when you're old. Like, that's
so sad, man.
It's true. Yeah.
That's so sad.
Yeah.
That was my overarching point with religion. It's like I feel like as a society, we need a vehicle for self-transcendence so that you don't become a just 80-year-old walking around demented, like trying to lead the country.
Yeah, at the end of the day, that's like genuinely like self-idolatry. He's like, I am the one. I will stop Donald Trump. I'm the most important figure. Nothing is bigger than me. It's pure narcissism, and he's chiefly responsible for being a terrible president, but also for the loss of the Democratic Party. Really, I mean, it's crazy. Yeah, if I were them, I would be freaking out. I would be so furious. I mean, nobody has fucked their party more than Biden since George W. Bush and his handling of the Iraq War.
Yeah, for sure. What do you think the future of the Democratic Party is going to look? Because I thought the same thing. Like, dude, if they don't I think they're going to need an outsider. They're going to need a Democrat.
Yeah,
Trump.
That was my prediction. Not necessarily Democratic Trump, but if we're in an era, so for example, like Obama, like rose from the ashes, right? Because he was a no-name senator. He gave it a great speech in 2004, big fucking deal. Okay.
Yeah.
But then he came out of nowhere. He had anti-war credentials, and Harry Reid is actually the one who was like, "You should run for president." He's like, "You're not a good senator." He's like, "You don't like it here." He's like, "Get out of here. Go run for president." He's the first person who put that in Obama's mind. But with the rest of them, like if we look in the past, Bill Clinton also came out of nowhere in 92.
Right.
We had 12 years of Republican rule, 1980 to 1992. It was Reagan and it was Bush. And Clinton, I mean, he was a no-name governor from Arkansas, but he created this thing, the Democratic Leadership Committee, which like basically moved the Democratic Party much more to the right and made it more of like a neoliberal thing. And that's how he was able to win like a major victory in 92. So somebody will come. I think that person needs to come from the ashes, though. I think anybody tainted by the stain of like wokeism from the 2010s and the Great Awakening onward, on top of like the Biden and all the trans shit and all this, plus just this whole last decade has been a nightmare, right?
It collapsed in on itself,
and it collapsed in and of itself. So anybody really tainted by that at the national political level, they're gonna have a tough time, in my opinion. That's why, even though I think Gavin Newsom's very talented, and I think that Josh Shapiro, Gretchen Whitmer, Pete Buttigieg, and all these other people, I think that they like to believe that they could overcome it. And maybe, right? Like Trump could fuck everything up and he could be a nightmare, right? In terms of his popularity, and it'd be easy to beat him. Anybody could. But if he doesn't, and if he governs even reasonably well, 50% approval rating, you're going to need somebody with like real political entrepreneurship and skills to be able to rise out of that.
Yeah, and they kind of, the Republican side has a kind of like I feel like a deeper roster. They could tap that are also like RFK. He can like talk. He's not like a total robot.
Well, he's not a Republican, right? So he's whatever
he's independent.
He is. He's an independent. He's endorsed Trump. Yes, although I don't think RFK will ever run again.
I don't think he will.
I
don't think he will. But I'm saying they seem to have like a Tulsi Gabbard. Like they have like a deeper roster of people. Maybe that's just me because I'm biased. But it's like
maybe
I don't know if anyone like you're saying like these like Newsom, Buttigieg is like. I really think they need a new person.
Absolutely,
entirely.
You need somebody who is totally untainted by the system, and that's real. That's what Obama was. That's what Bill Clinton was.
Yeah,
I mean the appetite for. Although I will say the appetite. The thing is about the Democratic base is now it's rich white people, and the thing is about rich white people is they don't really give a shit about a lot of stuff. They just want to win. Like I'm serious. Like they are just like we want to win. They're like, oh, you need to say what? Okay, whatever. Like say it. Just win. So it is a little different this time because this time around, as whatever narrative they're sold about what will beat Trump, that's who they're going to nominate.
Yeah.
That's why they nominated Biden. They didn't care what he stood for.
I know.
They were like, we need Trump out of here.
Yeah.
It was
like,
that's what it's going to be like.
Bring out the dancing black ladies. They threw everything. They were like, Beyonce, Cardi B.
So were you as shocked as I was that they get paid? I had no idea. That these celebrities
they got paid.
I had no idea.
I didn't know.
I was so naive. I thought celebrities just did it because they supported them.
If they didn't get paid, it's because they're at the Diddy parties. So like you better show my W-2.
Yeah,
it's just so weird to be like, we're gonna have
$1 million to Oprah. $1 million.
$1 million, dude.
She's a billionaire. What the fuck do you need $1 million for? What are we doing?
I mean, it's a nice little treat, though.
Yeah, sure, but
we'll give you a mill.
It's like, don't you already support Kamala? Like, just do it, you know. And that's the thing is, I don't think they're getting paid to say something that they don't already believe. But if you already believe it, just do it for free. Like, why would you? Like,
I don't think they believe it. You can't. Maybe
you're right.
You can't guarantee. Like, there's no way. There's no like. You know, again, it's like Republicans. I'm not like a big Republican guy, but I really like zoom in on like the liberal Democrat, like the modern liberal Democrat type. It's like I don't really see a coherent vision at all. It's too bought in on the postmodernism, which is in itself is self-contradictory and goes nowhere.
Definitely.
So that's kind of what happened to them. They like it was their like Trump was the right's Energizer battery pack. Theirs was like the postmodern racial power versus, worldview.
Yeah, it's very odd.
And it just literally collapses in on itself and it contradicts itself. Like, there's no hierarchies. It's like, well, who do you prefer, Trump or Biden? Well, there are hierarchies, all that bullshit. But it's like they're gonna have. If I were a Democrat like leading the campaign, outsider candidate, and I would come by and be like, if you're a Trump supporter, I still love you, man. That's all they have to. That's all they have to do.
I mean, they made the whole dictator fascist playbook that they ran this time. That was very stupid, that they did. So I don't know how they're going to do it, man. I really don't. I have confidence that they will figure it out just because people are too triumphalist, as in, I know I always talk about the 2008 Obama wins, right? They're like, we will never lose an election again. James Carville literally wrote a book called 40 More Years about how the Democrats will be in power forever. Demographics are destiny. It's over. It's a white party. And now Donald Trump has won 2 out of the last 3 presidential elections. The last one, he won the popular vote and he won Latino men. He basically completed a racial realignment of U.S. politics.
It's insane.
Imagine going back, to 2008 and telling me that. That was only 16 years ago, man. It wasn't that long ago.
And Obama lost his juice when they trotted him out to be like, go yell at young black guys. And it, dude, it just is like, man.
It's like you sneering. Just like that's the thing. I have Obama derangement syndrome. Like, I hate Obama. And like not for the reasons that like white boomers hate him. We're like, he's destroying this country.
I was working construction when he got elected, and it was a somber day for the
boomers.
White, like boomer age white guys. They'd come into work and be like, they were just mad he was a black guy. That was it. They came in and they were going, it was kind of funny.
Yeah.
But I do agree. I think there's something very sinister about wrapping yourself in that like cultural identity. And
I call him the Instagram president. He's this fucking, he's just this cultural elite. He's everything that he supposedly stood against. And
I know
the way that he governed, he came and he was supposed to end the Iraq war and the financial crisis he was supposed to solve. He fucked both of those up. We had a horrible economic depression for that, the entire period. I mean, look at it. If you want to look at the wealth inequality, the explosion, the lack of wage growth, that all happened under Obama. He got lucky that Mitt Romney ran against him. All the ingredients to be able to beat him were there. Romney just ran a terrible campaign. And then immigration in 2014, he overinterprets his mandate and he's like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm going to do whatever I want on immigration. And he goes all in and he does DACA. And honestly, that is responsible for Donald Trump because what he did is he both polarized the liberal base on the issue of immigration, which was amnesty first, maybe border security sometime in the future. But he also energized the Republicans who were like, oh my God, when they have power, they're going to mass legalize literally millions of illegal immigrants. And that it leads to the 2014 executive order leads directly 1 year later, Trump comes down the escalator and says, no, we're going to build a wall and Mexico is going to pay for it. So there are direct consequences for these actions. And immigration is the number one reason, in my opinion, why Donald Trump was elected. Like, there's no question. Even
what do you think about the population collapse that's going to come when all like the boomers go and
I
they
think
have
that's
less kids?
fake.
You don't think we're going to have to be just importing people?
No. And I think that's a very convenient explanation. I mean, look, at a certain point too,
if the numbers dip, how's it not real?
No, what I'm saying is that the idea that first of all that we're gonna have population collapse and we're like Japan is just like not true. But there's first of all, but the second is there's this presumption that the only way to do it is to import like basically like second class citizens from South America.
Did you ever read The Next 100 Years by George Friedman?
I have not read that book. I think I'm familiar with the thesis.
That's his big thing. Yeah,
right. So I mean, this is a very popular way that people justify like mass migration. First of all, like there's another way, which is you could try both economic and social incentives to change the picture. But the other thing is there's something like really sick about this idea that the only way to like that the birth rate itself is the only thing that matters and not like what the actual makeup of the United States is, and all the secondary and the secondary tertiary effects of what mass illegal immigration like does to the U.S. economy, to U.S. society. It makes a mockery of like U.S. law. And like the entire way our immigration system works is just totally fucked up. Like people don't understand. Like our immigration system is totally unique in the Western world. The entire rest of the Western world has basically merit-based immigration. We are the only country still left on family-based chain migration. So what that means is that, so I'm a U.S. citizen, right? And so, because I was born here in Bryan, Texas, but the way it would have worked is my parents who emigrated here, their family members have a preference in the U.S. immigration system if they were able to sponsor someone to come to America. It doesn't matter whether those family members are they college educated? Like, who are these people, right? Like, do you have a degree? Like, what's your job? Like, are you going to be able to support yourself? That makes sense. If you migrate to Australia, they're like, they have a points-based immigration system. So they're like, a college degree, cool. Oh, you speak English? Much higher up at the list.
For sure.
Right? That's how it should work. It should be merit-based. It should be based upon, are you going to benefit the America? Now, people get very squirrely about this because it is contrary to the way that what I talked about earlier, the 1800s mass immigration.
Yeah, that was my mom's dad.
Okay, but
it was the 1900s. Sorry.
Right, but here's a good quote that I heard: "We don't make immigration policy for our grandparents; we do it for our grandchildren." Just because in the 1800s, we had what? Industrial Revolution. We needed a shit ton of basically just like bodies to sit there. And, shovel. Oh, you can swing a shovel? Cool. You're fucking Slovenian? Who cares? Whatever. But that's not how the U.S. economy works.
Yeah.
Like, the U.S. economy is a service-based economy. Our manufacturing jobs are high-tech manufacturing. Like, you need to be able to speak English to function in America. 12 million people illegally entered this country in the last 4 years. The 27% of them don't have a high school diploma in Spanish, by the way, so they're barely literate in Spanish. 20-something% of them have barely completed a high school education by Latin American standards or wherever they came from, and then only a small portion are actually college educated. So look, be real. Look at the stats. What is that going to cost the United States? Are they bad people? Absolutely not.
For sure.
But it makes a mockery of this idea of, first of all, of just order, like in terms of being able to just come here, no matter who you are, you just raise your hand and fake say, I fear for my life.
Yeah.
You're an economic migrant. Let's all be honest. And if you interview these people, they'll tell you the same. They're like, I came here for a job. I don't begrudge you. That's fine. But the point is that you can't allow that system to be in place where basically the cost of the bill of all of this is going to come down to us. So we need to dramatically shift to an actual merit-based immigration system. That's number one. But two, what we really need to do is also consider, after that period of massive immigration, of European migration, we had social chaos in this country. We actually were becoming like ethnic. There was a whole war over this. Teddy Roosevelt gave a famous speech. There is no we are done with hyphenated America. And hyphenated me like I'm a Slovenian American.
Yeah.
He was like, no, we're all Americans. We need to be done with hyphenation. And that led to a complete shutdown, basically, of U.S. immigration from the 1920s up until the Immigration Naturalization Act of 1965. That immigration moratorium actually allowed for assimilation, where the term white became popular because it's like, as you know, if you read a book, ask white Protestants, were Irish people white in 1920? Absolutely not. Okay, they're like Lithuanian. They're like, you're Lithuanian. You're not white. Okay, that was bad. Just so we're all aware, that was bad. And so the change in that, we need to go through that again. Like we need to completely change the way that our foreign-born population has never been as high than previous from the late 1900s, right around when we had the same immigration moratorium. We're signing up for the same levels of problems where our heterogeneous population is just way too removed from each other. We don't have a common civic understanding or any of this. And the truth is that if you just keep importing 1 million people per year, and then the vast majority of them are illegal, no disorderly process, like, dude, this just breaks the civic foundation of the country. Like, it's just not going to work. And I say this as somebody whose parents came from India. Like, but that's my point, is I'm here now. I'm a citizen. Like, I have to care about my children, my grandchildren. What country are they going to grow up in?
Yeah, and it's also, it's like, so it is kind of a bullshit thing to be like, well, since your parents came, you have to decide. It's like,
so
I can change my fucking mind.
By the way, they left the third world so I could live in the first world, and I can can make up my own mind.
It's amazing. Yeah.
The best part of coming to America and to the West, anybody who is from like a Western or a non-Western country will know this. In non-Western countries, you're kind of like told what to do. There's a path, and there's a rigid class system, and there's like, this is how we live our life. And like that's the best part about coming here, man. You can do whatever you want. You can say whatever you want. The social mobility here is better than anywhere else in the entire world,
dude. And that was the problem. I went to school for social work. Like when I got my graduate degree in social work, and you were like, if you brought up social mobility, the teachers would be like, that's a myth.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. I was literally like, no, it's not. They're like, that's a myth.
Does wealth give you privilege? Absolutely. But actually, I think I read that people who are born in the upper quintile, if you look at the across generations, after like 3 generations, their kids are usually back down.
Shirt sleeves to shirt sleeves.
Yeah, shirt sleeves to shirt sleeves. Yeah, exactly.
It does have money. Extreme money has a degenerative effect.
Oh, absolutely.
It's obviously incredible, bounty to be born with a ton of money. But dude, it like kind of warps people big time.
One of my favorite books is The Fall of the House of Vanderbilt, and it's exactly about this. And it's basically, I think 100 years after Cornelius Vanderbilt died, his generations, not a single one of them was a millionaire, not one. And the first Vanderbilt after Cornelius Vanderbilt to make anything of himself was one of the only Vanderbilts not to be born with money. His name is Anderson Cooper.
What?
He is the first Vanderbilt, member of the Vanderbilt family, to not be born with money. The first one who was broke, who made anything out of himself.
What the fuck?
Yes. Yeah, that's it. Anderson Cooper is the first successful Vanderbilt in like 200 years.
Since Cornelius,
the Commodore.
I've heard he's a Vanderbilt, but it's always like he's a CIA.
Yeah, his mother was Gloria Vanderbilt. Yeah. And I mean, and you read their stories, the money just destroyed them. It destroyed their family.
Yeah.
All of them just became like degenerate dilettantes who became, they were addicted to alcohol and drugs, and they would blow it on these gigantic houses. And, they got caught up in the British rat race, and they all became dollar princess. I love the term dollar princess.
What's a dollar princess?
A dollar princess is, in the 1800s, American industrialists were filthy rich. And the way to have social mobility is they were like, we need to get our daughters married to English lords. But the English lords were broke. And so they were like, oh, we'll marry your kids. So Winston Churchill's mother, she was a dollar princess, Jenny Churchill. They hit the Duke of Marlborough. I forget exactly what his name. It was another Churchill. I think it was Randolph Churchill. He married one of Cornelius Vanderbilt's, I think either granddaughter or great granddaughter. Same thing. He bailed him out, so he literally could rebuild his house. And after they got married, he was like, "By the way, I don't give a shit about you at all." He's like, "I literally don't care."
Yeah, do whatever
He's like,
you want.
"I married you for your money." He's like, "I'm just gonna go do whatever I want to do. Like I'm just gonna go live my life." Yeah,
that's crazy.
No, it's horrible. It's horrible. Her life ended up. It was a nightmare, unfortunately for her.
Yeah. Well, it's also very rigid. I know if you have generational wealth, it's like you can get cut out of the will. Then you're fucked.
Yes, there's stuff like there's all of that, and then you have that house, the Biltmore, down in North Carolina, the largest house literally ever built in the United States. It was built by a Vanderbilt. It's just, you read about them like this guy would have like 7 marriages in the course of his life.
Dude, I did work in Arlen Specter's estate. He was dead, and it was, I think, one of the
senator from Pennsylvania.
Yes.
Yeah.
I painted his house.
Really?
Me and my friend helped paint his house.
Did you ever ask him about JFK?
Huh?
About JFK?
They were dead. He was dead. I should have asked him, but that's why I think he got a nice little estate.
Yeah.
But dude, it was just like his surviving family members, and it was for real like sad, man. Like we were in there, like using oil primer, and the lady came in and was just like, "This smells." We're like, "Yeah, we had it's fucking oil paint." And she's like, "Well, I have a party coming in." We're like,
you should have told us that. Yeah.
And dude, she started spraying, just walking around as if you were like an inanimate. She would just spray perfume in the room, and if you were standing there, she would just go like right in your face.
Jeez.
My mom was a maid for the DuPonts, and she said it was the same thing. She was a maid at the house of the guy who was it became like a psycho killer wrestler guy.
Wow.
She was down there, and she said she was like, I remember it being like, it was a very sad. It was just like a sad vibe in the house.
I mean, after 100 years, basically destroyed them all.
Yeah.
And it is very sad because most of them, the burden of, and it's not just them. I read another book about the Astor family. I mean, John Jacob Astor was like one of the first like real millionaires in the United States. He was a slumlord in Manhattan. He was like this Dutch slumlord. He was like, hey, he's like, how many of you immigrants can I charge $20 today? And his family, like they become these titans of society and all of that. And one of his great grandson, I think, died on Titanic. He was the richest man on the Titanic, and he died on Titanic. His 19-year-old wife, who just impregnated, she got off. She had a baby. He became the Titanic baby. And because he was literally in his mother's womb whenever she was saved off of the Titanic. But basically after him, and he was, by the way, ended up being like some degenerate playboy. You know, so it's like it didn't really live up to it. So.
That is the funny thing. You can achieve. It is very funny though to be like you can achieve at the highest level. Just so your grandson can just like crash a boat while he's like coked up.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
one day
it happens
just
all
blow up on a river.
The Rockefellers, you know, John D. Rock. He was kind of a psycho, actually.
Yeah,
but his son actually was relatively successful. He seemed like a good guy. His son's Nelson Rockefeller. He was the vice presidential nominee for the Republicans, governor of New York. But after that, you know, things start to drift off, and now we're in the fifth and the sixth generation. You're like, who? It happened to the Kennedy family, dude.
Yeah.
You know, it's like the longer you go down the Kennedy family, you're like, is there anybody impressive in the?
Yeah.
I saw JFK's grandson going around the DNC when I was there, like filming TikToks and stuff, and I was like, bro,
that's the kiss of death.
John F. Kennedy's grandson.
I know.
I want to shake him. I'm like, live up to your goddamn father, your grandfather.
That's got to be a crazy family to be a part of.
Oh yeah, I just want to be like, if your great grandfather, the patriarch, could see you, he'd be sick. If he's like looking around,
just fucking
dancing. Yeah, he's like taking selfies and be like, hey guys, like it's like you suck, dude.
Just Lady Gaga, like
I was like, dude, this guy blows. He's a dandy.
It is absolute dandy behavior.
Yeah,
it just does suck because it's like you want to do well, but it's like if you kind of like if you just try to go for the absolute top, it does like if without a vision of some sort, you just end up just kind of like.
I think that anybody who comes into even like a modest amount of money, like you probably need to do some serious thinking. You really need to be like, okay, like what is my life going to look like?
Look,
children. Like,
this is why people need to sell a lot of weed when they're 20.
Oh, really? Yeah.
I did this. I had the hero's journey. I came into like I would make like $4,000 a week and just be like,
holy shit.
Dude, I was killing it. Well,
4,000 times.
I lost all of it. I lost all of it.
4,000 times 52 is how much? That's $200-something thousand.
As like a 25-year-old dude, and I got to like
and that's all cat. You're not even paying taxes. Yeah,
I pay taxes. No, you get the ego inflation, and then like I got the rug swept out from under me. So that was one of the best experiences of my life to lose all to get like the ego pump, and then to have it just ripped away from you. Because otherwise, dude, if you catch that like it gives you the thing like when things are going well, I have an understanding like
you think you're a boss.
They can definitely not go well very quickly.
Oh, absolutely. So, also, I would just say I've met a lot of people who are like super wealthy, and all of them are pretty weird. Yes. Like every person I know, every person I've ever met with 100 million more net worth, I'm like, dude, you're a weirdo.
Well, you can't connect with anybody. You can't talk about like if you even broach certain subjects, 80% of people are going to be like.
You want to know funny? I was talking to a guy, and I was like, yeah, you know when you're in an airport, and he's like, oh, I haven't been in an airport in 20 years. And I was like, whoa. I was like, oh, because you fly private. I was like, I've never even been on a private plane. And I was like, that's a crazy. It was just so casual. He's like, I haven't been in an airport in 20 years.
I know.
I was like, whoa. Okay. Like, what a life. Yeah. Like, what does that even look like?
Yeah, dude. I was talking to somebody one time excited about like flying first class, and he was like, dude, my kids have never not flown private. And I was like, I didn't even think about that. I was like, fuck.
Yeah, but that probably really fucks them up. I mean, what are they going to do then whenever they have to fly economy?
Either they'll be stoked. Oh, here's the thing. I remember I grew up in like a upper middle class suburb. So like I moved to West Philly and I was in the hood and I was like, this is so cool. And then so maybe they'll just be on an airplane and be like, wow.
Maybe. Yeah, but I mean, sometimes you're, what is it, like C on Southwest and you're like trying to go for the middle seat or whatever. And you're like, my life sucks.
Yeah, true.
Like and I'm talking about plane. And now I'm talking about, you know this, you're Northeast guy, megabus. Like when you're taking like a midnight megabus to New York City to take the cheapest one. And you're like, well, I'll take a bag. And when I get there, like change in a bathroom.
Dude,
and
megabus
put a new
was
shirt
nice.
on.
Megabus, we did there was a Chinatown
bus.
The Chinatown.
I know the Chinatown bus. Yeah, I know what that
just
one.
A pregnant lady driving it. You're like, what the fuck? But dude, it's
stomachs up against the steering wheel.
Yeah, for real, dude. There was for real a pregnant lady driving it before.
But drug addicts are like freaking out in the back, and someone's like, "Hey, can y'all keep it down back there?" I'd be like, "Shut your goddamn mouth!" Yeah,
that is true. It is. Yeah. It does kind of set the bar too high, and then it's like all you can ever do is be disappointed in life, or. Like again, I did eventually become very disillusioned with life in the hood. I was like, this is sad. I was like, this is so
sad, bro.
It's so, dude, it's for real so sad.
Yeah, because the systems are like designed to just keep everybody down. And
Dude.
I mean, look, they have individual responsibility for sure, but like also the way the entire thing is designed,
sure.
it's like they keep it contained. Nobody cares. Everyone just wants to pretend like it's over there. And
it's for real. Like it's like I remember I bought a house in West Philly with my brother when I was like 21. It was like the house was $27,000. I lived in there. Yeah, it was pretty fucking awesome. But cool.
Did you hang on to it? Did you sell it?
We sold it, and then it got knocked down to me. It was structurally, it had a tree growing through the basement. It was bad. But but I remember like going into like my neighbor's house, and they were like, it's funny because when you live there, like there are a lot of like you know when you grow up, like I grew up, my parents watching Fox News. It's just the news being like black guys are up to no good again, and it's like so you get this like skewed picture, and then you meet the individuals, and you're like, damn, these are like some of the nicest people. Then there's people like just doing monstrous behavior.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember like the first time I walked into somebody's like my neighbor's house, it's like visually jarring because it's like everything's just fucked up. Like there's no symmetry. Everything's built fucked up, and it's like I remember like being you know there's just like bugs and just being like fuck, dude. That's like, it was like just crazy.
I know.
But then it's like that's why you have to do good. It's like the brutal reality behind all of like the you know let's save everyone political messaging. It's like dude, nobody. You have to bail yourself out at the end of the day. You just have to. It's sad. It's not fair.
I look at it.
You have to do
two ways. As in, we have to, of course, like design and move systems to create like a quality of opportunity. But you also have to have a responsibility given the circumstances. For example, like I don't know, any money, anything that you're working with. I'll often be like, "What a bullshit." For example, and you guys probably have this too. Crystal and I co-own our shows. We're small business owners too. And we have to deal with all the small bit and all of the paperwork and all the fucking accounting and all the shit behind it is mind-numbing. It's stupid. It makes no sense. Yeah. It's genuinely not fair because these major corporations and all these other people get all of these crazy tax breaks and we're sitting here trying to figure this stuff out and it sucks all of our time and it's super stressful. Yeah. And I could just be like, oh, it's not fair. And it's actually not fair. The people who are small business owners, you get fucked. Like that's the reality.
Yeah.
But you just have to do it, right? So I'm like, okay, I'm just going to sit here. I'm going to spend 10 hours of my goddamn time learning the ins and outs of all of this to make sure I'm not getting ripped off when my account
Why don't you just pay an account? Oh, you double check the account.
Dude, you got to double check,
you
man.
Do, yeah,
I mean,
that's
look,
true, that's true.
I'm like you know, Patreon and all this. I want to be a good steward of other people's money. Like, I don't want to be pissing people's money away.
That makes sense.
It's not nice. You can't do that to people.
That makes sense, yeah.
I mean, it's a serious responsibility when you're like, hey, pay me $10 a month. Like, it's not a fucking joke, dude.
Yeah.
You're like, actually, you have to become a steward of that money. For real.
Well, hold on,
like,
man. If you want to give their money, man, that's... But no, I agree. You got to give them something. You got to do something.
Yes,
you can't just piss it away.
You're working for them, and you can't just, you know, and it's also money. It's like, look, I grew up Indian, so, you know, we're fun. Money, it means something. You know, you're taught from a very young age.
Dude,
like, and I don't care how much money you have. Like $100 will always be $100 to me. I know exactly what that buys, and I know what it means and what it does. And like,
it's funny because it's in where I'm from in Garnet Valley, Pennsylvania. There's been like a massive influx of the Indian population. Everyone I know, like people have like landscaping companies. They're like, bro, they're like just haggling on the fucking lawn. He's like, their lawns are this fucking high.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, oh, I'm not paying it. It's like, my cousin's like, bro, they haggle me to fucking death. It's really funny.
Yeah, fuck him.
But yeah.
Right? Yeah.
That's what he gets.
Yeah.
But dude, it is like it's one of those things. I feel like India. It's like they were out of the race conversation for a long time.
Of course we are. Yeah, we're the inconvenient minority. Because Asians in general are completely invisibilized by U.S. racial discourse.
Big time.
I mean, look,
but you guys are killing it, dude.
Yeah, we're the richest people in America.
It's awesome.
Yeah, I think it's cool. I mean, I'll say this: it's not really fair because Indians in America are like so-called like the twice selected elite. And so,
why do they say that?
Because India is 1 billion people. Okay. But the caste system where Brahmins, which is the top caste.
Oh, I know.
Those people. Oh, yeah. So you do know. Brahmins, 40%. I think it's only like 1 or 2% of India. My math could be wrong. So Indians. But 40%. So 1 or 2% of India, but 40% of Indian Americans are Brahmins. So that means 40% of the people here are part of the top 1 to 2% already of the Indian caste system.
Really?
Yeah, because they're doctors, engineers, lawyers, people who are highly educated. So part of Brahmin culture. That's where I come from too, by the way.
Okay, come from Brahmin.
But I'm saying our family has generations.
That makes sense. You wouldn't be able to get
of revering like education, family. We don't drink alcohol. We're like, this is how we live our life. Like our life is about family. It's about furthering the next generation. Individualism really as a concept is like not part of that. And that's actually why I think it meshes really well with America, is America will drag you to individualism. America will drag you to a little bit of consumerism, a little bit of like, you can be whoever you want to be. But the backstop that you have is like, no, this is not what we do. Like money, we don't spend it on stupid shit. When we have money, we spend it on books, on education. So my upbringing was like, the budget is limitless for anything educational. The budget is like zero for anything stupid.
For fucking around, yeah.
And no offense, white people, but I have noticed you have proclivities for new cars and for nice sneakers.
Check my ride, bro.
And nice kitchens, and so I'll be like, so your kid's got $25,000 in debt, and you've got a new fucking kitchen. Interesting. In our culture, that shit does not fly.
Yeah.
But that's why I would say Indians are very successful in America, because it's like we're both obviously highly educated. That's number one. But two, I really think the culture is a huge aspect of it. The way that you revere money, you think about family. There are no Indian parents out there who have the money who are not paying for their child's college education. It's just, it would never happen. And in white families, there's this weird hyper into like, this like boomer mentality of like, they've got to figure it out. Because back in my day, I'm like, well, have you looked at inflation? Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I know.
And they're like, well, they'll get it when I die. And I'm like, yeah, but it's actually way more useful to help your child out when you're 18, 19 to 25. Those are the foundational years of your life. So it's a mindset difference. That was the one.
No, dude, I appreciate you saying that. That was the one thing my parents were actually really good about, is like, don't go into debt if you ever avoid it at all costs, and also keep a low profile. Like, don't try to. My dad does spaz. He has like phases where he has like 57 bicycles in his basement. I don't know what the fuck he's doing. But they were very, and now my parents weren't like educated really. They went to high school and they got out and that was it. But they were very like, that was the one thing I think, that's the thing I'm going to copy off of them. They like sent us to like an all boys Catholic high school, paid for our college, and it's like, that's the one thing with my kids. It's like, I'm looking for schools for my daughter right now, and it's like, I was telling my wife, I'm like, because her mom's big on, a lot of people I know are like, the public school is just as good, and it's like, I don't think so. I genuinely don't think so. It's like,
I'm assuming you live in a nice area. It probably
it's pretty nice.
Yeah, well, then
a lot of Indians.
I think you're probably fine then, man.
But that
I went to public school. Yeah.
The public schools around me it's like, it's newly nice. So the public schools but it's like, you compare it to a private school, and it's like, I mean, you've done well for public school.
I'll give you two cases. I'll give you the case for and against.
My point is, sorry, before I cut you off, my point is, if you can't afford it, you should spend money on your kids' education.
Oh, definitely.
That's all I was trying to say.
Yeah, absolutely. And so in that case, it's interesting, but more what I meant in terms of that is sometimes people will be like, I don't know, like I knew a girl who wanted to take a graduate test, like study for the GRE, and she was like, oh, my parents won't pay for my GRE test, thing, but they have the money to pay for it. But they're crazy, like, you have to work to go for your GRE test prep. I'm like, what? Like, I was like, who are your parents? Like, what?
That's so ruthless.
Yeah. In my head, I'm like, that doesn't even fly. Like, it's just, but if I was like, hey, Dad, so if I was like, Dad, I need $5,000 for a GRE prep course, and I was like 23 or whatever, he'd be like, absolutely. But if I was like, I need $5,000 to go hang out in Saint-Tropez, or what, it's like, he's like, what?
Get
like,
the fuck out of here.
No way.
Yeah.
Like,
no, that does make sense.
That's what I'm talking about.
Well, in a lot of the suburb like that I'm from, I've learned that many of the families are just debt. It's just like the whole thing runs on a giant balloon of debt, and it's like kind of
Americans
terrifying.
are obsessed with debt. Americans are obsessed with consumerism, and I can't. My dad, when he was making good money, he was rolling around in a 1988 Mazda with no air conconditioning in 150 degrees.
It's such a
Texas,
beast move, though, dude.
With his windows rolled down, and he refused to get it. He eventually sold it for $1,000 after he put 200,000 miles on it. So it's like that's where I come from. It's like, do you need a new Raptor truck, Texas? Probably not. It's like these guys, no offense, but if you look at the average car payment, Texas is the highest average car payment in the nation because all of these idiots are rolling around in trucks. You don't need a brand new truck.
Trucks are
you don't
like
need $80,000 Raptor. It's ridiculous. Like, sorry, you need a Toyota Camry, or a Hyundai, or like any of these other cars. They're great cars. They'll get you. So I'm actually a big proponent of Dave Ramsey for the vast majority of people. I think Ramsey what you were just saying. I think his like common sense approach, if 95% of people followed their life that way, they would be better off. He preaches like avoid debt, don't use credit cards and all of this. I personally am a big credit card point fiend, but I pay it by balance and all this stuff. But here's the thing. I think what he gets at is what we were talking about with impulse control and all that. It's look at the stats. People can't control themselves. They're only paying the minimums. They're taking out 35, 40, 50% debt or whatever on their APR, HELOC loans and all this. He has taught me about financial products I didn't even know existed. I'm like, wait, so people out there are taking 2 mortgages and then another mortgage on top of that one? How do you sleep at night, bro?
Dude, it's insane.
Oh my God. I actually cannot imagine. So if for anybody out there who's listening, if you listen to Dave and you actually take, at the very least, like take some of the advice to heart. The number one thing is budget too. No matter how much money you make, you still need a budget. And the reason why is you just need to know where your money is going. And you need to be conscientious about every dollar that you spend. So like you were just saying, like you and your wife need to sit down and make a choice and be like, we're sending our kid to private school. That means this is our nut. We need X, Y, and Z amount per month. This is how it looks like. And we're saving, and this is what it looks like.
I have an open mind right now. I'm like, I've looked at like 4 schools and it's like I've noticed a huge difference between public, but it's like if I see a public school that works, I would go. I'm not like one or the other, but
so I went to both, so I can make the case. Yeah. So I was very lucky. So I grew up in College Station. I went to public school for the first 16 years of my life. My last years of high school, my parents, we moved to Qatar, and I got to go to a very fancy private school. It was part of the deal.
Like an international
the American School of Doha, right? Okay. So I went from a school where probably the median income of the parent was like, let's say like $40,000 to a school where the median income of the parent was probably like $300,000.
Like an elite school.
It was an outrageously nice school, and we were flying for school trips. Like everybody there, their parents work for Exxon, and
dude, that was one of the schools we looked at. Like we're gonna send your 4th grader to France for a week. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, no.
That's what my last years of high school were like.
That's crazy,
and I will tell you, I definitely loved it. I loved it, but I would worry that if I had grown up in that environment, and anybody out there, if you've ever interacted with people who are in that bubble, there's a lot of downside to that, man. Like that's when you were talking about the first class thing. We went on a school trip once, and one of the kids had never flown economy before, and we were all flying economy together. He was like 17 years old.
Like, what the fuck
He
is
had
this?
never been in economy class. He'd only ever flown first, and frankly, he was a pampered little bitch. It's like, and the people like that, like there is something important, and I think about it too, where about the people that I grew up with. I didn't even love them that much, I'll be honest with you, but it was important. I got to interact with people from all across different walks of life. I think public education is very important, and I actually think at a young age too. I think in high school, I could make a really good case if you have the money to go to private school. If you look at the stats, private schools send the vast majority of their kids to Ivy League and to other schools, especially if that's what you want for your child. But K through middle school, it's not really about education.
Really
it's
matter.
about socialization.
Yeah.
And so for socialization purposes, I don't really want my children, just me personally, like to be growing up in a bubble. And in that bubble, like I've spent enough time now in elite circles that I can see how dangerous that it really can be to the mind, and to how that person can eventually use that privilege in others. And first of all, they're over-interpreting their own success. Like this idea of like, they'll be like, oh, we're doing pretty good. I'm like, you are not doing shit. Yeah, I'd be like, I'm doing good. You're not doing good. Like, you have not done anything. And
yeah, dude, it is weird, man. That's the kind of the thing I've been struggling with. It's like, because I don't want to be like, get them older and be like, what the fuck? You could have sent me to a nicer school. And I'm like, I didn't want you to be a dickhead.
Yeah, but you can also just track each of your children. And like, what if one of them is real? Like, there are different types of schools. There's magnet schools, there's math schools, there's sports, there's drama, there's like all these other ones. Like, you got to, what I would do is I would be like, okay, well, first of all, again, K through 8 is about, it's not about education. Actually, a lot of that education, my man, is on you. All right?
Exactly.
So if anything, you're trying to pay somebody else to teach your kids how to read better. That's about you.
You got to do
You need to step up in the house.
I'm fucking, what are you talking about, dude? We spelled her name the other day.
But that's what I'm saying. You got to be keeping that shit up every day.
Tutors and shit.
After school. Not even tutors. You need to be engaged. You need to be making sure that you're sitting there and making this stuff done, because that's where the parent really is the most important.
Sure.
Of course, middle school, high school, when we start talking about SATs, and that's when I think education and the quality of teacher can really make an impact on them. But that's by the time they're starting to become like formed as a human being and may have an idea of what they want to do. But those initial years, I think it's really just about learning how to like be a person in the world, about how to interact with others, following rule. Like, what does it mean to like live in a society and be in like this ordered weird thing that we call. So that's the purpose of school, man. Like,
for sure.
End of the day. That's why homeschool people are fucking weirdos. Can we all be honest? Have you ever met a normal one? They're freaks. All right, it's true, man. Like, it's true.
I know a couple people. I know people who are homeschooling right now. They're gonna be pissed at you, dude.
I don't care. I mean,
we met one homeschooled kid.
Sometimes they do it in pods and they're okay.
We met a homeschool kid in my baseball team, and like we drove him to tears.
Yeah, you should.
It was,
and he deserved it. Yeah, I mean, like,
so
be honest. He deserved it, dude.
Well, there is a huge aspect of the socialization for sure.
Yeah, it's important
for sure.
It's
but then it's like with the public schools, like, well, what are they getting socialized into? Then you look at all the other shit they had going on with like, like when like, don't tell your parents if you want to trans, come to us and we'll send you to
That's fair.
That was the shit that was free.
You're living here in Texas, dude. What are you worried about? You're actually
these schools, dude, now all the schools, I'm in Austin.
Yeah.
So the schools are like, dude, they're pretty fucking, they go pretty hard with that shit. And that's the stuff that I'm like, but I don't know.
What about the rest of the burbs around it? Round Rock, Fredericksburg, all those other places. They can't be there. I mean, I grew up around here, man. Like, that's, those are some Bible belters.
You've been going for a long time, dude.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, right.
This place changed. You left, bro.
Yeah. that's I guess you're true.
But that's kind of, I don't know. I went to a wall. We can get out of here soon. How long have we been doing, Josh? 2 hours. Damn, dude, we almost did a Rogan. I'll let you out of here in a second, but
sweet.
I was laughing. Today we toured because again, it's like I'm going to public schools. I'm just trying to find that's the one thing I will try to give my kids the best in education.
Well, you should. I mean, look, there's nothing wrong with doing private school.
But I will say today. So I was thinking that I went to a Waldorf school today. I don't know if you're ever familiar with Waldorf.
I know. I'm familiar with what it is.
Dude, I've never seen anything like that in my life. And it was like almost, theoretically, I'm like, it's all the stuff I like. And I saw the reality of it. And I was like, no, it was just like almost creepy.
I agree.
There at one point, there's one dude in the tour, no matter what the person said, he would go, oh, that's so important. And like, dude, at one point, they were like, we have climbing trees. And we have trees we don't climb. Those are the climbing trees. And he goes, oh. So, yes. And then they were in another room and they were like, for math, we have a tactile sensory aspect where we have these marbles and they're actually counting the and the guy literally over marbles goes, oh, yes. I was like, dude, would you shut the fuck up?
That's so weird.
There becomes a point of it where it is like,
there are some millennial
trends. It's like a fake favor.
Yeah.
Like we did the entire Odyssey school play in 4th grade. It's like,
yeah.
All right, dude. Like,
there's
who's
some
this
millennial
for?
trends, like the Waldorf. I need to look more into it. I'm not 100%.
I think they do well. I think it has like, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, I was going to say gentle parenting is the one that I've become familiar with for this millennial trend of being like, they don't say the word no, right?
Yes.
Everything is about redirection. And the Indian in me is like, how can you possibly turn out like a well-formed adult? Like, actually a huge... Well, I would say a majority of adulthood is learning how to deal with the consequences of the word no.
That's
it's
what
like,
adulthood
you want a
is.
job? Fuck you. No.
There's a
you
giant
want more
no.
money? Fuck you. No.
There's a giant no hovering over your entire life.
Yeah, it's literally like you're like, or like, oh, you want to go on a date? It's like, what are 99% of these women going to tell you? No, absolutely.
I know.
Like, you're a loser. Actually,
I know. Yes. Yeah, I go back. So it's like I grew up in like the rigorous old school. Like, if you get in trouble, you get hit. All that stuff.
Yeah.
I do think that's not a good idea to do.
Probably.
I think it's genuinely. It's like, I don't think it's the end of the world, especially if you're not like getting drunk and like coming in for no reason. If there's like a rhyme and reason to it, it's not the worst thing. But I do think the punishing physically makes you as a kid like, I'm not going to tell my parents anything.
That's right.
I don't want to get smacked in
the
the
head.
But
they need consequences.
They do need
of
consequence.
Kind, right? Like you need to take away the things that they like, or be like, you're in the silent treatment or stuff like I think consequences are really important because, man, when you get shielded from it, and honestly, even I remember like that first time when you're 22 years old and you graduate from college and you're actually out on your own and you really are, you're like, oh my God, like this sucks. Like, so now you make a bad decision and you're sitting there, and you're like, holy, dude, and this is on me. And I'm by myself right now. Nobody's gonna bail you out right now.
And I'm telling you, the worst possible is when you're making bad decisions and it's paying off because eventually it all hits you and you go, oh, and it comes for everybody, dude. And you go, oh man. And the older you get, you go, there's no way. I gotta live my way through this now. And it's like,
right, bro.
I agree. Very important. Well, dude, thank you so much for coming. I can talk to you forever. I can talk to you forever, dude.
I really enjoyed it. This is actually pretty fun.
Dude, thank you, man. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
the Wild Wild West.
Dude. Can we start over? My voice cracked, dude.
Leave it in.
Hey.
Hey, guys.
Hey, guys. Thank you, guys. Thanks for coming, man.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming. I did wear a tank top. I wasn't, it's not like a thing. I'm just trying to.
I had a mog on us.
I'm not mogging at all. I'm humbly asking for notes from the viewership. Like,
You're doing
if you guys see anything you guys I need to work on, just let me know. Arnold used to wear belly shirts when he was bulking just to give himself the motivation.
Is that like it cuts off like right here?
Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of nice.
I think laid back jacked is such a statement that
I'm not even
it's
jacked.
almost overpowering how nonchalant you're trying to be about it.
I saw you at the pool 2 weeks ago. Your back is out of control.
Are you serious?
You've got a huge muscular back. Everybody noticed that you turned around. The people I was with said, "Oh,
It's from carrying this goddamn podcast.
I don't even think they knew about comedy. People were going, a guy with a big back?
You serious? I never got to check my back. Is it going like Cobra style or like?
Man.
What are you talking?
No one spontaneous. I've seen earlier pictures of you. No one accidentally gets a huge ripped
You got like a
back.
manta ray. You got like a manta ray
Dude,
back
I
there,
swear to God, it's just Maka. My stack is just Maka and Sheila Jeet.
Yo, I just got on the Jeet today.
Did you really?
For the first time. It's gross. It tastes nasty.
horrible.
I was
It's like scary how bad it is.
well, I was sniffing. I got it also from like a sketchy like online web store, and so I was like, I don't even know. It's just like a black like tar in a. I don't even know what it is. I'm like, it smells like
I have to smoke
gross.
it out
I'm like,
of
let
a
me
glass
just put it. It's like I guess I put it in water and just drink it, but it was really nasty.
Gross. You got to kind of put it in coffee. I feel like.
Okay, yeah. It said to put it in milk. People put it in milk. I was like, that sounds like a weird. combo.
I've tried to put it right under my tongue, and it's just like
Yeah, me and the guys at the gym, we just go raw. And
you
throw
do
it
Sheila
back.
Jeet. You've load maxed for a while.
Oh, is that why you're doing it for load maxing?
I'm just going kind of male enhancement all around.
Yeah, I'm going.
Did you say big
zinc,
cum supplement?
yeah, zinc, ashwagandha,
Zinc is a big, yeah.
Yeah.
L-arginine,
Arginine.
and I'm doing 2 more that I forget the name.
Are you
of
still
off the top of my head.
LM?
I haven't since I started the move, but yeah, I was doing it for about a month or 2.
I don't understand.
Whoa.
Yeah.
What's like the
So
ideal
cool.
amount of time to like load max before it's like now I'm gonna let the load out? Like it's
I'd say you're probably not going to see any results until like probably a week or 2 in.
Okay.
Like the first day you
Whoa.
take it, it's like who gives a fuck, and then like
Yeah.
2 weeks in, you're just like I can never go back, and then you fall off one day and you go I'll get back to it, and then you never take it again, and then all the supplements expire in your cabinet.
But you do get that one
That's my
time.
experience with
You
load
do get
maxing.
that one time.
Yeah, it kind of like I don't. It's not sustainable. You're not going to be impressed by your load because then you're just like, well, now I need to go bigger.
I don't
it
understand.
does raise the bar. Raises the bar for your
Is
load.
the secret to
Now you're
having
load
a
chasing.
large amount of ejaculate not just to wait a couple of days? If you just wait a couple of days, don't you have a lot
Who
of...
has time?
But if you do both of those things in
Exactly.
conjunction,
Well, you just
then
have every
Yeah.
day a huge
Not every
gushing-
day. You save it for like this. This is what I do now. I just go like I've started telling my wife. I've talked about this before, but it's like I have completely lifted my like sexual offense. I've retired it completely. I just
playing
tell
a
my wife.
defensive game now?
I tell her like, look, I'm just here. I'm not going to pressure you about it. I was like, I'm trying to retain. If you need to break the glass, you go right ahead, but try not to do it more than once a week.
And now is this having the reverse psychological effect that you're
For
hoping
sure.
it does?
For sure.
Or are you just withering away?
No, dude, I'm just retaining seed and just getting.
that's what's up. That's what's up. I'm the full year.
Are you? Oh,
Not a full year, but since I haven't jade off since 2024 because I love to tell people like, oh, you jerk off. That's so 2024.
so you've been off the nog since
Yeah.
2024.
Yeah, I've been off the nog, off no porn, no Jane off.
No PMO,
What's PMO?
porn, masturbation, orgasm.
Definitely been off of that. But I will say the amount that I think
PMO
about it.
cycle.
I thought it was pissed me off. My daughter's been saying PMO all the time. That's what she means. She keeps saying TSPMO. And now I'm
What's
rethinking everything.
TSPMO mean?
No,
This shit pissed me off.
Oh, it's probably this
Oh,
shit pissed me
I
off.
thought
better
transsexual
be.
TS should be transsexual. No? Transsexual pornography masturbation orgasm.
You might want to dig in.
I went wrong somewhere maybe 6 years ago. No, we'll be okay.
But yeah, I'm so far past. I don't even. I mean, I think about
Do you
it.
ever
but
feel the urge? You ever feel the pull?
just constantly. Well, it's really mainly like it is kind of nice because I feel the urge only when I'm in my apartment not doing anything because it's literally just an indication that I should go out and do
Yes.
something. but only when I'm like, when I'm just like wallowing
Pavlov's
away.
hog.
Yeah.
Oh, the hotel rooms on the road are very scary.
I just download
trouble.
like a dating app and just swipe to see like is someone sexually interested in me at all, and like it's crazy. I'm just like basically gooning on Tinder, just like, oh, who wants to fuck me?
Well, that's what I was going to ask. If you're completely resisting the urge, what are your social media algorithms looking like?
So I will say I'm the type of guy that I have been slowly like unfollowing like any kind of like hot girl account, and then if anyone even posts anything that has like like a girl in like a bikini or anything, I'm just like, I don't need to see this filth on my timeline. I just unfollow it. So it's a lot more. It's basically my algorithm is all just like anime videos, like Catholic bullshit, basically.
I was following No Fly Honeys, and the algorithm found me out.
Yeah, they
they
send salvos into your timeline all the time.
But I found you can reset it. You can fully default.
What's No Fly Honey? What is that?
I wasn't following any Fly Honeys on my Instagram.
Oh, you said I thought babes. I thought you were about babes who couldn't get off the ground. I'm like, that's fucking sick. So you have no
so
fly
heavy.
babes.
No, but then the algorithm still goes, you've lingered on this, obviously you like this, and then it increases.
Yeah.
But I found you can do a hard reset on it where you go, just take me back to day one of the algorithm before you knew anything about me.
So you're throwing the baby out with the
helped.
bathwater then.
I was getting women making sourdough with huge breasts. And, And
wow, that's crazy. We were just watching that on Panties in the Mouth.
I mean, it's
there was like porn warm up girls. I'm always kind of like sketched out. Like, is it like, do they stop? Is that like a woman dipping her toe in like sexual entertainment? Like,
on like Instagram and stuff.
Yeah, the ones who aren't doing like porn or OnlyFans. Yes, digital fluffers.
But sometimes
it's still
they
part
like,
of the ecosystem of the flesh.
I feel like they make like soft
Big ecosystem.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think they try and butter you up. They try and calm you down. They try and go, this is all right. Well, that gets you going. They know. They're trying to, I believe, on the X, I had to get off the X because then
that's all porn.
It was all porn, but then I would find that at other times when I think they geotag it as well. I noticed the algorithm was different. When I was out and about in public, I was getting different things recommended to when I was alone in a room. Yes.
What do you mean? You're just walking down the street, you're like, fuck, it's changing.
No, so I was looking at the show, I was like, there's nothing erotic here.
Really?
This is nice. Whoa. And then I was alone in a room and it was very erotic, and they know where I am, and
you might just be in a room getting horny too, though. To be fair, you could be right. You could be right, but that could be. I know that because I get in a hotel room and I'm like, I look like Britney Spears from like an early music video. I'm just laying on the bed, like I'm just gyrating my hips on the bed. I'm bound in chains.
Feel the motions.
Like the algorithm's crazy right now.
I bought a new phone though. I'm trying again with a dumb phone.
Oh, really?
I've got the minimalist phone. It's a normal Chrome phone.
It's like a flip.
No, it just has an e-reader, Kindle screen, so you can do everything on it, but it looks terrible. It's black and white.
I'm gonna text you 80085. Fuck you up. That's not bad. So you're going for the kind of like somewhat dumb phone, but it'll give you maps and stuff though.
Maps, Uber, Spotify.
Oh, that's all you need.
And then I think I'm safe. And then I think I can just live a normal life in the world.
You're going to see one set of grayscale tits and it's going to change everything. Now you're going to be like, I'm going to get a fucking...
But I'll be chasing that in real life. Device. I'll start wearing weird glasses in the bedroom.
Start getting Etch-a-Sketches shipped from Vietnam. You have an artist down there. You got a plug down there.
Hello. No, it's my egg rolls have arrived.
Oh, your egg rolls. Hell yeah.
Thank you.
Time out. Pause the podcast. We finally got your egg rolls.
No, I can wait. I can hold off. I can delay gratification.
No, dude, you serious?
If you can go without ejaculating in almost a year, then I can.
You're soft mode basically.
What's soft mode?
Soft mode is when a woman can get it out of you.
Oh no, so I'm hard mode. I mean, I'm hard all the time mode basically. But
you're celibate.
Yeah, I'm trying to be like a good good Catholic man.
Yes.
Avoid
desert. I would say desert Catholic.
Desert. Yeah, I'm like a desert father right now. Just fucking just in my exodus, just roaming around the desert, getting lost.
But you're getting jacked as well.
What?
You've
yeah. I thought you meant I was getting. No, I'm not. I'm getting. I've been.
You gotta get jacked one way or the other,
dude.
Well, that's the thing. I've been trying to
my back is just full of fucking cum. I'm like a camel. It's just nut.
Yeah, everyone's like, Egan, what's your secret? I was like, well, you gotta not jerk off for 6 months. That you start there.
You're never going to believe it, guys. This episode of Matt and Shane's Secret Podcast is brought to you by Dude Wipes. If you're still dry wiping with toilet paper, it's time to show your beehole some respect and upgrade to Dude Wipes. Why? Because Dude Wipes are wet. and extra moisture cleans away that dry that never, what dry never could. They leave no room for dingleberries and stray butt crumbs that TP might miss. Plus, they're extra large and designed for adults. Dude wipes tackle the mess without any fuss, and flushable design makes it clean up a breeze. No more endless rolls or settling for less than perfect wipes. Think about the last time you really could have used dude wipes. They're good for cleaning up cum. Dude wipes, best clean, pants down. Available on Amazon and major retailers nationwide.
But yeah, man, I wouldn't suggest it to everybody, but it's been good.
What do you do if you're walking down the street and you see like an attractive woman?
I just fall in love immediately.
I have a giant heart pound out of my chest, and my tongue unrolls, and God forbid I'm wearing glasses because those eyeballs are going to shoot through and break.
I've read you're supposed to, from Desert Catholic training, you're supposed to just see them, and as soon as you feel your like body chemistry change, you just wish them the best. You go, I just really hope she has a good life.
Just like say like a Hail Mary in my brain. It's like, I can't think of her like that.
I think it's two monks walking along, and the old monk and the young monk, and they see a beautiful woman, and the young monk shields his eyes and looks away, and the old monk is able to look at her, and the young monk's like, "Oh, are you a pervert? You're able to look at a woman?" And the old monk's like, "I'm so ordered. I'm able to look at a woman and just move on with my day. I don't have to hate myself. I don't have to hate God's beautiful creation and that woman's huge, lovely breasts." And
that was Gandhi's move.
That's what I do when I see women. I'm like, I'm so ordered, I don't even think you're hot.
Gandhi was sleeping in a bed with girls.
Sleeping in bed with young concubines, I guess, because he could avoid the temptation. He never even
weren't they his like nieces?
Yeah, you know,
you had to take what you get.
Work what you got.
Small village, yeah,
for sure. Yeah,
I heard Gandhi did that. Yeah, he would lay in bed
and not do anything.
Oh, just cuddle puddle.
Yeah, he probably went arms at his sides, completely rigid, just like I don't even feel anything about this. I don't feel your flesh
People
on
going,
me.
Gandhi, we need you to write legislation for the country. You've got a job to do. No, I have to be in the bed with the nieces.
Just starving in a cuddle puddle.
I mean, zooming out, you know, he didn't know people would know about that. He was just, it was just,
I think he wrote about it.
How old was he when he did that? That's the question.
He was older, right?
Well, when he was younger, I think I might get this wrong. I think his father died and he was having sex with his wife at the time.
Good.
Like he was meant to be in there with his dad, but he said, "Oh, I might have sex with my wife and then go and visit dad, but first sex with the wife." And then he died, and he felt so ashamed that he stopped.
Oh, his father died, and he
like it was something like he could have seen his father one more time if only he hadn't
laid with his wife.
That was why I never jacked on holidays as a child, because I thought my grandparents were going to die on a holiday, on like Thanksgiving or something, and it would be like, oh man, God was busy watching me jack off instead of saving my grandmother's life for Thanksgiving dinner.
That's true.
So I avoided it every single time, and I think eventually I broke, and then it was just every day for the rest of my life.
Yeah, I used to torture myself over the Easter beat. That was the one that like really I'd be like, come on, dude, don't do it. And it was just, I'd be on autopilot with the Kohl's catalog bra section, like, forgive me, Father.
And it's also rough because then you actually have to go to like mass and be like,
I was post mass.
Oh man,
I used to get torqued at Easter mass, like wildly so. It was crazy.
See everybody in their Sunday's best. You're
Beautiful.
like, oh my god, I'm so horny.
Summer dresses.
Spring has sprung. Yeah,
Some new hairstyles. You know, the girls are trying out new looks that you're not really getting in the class.
I mean, genetically, I was a pagan. I was just the goddess Freya, dude. Was just.
You really interpret it's Oster for you. You're having the full pagan fertility festival.
What's Ostif?
Oster was the
oh yeah.
I won't say original, but that's all. Whenever Dan Brown's like, and did you know that Easter was actually a sex festival? It was called Oster, and the Vikings.
I don't like that. I don't believe that,
dude.
Neither.
The Aphrodite shit's crazy. The Temple of Aphrodite.
I don't know anything about the Temple of Aphrodite.
It was when it was like around the time when Paul was riding around, being like trying to get everyone to become Christians.
Oh, when he's sending his letters.
Yeah, when he's sending all his epistles. And they were like, he's like, come to a church with us. And there was one place, I forget where it was, but they were like, we have a temple that just sells meat. And then it was like literally OnlyFans in real life.
Yeah.
It would just be a temple of maidens.
This is a big thing in the ancient world, was the priestess whore.
Yes.
Because I know in Gilgamesh, there's this might not be exciting.
No, I'd like to hear it.
I'm all ears.
Gilgamesh is too powerful, and the gods want to crush him. So they sent for him I think his name's Eridu or something, but he's a big hairy guy who's crazy, and he's the whole town is ruined by this hairy man who's meant to get in Gilgamesh's way. He's too powerful. It's a very strange introduction to the story.
Yeah.
But then the townspeople get together and they go, take him to the priestess hooker.
Yeah, the slut place.
And he'll have sex with her, and then he'll be civilized because he'll be ashamed from having.
Oh, the hairy guy will be.
Yes.
Oh, he loses his.
And then he comes, and then immediately he goes, "Oh, what have I been doing? I got to get my life together." And that's the start of the Epic of Gilgamesh.
He lost his strength.
But that they would the strip club and the temple were one.
Yeah.
Which also at a strip club, that is the vibe of the men. At a woman's strip club, everyone's hooting and hollering and they're going woo and they're trying to bite people. And at a men's strip club, usually just very sad, lonely guys sitting there alone, staring into
It's a temple of the flesh.
oblivion. Yes.
Yeah, true. That's true. And it's a lot more reverent, I would say. Except, yeah, but then you get like when you're throwing money at them. I guess I don't know.
Different races, different strip clubs, I would say, would be it.
You never tossed bills?
Oh no! In Australia, we don't.
That's a regular.
Really?
That's
yeah,
just
that's
a regular
pretty
strip
That's
club.
America. I mean, I'm sorry.
We don't have dollar bills. Might be a big difference. And throwing a big fiver is. I mean, how long am I going to be here for? That sounds like I've got college tuition to prepare for.
Yeah, they throw money. I saw someone throw a quarter at a stripper's butthole one time. That was you getting coins are like no go.
Okay.
Yeah, you get in trouble for that.
I had a dark time back when I was like a wee lad. I did the fold on the and they clap their ass cheek and fucking.
You laid a little mousetrap.
The mousetrap. Dude, the whole time the DJ was like, "Yo, give it up for Bieber."
Hold on, so you would put it on your face.
Fold. I'd go to lipsticks, 3X's lipsticks, and then
You just try to catch. You would try to catch the
they would
snail.
catch it with their ass cheek.
Whoa!
I just got fucking pink eye or something.
What does sound like a
You
talent?
were playing like claw game.
Yeah, but they're very accurate claw game.
Whoa!
Yeah, and the prize was pink.
Did you ever go to Thailand?
No, I went to Japan.
always-
I went to Japan only.
I'll never make it to Thailand. There's nothing taking.
Why are
me
you
to-
trying to go to?
No,
pervert
I
country?
always wonder about the, people have, and a whole bird came out of there. At the Thai sex, the Thai, they have the weird sex show. Maybe this is just the thing we know about in Australia because that's where everybody goes. But in Thailand, that's the spot. The lady's shooting ping pong balls and having live creatures come out of it.
I've been to one of those.
You know about that stuff?
In like
You know-
Amsterdam.
What's the other thing about Thailand that people want to go for? Because that seems to be it.
The monarchy. The beautiful
Oh,
monarchy
yes.
that we
Oh,
all love
yes.
so much. Great rock and roll music of the late 60s, early
Wait,
70s.
so Australia? Yeah, you guys are close to Thailand, so that's where you guys go.
It's where a lot of our more sometimes they'll. Often in Australia,
It's
there's a
frowned
man
upon
who
in America.
loves going to Thailand.
Because you guys do gap years and stuff.
Yeah, but you'll know a guy at the office always. You'll be working somewhere, and there's a guy who just fucking goes to Thailand twice a year.
And is everybody
Twice
suspicious
a
of
year,
him?
he's in
Or
Thailand. He's
are
like,
you
I'm going
guys
back to Thailand. There are comedians who are like, I can't wait to get back. I do my podcast in Thailand all the time.
It's frowned upon in America. If you know anyone who goes to
Wow.
Thailand, it's kind of like
If you
get-
go regularly,
if
that's
you're
a bad.
not
That's
Thai,
not a good sign.
yeah.
If you are Thai, fine. You're allowed to go back to Thailand. If you're
yeah,
white
somebody
and going
you
to
know,
Thailand,
you got to get over there so people can fuck you.
once every 4 years is the absolute maximum, I think.
4
that you can-
years?
Yeah, you're right.
I
Once
think
ever,
going
you
there
get
at
one
all.
trip, full
I'll
stop.
never go there.
Yeah, I can confidently say I'm never going to go to Thailand.
Never there or Dubai. My wife's trying to go to Dubai, and I was like, Brittany, I'll never
insane.
ever go to fucking Dubai in my life.
Just hang out with some sheiks.
I just have no interest. I'm like, it's
Yeah.
like Atlantic City run by Muslims. And then it's like I'll get arrested if I have a vape pen in my.
Atlantic City, 15 years in the future.
Yeah.
Well, it's also like then if I have a vape cartridge in my bag, I'll go to jail for 7 years. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, bro, no fucking thanks.
I mean, you think Brittany will observe enough decorum so that she doesn't end up in like an underground prison?
She'll be like that lady. Do you remember that one Muslim lady in
I need
Pakistan? Remember the lady in
$100,000 to
Pakistan?
fix this country.
Wait, what happened?
Some black lady tried to take over Pakistan for $100,000.
Nice.
You didn't see the video?
She tried
Oh,
to
dude,
take it
it's
over.
She just
incredible.
like there was just a black lady in
She
Pakistan.
got catfished all the way to
Yes.
Pakistan and then showed up and did like a press conference that made like national news. And she said, I need the government to give me $100,000. The roads aren't paved. I don't know if I've seen a bathroom since I got here. I'm going to fix this. Y'all need to give me the money. And I think she disappeared for a while after that.
I haven't heard from her.
They just like stoned her.
It was a failed campaign.
They didn't want to solve the problem.
Someone must have. I think Beyonce went over there and rescued her.
They sent the Brittany Griner Defense Force to extract her.
I did see in the clip the Pakistani dudes were kind of laughing. I didn't know if they'd be like spazzing. You could see them in there like.
They thought she was playing.
True.
Wait, did she want the money to fix the country for them, or as
Yeah,
recompense?
she said, "You give it to me, I'll make it happen."
I think she wanted money too. I think she wanted it for herself too.
I'll pay myself out, but then I'll pave all the roads and I don't know.
And then I'll have 80,000 left for me.
Dishes on all your huts.
But she needed like $3,000 a week. I think she wanted. She was like, I want $3,000 a week, and then maybe I think she was like, all right, give me a fucking lump sum. Fine.
I could fix Pakistan for $3,000 a week. I think.
Also, can anyone just like have a press conference? It's like I need to call a press conference in Pakistan.
I mean, it was just they had a black lady wilding out. I don't think they've ever had a black lady wilding out in Pakistan.
It's like, we're gonna put her on the news. This is crazy.
It's just insane. I mean, you know what the divorce rate is in Pakistan?
No,
It's like 1 or 0%.
respect.
That's at least my Uber driver told me that.
I mean, they probably
I
can't.
think that's not true,
I swear to God, dude.
isn't it? Because in Islam, it's usually very easy to get a divorce.
Yeah, they do like 1 hour divorce and then you go back.
In
Really?
Iran,
I thought are they not
Yeah.
able to have multiple? Is that not a thing that they do?
You can.
You
You
go to
got to afford it. You got to prove you can afford them.
Okay.
and you are
told
not
me that as
allowed to
well.
have a threesome. I found out the
What?
wives are not allowed to be in a bedroom together, and they get you on different days. So if you have two wives, you get to pick a 4-day-a-week wife and a 3-day-a-week wife,
Really?
and it's a split marriage.
Wait, you can't mix wives?
No, the wives don't get to get up to any time
sister
with
wife
each other.
situation.
They're both married to you, but they're not married to each other. I did a lot of reading about this when I was thinking about Islam
Really?
as a vibe, and then I saw that and I thought, this is not as fun as it sounds.
0.3 to
That's very
0.7%
low.
divorce rate.
Yeah, bro.
It's admirable.
What's the rate of killing your wife?
I don't think they can
It's
have
gotta be like-
accurate.
it's probably matches the divorce rate in U.S. 53%.
Probably don't have accurate numbers for that because of the way they are.
Yeah, I told you, man.
Yeah. What are the rates of freak wife accidents?
Now, if I was in Pakistan, say I had 3 wives, could I have one wife where all we did is I brought her around, had a bag of toys, and then I got to have like my friends have sex with her? That's what apparently Kanye West was doing.
I think that's
It's called a
haram.
freak bag. It's a freak bag.
A
You bring a
freak
freak
bag?
bag for your wife. There's a term for it. It's called, oh God, what's the name? It's like an elevated cucking where it's like you're way more proactive. Fuck, I gotta find the term for that.
Well, you're pimping your wife out.
Sort of.
No, there's no money.
There's no money.
Oh,
This is all
you're a pro
gratification.
boner.
It's all play. It's all play. But you bring a freak bag. You show up and you bring a freak bag. Let me see if I can find the video.
Is it
I don't
hot,
like
hot
that.
wifing?
It's not hot wifing. It's a
Okay.
whole.
Let's just throw it every term.
Hold on, I'll get
I
this
think
term.
Kanye's journey along the road to Christianity has taken a couple of
He took a hard
big
detour.
left turns.
He
Yeah.
did, yeah.
I'll find this.
Those
Don't
are
get me-
God's favorite.
The prodigal.
Yeah.
The prodigal.
He's got to come back.
You know? What greater proof than someone on a journey like that?
Freak bag.
It's called like a. Here we go. Stag vixen.
Whoa.
It's called a stag vixen.
Just because it has a cool name doesn't make it right.
Yeah, it's
It is a cool name.
Yeah. It's called a hoe bag. That's what you bring up. You bring a hoe bag full of toys, and you go to a party, and you just kind of like, and it's just, I don't know. That's what they said Kanye and Diddy were doing.
I heard a rumor that
Allegedly.
he suspected she was some sort of federal agent sent to spy on him, and that he was
Really?
embarrassing her on purpose,
Oh, kind of
like
like
seeing how
humiliation
far
kind
she
of
can
thing.
push it. And bringing a bag where other men will,
Stag vixen?
yes.
Again, this is all obviously
The
hearsay.
theory is it's definitely evidence in its
Kind of
favor.
makes sense why he spent so much time in Japan. I feel like that's something they'd be kind of into over there. You know,
Yeah. Who?
that kind of play.
Stag vixen? The Japanese?
Yeah.
True.
They kind of had. They
Were
kind
they
of big on there.
sexually unusual before the atomic explosions, or did that kick that off?
I don't know. I think
don't
there's
know.
like ancient scrolls of like a middle-aged Japanese man smoking a cigarette and fucking with this face
have
while like a
seen-
girl cries
There
on
is
a
an
rice mat
there
on
is
the
a,
floor.
genuinely there's an octopus print.
Yeah,
that
they've always
dates
been
from
always
hundreds
been
of
that
years
way.
ago.
Oh, like an early
There's a
hentai?
woman being entered by an octopus.
I
But
think
that's very
they
old.
have the Hawaiians have that with like an eel. There was a giant eel that was fucking ladies in like the Polynesian culture.
Weren't the Hawaiians? Aren't they kind of?
Maui killed him.
That didn't
weren't
make
they
its
like-
way into Moana. That's Moana 3. That's
That's like the X and XX version of it that they do.
I'm sure it exists.
Dang, you're going to fucking like Disney cut porns, dude.
Sometimes it pops up. I mean, I don't look at that. Back in my early days, back in my dark days.
Yeah, right, dude. Just watching it and just being like, yeah, I remember this movie. This would be so much better. I never got into like the cartoon like Simpsons porn. I never got into that. Never.
Well, you missed out.
That was
you know
my
that
first
curiosity in the back of your mind that kind of never goes away, no matter how old you get.
No, there was always
Sometimes it's cool to indulge, man.
That was my first
What was
thing.
Homer working with? Hammer?
packing heat, I would guess.
They didn't hog out anybody on the Simpsons
real?
porn. No, yeah.
Wait, anybody is in?
I
Who
might be
else?
thinking of Bart's boner right now, but I don't think I saw anyone with huge meat on any
Bro,
of that
that's
shit.
CP, bro.
I know.
Bart's in the 4th grade. That's CP. Yo.
Yeah, well,
So you're saying they all worked with kind of regular
I'm gonna
meat.
barricade myself in my home with Simpsons porn. Come and take it, pigs. It's just Marge sucking off Bart.
I always found that The Simpsons was fairly erotic enough. You always think that they have a good, healthy sex life in their marriage.
I don't
Like
know.
a lot of shows, you can't pick the sexual dynamic of the characters, but Marge and Homer are, I think, very satisfied in one another. You never get the sense that, no?
I've never once thought that. I don't.
Like
I
Hank and
have.
Peggy,
Really?
I go, I don't know what they're getting up to. I don't know how the King of the Hill sex life is, but I always think,
Marge struck me as kind of a freak, actually.
yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, Marge and Homer, they have a very sensual relationship.
It is
and
very
that's clear.
sensual.
It's communicated very clearly. There's little moments where Marge will, Homer will say something like, "Oh, I'll do that thing where I, nibble on your elbow or whatever," and Marge goes,
Also, homie, the homie. That was like, that's. I kind of like her little pet name
what?
from like she called
Homie.
homie. That's got
yeah.
some intention to
Yeah,
it.
now that you mention
"Babe, you
it.
think Homer ever sucks Marge's tits?"
Yes.
Gotta, right?
Well, she's given birth very
Canonically.
recently. She'd still be breastfeeding. He's probably not allowed to touch him because for the entirety of The Simpsons, they have a 1-year-old
1-year-old.
baby.
Mm-hmm.
But
We've never seen Marge nurse, and now this is suddenly bothering me.
Oh, I never thought of that. Marge doesn't breastfeed.
How did
Marge-
they not tackle that topic when that became a big thing and women started breastfeeding at restaurants? How did they not do a Marge episode where she was like,
Whipping it out. Yeah, man. Yeah, well, I feel like the women used to like. Didn't you used to like hide a woman in the basement to breastfeed? Because I never saw
They're
women.
trying to do that.
Actually, I feel like when I had little brothers and sisters, I feel like I might have walked into the room one time and be like, Jesus fucking Christ.
There's a lot of. I mean, at the airport they have those pods,
The pods are nice.
which I assume
jack-off
guys are
pods
using for jacking off.
featuring lactation?
Yes.
The goon pods.
I
good to know
shaved
that is
somebody
what's being done
recently in the airport for a family bathroom. I was waiting outside, the whole family, and I'm like taking for fucking ever, and I don't hear any kids. I'm like, this is someone taking a shit.
Yeah.
And I waited and waited. He's like, oh, I'm in here. Took his sweet time, and I was just boiling, dude. Because like my kid, like there was like a line for the girls' bathroom,
Yeah.
so it was just like long as fuck. And my kids were like, the boys' bathroom is disgusting. I kind of drilled it in their heads. I'm like, you guys don't want to be in here. This place is fucked up. And then the guy opens the door, and I was like, what the fuck, dude? Where's your kids? And he was like grumbled away. Fully shamed him.
It's great. You got to feel handicapped for the first time.
Yeah,
That's
true.
it.
True. I am handicapped. I've made the argument, if you have 2 kids in your car, you can park in a handicapped spot. You're fully handicapped. It'd be easier to get around in a wheelchair. Put me in a fucking wheelchair
No,
for
I'm
a
on
week.
board with this.
Piece of cake, dude.
Too many handicap spots now in America. I went to a theme park. I went to Kings Island in Cincinnati. It was a theme park. You can't get in. I paid extra for the premium parking, well behind the handicap
All
parks.
fucking handicap. That's some
All
bullshit.
handicap.
I will say
Should we
this.
reduce the number of handicap spots?
Yes.
Or should we
Or-
start checking?
Here's what I say.
Reduce the number of handicapped.
Well, if it should be, if you want the classic blue and white logo, you have to have like some sort of proof on your windshield of like what you're working with. If you're just fat handicapped, there should be a handicap with there's a small FAT. So
Yeah.
just there should be regular handicap and then just purely fat handicap.
They should make you watch ads too for fat handicap. I
should
want
also the
handicap
image be
plus,
bigger.
no ads.
Just a Carl's Jr. ad.
To help you change, it should be a slightly smaller park.
They do that on what is it? Southwest Airlines. Because you can pay to get on first to try to get those first 4 seats. So you have super leg room. But then it's like, people in wheelchairs, and it's like, whatever. I don't think they're even allowed in those front seats. But then you'll get fat handicap, and you're just like, you son of a bitch. I know you're taking those 2 front seats, you motherfuckers. Just standing there, nothing, just no wheelchair, no cane, just crushing some New Balances, leaning forward. And
Have you actually had the experience of getting stuck next to a like significantly obese person on a flight?
No.
I've had people complain about my back being too big.
I've discovered a Southwest trick.
I've been buying 2 seats just in case.
Sir, please stop flexing your lats.
It's too small. I've got a move on Southwest now that I do.
What do you do?
Because you're walking down the aisle and everyone's window seat, aisle seat in the middle. You look for people who look like they know each other, who are spread out, and you sit in between them. And then they feel uncomfortable with the stranger sitting between them, that they will give you either the aisle or the window, usually.
Ooh.
Yes, this is
good
my
move.
I do late. I don't ever upgrade it. I purposely do late, like boarding group C or whatever. Because single man, I go in there and just like scope out if there's like a pretty girl. Just sit totally next to. It's like, whoa, that's so crazy. We sat next to each other. Like I sat next.
Do you go to Tulsa a lot? Or your family there?
Last time I flew, I didn't mean to do this on purpose, but I sat next to like a pretty like Latin lady, which is kind of my favorite. And I carry a rosary with me usually, and I had it in my pocket. And I thought
you're peacocking.
I thought I left it. I thought I like dropped it. I was like very loudly. I was like, whoa, did I drop my rosary? Oh no, it's in my pocket. Thank goodness. Oh hey, what's up?
I'm sorry if that's uncomfortable pushing up against your enormous Latina ass.
I dropped my rosary in Magnum condom. Excuse me. I have to get under there.
Just kidding. I don't use condoms because I'm trying to be a good guy.
Yeah.
Did you just let it drop out of the side of your hands like this? Like every
what is this?
roofer's tattoo?
Yeah, I just have it kind of like dangling out of one pocket. Like, oh, rosary.
What'd she say?
Oh, I didn't. She didn't say anything, but
Did she give you a Dios mio?
no. I wish, dude. That would have been it for me. I would have probably come in my pants. I got Dios mio.
Thank God she didn't tempt you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to Southwest and just stand next to the stewardess the whole time. Like, oh, I'm sorry. I thought we could just sit wherever we wanted.
I'm sitting in the cockpit. I'm going to the cockpit. I want to finally get. I wonder if I dress my son up or one of them like a little pilot, and I say he loves this. Oh, he loves pilots.
They wouldn't let you fly.
But maybe they'd let him in there, and I'd get to accompany him into the cockpit.
You can do that if you're bored. You can be like, my kid wants to look in. You can.
That's my plan.
They don't let you in there, just him. It's like, whoa, what the hell?
No, I wouldn't allow that.
True.
I'm not letting those pilots with all their.
Dude, every pilot looks exactly the same. For the most, I would say 80% of pilots look exactly the same.
Same haircut,
Same
salt and
haircut.
pepper.
Same build,
It's crazy.
same age.
Same voice on the intercom.
Same
I feel
exact,
like, yeah.
talk exactly the same. That
And
might
the
be
same
some sort of
cadence.
like thing they learned to do for air traffic control because they talk. All,
You guys watched the rehearsal, right?
I loved it.
I haven't seen it.
I
I
loved
heard
it.
it's good.
All right, so there's like kind of an explanation for it, and it's
Why?
like if you express any kind of like personal shortcomings, people start to look at you because it's like that leads down a path of like, is this guy suffering from like a mental health thing?
Spoiler alert: they're all very autistic.
Dude,
Really?
yeah. Maybe it attracts a certain type, or maybe you mold yourself into the right type. But in the last episode, Nathan actually does I guess a commercial flight in a 737 with an actual pilot as his co-pilot, and the guy completely goes like normal SpongeBob and like seems to not even have a thought the entire time.
Whoa.
And they're showing him like try to talk to him, and the guy's like, what? And they're just doing what back and forth. And Nathan was like, yeah, I thought you were about to say something. And the guy goes, no, if I think anything that I have to say, I'll say it out loud. And then just eyes forward the entire flight. There's no like, what's up, man? You see the game?
Yeah,
You know,
it's just
none of that. They
locked in.
either do not think or they are able to suppress every thought that they have.
Whoa.
Pretty weird.
Dude, I've been watching The Accountant 1 and 2.
Dude, how is 2? I want to see it real
Two's
bad.
pretty sick. It leans into kind of like the bromance between him and his brother a
Nice.
lot. But I've been wondering if like autists are kind of like an adaptation to live in kind of a more like computerized society. Because in 2, they are using the autist kids from the academy as like kind of like like their own little powerhouse to like gather information. I'm like, dude, these guys are gonna be a hot.
We need
commodity.
farms for these people.
Yeah, these guys.
That's why Bill Gates is vaccinating Africa.
He wants his own little
autistic army.
He wants the autist fucking squad.
If we're going to finally turn this into a techno-futurist regime, They need the
but
gift
then
of the autistic.
he's got to be careful because then they can hit him with a little Dragon Ball Z, take the whole place down, drop the power grid. They'll be in there fucking trying to move water bottles with their minds.
I watched that video last night of the dude like showing his progress of like moving water bottles and stuff, and I was like, how is he doing that?
This episode of Matt and Shane's Secret Podcast is brought to you by Dude Wipes. Riff prompts. When you wipe, are you sitting or standing? I started out sitting today, and then I actually, I'm not lying, I got saved by Dude Wipes today. I was in the bathroom taking a dump at Shane's house, and I had, you know what, like clings to the side of your butt, kind of? I had a large deposit cling to my butt, and it like literally, you know, did you ever get it on your hand at all when you wipe? I don't want to gross you guys out. Has like accidentally, have you ever got it on your hand? I did it. It literally happened to me today. Like I got it just a tiny bit on my hand. I was like, "Fuck."
Well, that's the joy of the Dude Wipe, an XL wipe for an XL man.
No, it came in handy. I would have had it gone home. It was such a disaster that thank God I did that. Guys, whichever way you wipe, it's time to show your beehole some respect and upgrade to Dude Wipes. Dude Wipes tackle the mess without any fuss, and the flushable design makes cleanup a breeze. They leave no room for dingleberries or stray butt crumbs that TP might miss. Plus, they're extra large and designed for adults. So no more endless rolls or settling for less than perfect wipes. Dude Wipes, best clean, pants down. Available on Amazon and at major retailers nationwide. But yeah, I've been going around for the last like 3 days pretending I'm the accountant pretty much the whole time. It's pretty sick.
The accountant's such a big W for white guys.
Yeah.
For white dorks.
It's huge. It's crazy.
I'll watch any bro movie with Bernthal. He's really good in that role.
He's great.
Like Fury, I rewatch Fury pretty often too. That's a great bro movie if you guys have never seen that.
Bernthal's I was trying to tell Brittany, I was like, dude, he's like he's like the best. He's really good. Everything I've ever seen him in. He's just spazzing, does a good job. I don't like the lollipops in The Accountant too. That's my one gripe. He just has lollipops in his mouth all the time. It's like just a thing. I'm like, come on, fucking lollipop out here. It's like a toothpick.
I wonder if he made that as his own like oh, I'm gonna method this.
I wondered if he methoded.
What if he sucked lollipops the whole time?
That's what I was thinking about. I'm like, dude, if he put this in himself, I'm gonna be pissed.
I was wondering if Bernthal is well, all right. You remember when like the Shia LaBeouf stuff happened?
Yeah.
And Bernthal was like his bro in his corner the whole time.
Yeah.
And he was doing like podcasts. Like Bernthal actually thinks he is the Punisher in real life.
Oh, I know.
He thinks he is like the hard nosed like grit man.
Yeah.
And not just like a
thespian,
a bisexual theater kid.
Well, no one else is a mask actor. There's a big absence of masculine. Timothy Chalamet is the leading man for everything. He's a womanly
He's
girl.
not that mask. Yeah, he's
a waif.
Who's the Spider-Man now?
Tom Holland.
Tom Holland's
Tom
very
Holland? Is he
fake.
mask?
I'm fond of Tom.
He's British and gay.
Yeah, Bernthal's mask. And
At
honestly,
the core, these guys are all the same.
well, here's the thing. To be fair, every movie I watch, I'm like, yeah, I'm that guy for at least 2 weeks, and it wears off. If I was the character, it would warp me, dude. I would completely think I'm a Navy SEAL. So I think it's a hazard of the industry.
He's been so method for so long.
He's been so method. I think he's lost in he's lost in the role. I think he's tough now.
I guess so, man.
I swear to God.
I don't know.
I'm still watching the rest of The Accountant too. I haven't finished it yet. So in my head, I'm like, nah, he's tough as fuck, dude. Like you have no idea. He could beat up a whole room of people.
Probably could.
It's basically perfect, like manifesting in his brain. Just him doing these like tough guy roles has just like became like his inner monologue. He's like, I'm the tough guy.
When we watch the podcast you were talking about, him and Shia LaBeouf, they do talk like. I don't even like. It's like a mix of like Navy SEAls and like Cholo gangbangers.
It's a different. It's a whole different language. Almost.
Brother. Let me tell you something about this, brother. They talk like Macho Man.
You have to think about yourself, brother. You know, as a man, and I'm coming to you as a man, and you're a man, and they just the only word they're saying is man for upwards of 3 minutes.
How long have we been brothers for, brother? Let me tell you something.
Man, I don't know, brother.
Brother, let me tell you something about
Brother,
brothers.
about as long as I've been a man.
It's one of the all-time great
relatively
podcasts.
Recently.
It's one of the greatest podcasts ever recorded. Look, I'm not down with you hitting and pushing your wife, brother, but I get it, brother. I'm here for you in the corner. I'll grab you when you go to hit your wife. I'm that kind of guy that's grabbing your arms, driving my dick into your back. But I'm not right with that. if you want to punch your wife in the face, look, man to man, I get it. But I'm not
brother to brother, that's a different story.
I'm going to jump in front of the fist, and if my head hits her head, that's on her. She's removed.
Doing pull shots on a guy's wife.
Clink me in the corner. Maybe I'll bounce off and catch her in the fucking nose. But look, brother. Yeah, it's the best. Those two.
If you want to jack off in a chair while I punch her in the face, brother, that's your prerogative, man.
I actually tombstoned my ex-wife and killed her. It was an accident. It was a tragic accident.
I threw my wife off a hell in a cell, brother.
I was actually thinking about that. I think yesterday I was thinking about Shia LaBeouf, and I like Shia LaBeouf.
I like Shia a lot.
I like him a lot, but I was thinking I think he's still with that lady. I don't know. I could be wrong.
The FK the Twigs.
No, he got back with his wife.
Oh, so that wasn't his wife. He didn't. He hit his girlfriend.
Did he
allegedly
hit FKA Twigs
or maybe it was
I think it was FKA Twigs that he.
And again, I don't know if it was like a push. I don't know.
I thought he intentionally gave her a sexually transmitted disease.
I think that's also.
And then she wrote a great album about it called Eusexua, which is. Maybe it's not even about, it's about movements. It's a great album. Great art has come out of that intentional STD.
Yeah, I don't. Okay, so that's on the record that he just didn't tell her.
I don't know. He apologized, but he was very vague about it. It's not clear what he's
fully converted to Catholicism. Apologized. I kind of like his arc so far.
He was. I hadn't seen his.
Catholic his arc.
But he was out in. He came to the club. He was at the Mothership. Like a couple months ago.
Really?
I watched the show and he was lovely and he had his dad there. And then I was looking him up on the internet and I think the night before he was arrested for jaywalking because he kept calling a policeman silly. Like he went to cross a main road and the policeman said, "You can't do that." And he said, "You're being silly. You're a silly policeman." He said the word silly.
That'll piss off a cop. Call a cop silly. They're not going for silly.
Yeah, I think silly is one of the... I mean, it's a great thing to call a cop, isn't it?
Yeah, it's literally violent. The last thing they want to hear.
Don't be silly.
Oh, you're being silly, man. Because they're not silly at all. They're serious. It's the most serious men usually.
Yeah, it's much better than pig.
Yeah, they'd rather
everyone
pig.
has pig.
At least there's like anger behind pig. If you're like, dude, you're being a little silly. They're like,
also, pig is just such a standard go-to. Yeah. Silly is like, wow, this guy has some beef with me for sure.
This guy's fucking with my head.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just knew something went down. I don't know what happened, but I just thought about. My thought was like, say you were on record though, because the details come out. People just assume. And they hear there was any sort of like assault or aggravation there. They assume you like beat the hell out of her.
Yes.
In court of public opinion kind of thing. When you jump back into the dating pool, I wonder, like if a girl dates you after hearing publicly that you were beating. They flinch a lot. Yeah, or is it like, what's up with that? Like, is it like, are they like, okay, well, I know what I'm signing up for. Like, are there girls out there being like, oh, she was being a pussy. Of course your boyfriend shoves you. That's what I was wondering about. There's got to be girls out there that are like, yeah, for sure.
It's Italian women.
Yeah, sure. That was all. It was just a stupid thought in my car.
I'm sure there's girls that are about it like that, though.
Getting shoved?
Yeah. And they'll give it back.
Yeah.
Chris Brown's reputation has not been hurt with his woman.
There you go.
Base.
That's a good one.
Ladies love Chris Brown, and his Wikipedia page is nuts. If you go to the controversies page on Chris Brown, that wasn't an isolated Rihanna incident. He's hitting heaps of ladies.
Really?
They're so horny
Allegedly.
for him, though.
He's like, have you seen the videos of him like just like at his shows, just humping girls on stage?
Yeah, the meet and greet.
Crazy.
By the way,
MEAT.
Women are getting pregnant, taking pictures with Chris Brown. They love that he's socking girls because it's like that means. Eventually, enough of these girls are going to get socked and dropped out that I'm going to have a chance. Yeah. I'm like 230,000th in line. If he could just, all I know is
through all of them.
I got to just be able to take one good one and I'm set for life.
True.
He's going to be dancing on me.
Yeah, that's his lawyer must have like the fund that like just one savings account just for like smacking a lady fund.
The smack fund.
Smack fund's
He was
crazy,
smacking.
It's getting kind of low, Chris.
It wasn't even just girls he was dating. It was like someone who was looking after his dog, someone who did his hair.
Wait, what?
Have you read this?
He beat his dog off?
Everyone can get it.
Chris Brown is
like his dog or like his dog.
Allegedly. Sorry, allegedly. I have to keep saying allegedly. But it's a big controversies Wikipedia page, and it's almost all.
What is the controversy? What's the alleged controversy?
There's one after another. No, there's like 20.
Oh, assaults.
Like, allegedly.
Really? Oh, yeah, he just got rearrested recently. Yeah, he threw, Yeah. It's like a big one. It was like one of those, I think it was Fat Square Boys. I could be wrong. It was either tall and long or fat and square.
At this point, if you piss off Chris Brown, isn't it kind of your fault? You know what I mean? It's like, obviously he has a history of being a bit of a hothead. You know, it's like, maybe just keep your distance from him. I don't know.
That would suck. You're just recording like very sexual R&B. You're like kind of chubbed up. You're like, this is kind of weird. The guy just beats your ass. That'd be getting your ass kicked as a sound engineer to R&B would be crazy.
Yeah.
That would suck, dude. Imagine if Boys II Men just stomped you, dude. Just DP'd you.
They had to.
Think Boys II Men were stomping people?
Yeah, you're getting punched with like very extravagant rings on their hands and shit. That shit sucks.
That one guy comes into the back.
You're getting kicked with a loafer that's softer than anything you've ever felt before. You're like, damn, I'm gonna grab one from my pillowcase.
Oh. Yeah, I never thought about that. That sucks. So hopefully Chris Brown figures it out, man. You can't be doing
Pretty
that.
sure recording studios see a lot of fights. I think a lot, and it's like a guy comes in for, maybe a verse, or maybe, he brought in a beat.
Yeah.
And then like another guy doesn't like him, and it just turns into like a Kai Cenat stream.
True.
Probably pretty frequently.
That's a good point.
There's just girls twerking and guys screaming, and no one understands what's going on.
It's got to be such a stressful environment.
And then you get a platinum record out of it. It's like the formula worked once
Pressure
again.
make diamonds.
It's true. Huh?
Pressure makes diamonds.
True.
You have a cool, easy recording studio.
Yeah, I've always wanted to be in the studio like that. I never got the
Be in the stew, cook up in the stew.
Cook in the stew, yeah.
You got all your jewelry on, you're wearing sunglasses, you got like a cup of something, and you're just like vibing to the beat, and no one is sure if they like the song yet or not, but everyone's just like, we got to keep the vibe going.
True.
That's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, man.
If you're the guy who's like, this is kind of ass, you might get turned on by everyone else in the room.
I saw a video of Tupac blowing up because he thought there was too much of this going on in the green room. This was recently on a reel. He comes in and goes, quit messing around. We got girls dancing. We got people popping champagne. Let's make some music. We're going to do it one at a time. You can produce it later. Get my verse now. And it was sort of prophetic because he had so many verses recorded when he died. He didn't know how much time he had left.
Yeah, dude, apparently rappers now, all of them have like hundreds and hundreds of songs.
That's how you provide for your loved ones after you take too many drugs on a plane to Australia. Rest in peace.
They should just release all those songs as like podcasts. Like if you're just rapping that much, you might as well just do podcasts.
Yeah, exactly. Well, a lot of rappers are. Juice WRLD had a bunch of songs.
Juice WRLD had like 3 albums come out after.
And he died on a plane to Australia?
I think he was worried about a drug dog and he had some drugs on him, so he took all of them to get off the plane. It's very sad.
What?
Yeah.
I've done that, but never had more than like one Xanax.
Is that seriously how he died?
Yeah, I think that's how he had.
Wait, so he had a ton of drugs on him, and he goes, he's already gotten through.
He got nervous at TSA.
Well, I think he flew private, and he came down, and they said, "This country's very uptight about drugs." He went, "Well, I better have every pill that's on me right now," and then he took them, and then he was out.
What?
Australia strikes again. It's very sad.
They weren't. I don't know. I went there that one time. I had a fake Vax card. You guys didn't catch that. Probably had a weed pen if I had to guess. Australia, you can get anything through Australia.
We put up our signs are very spooky. I think it's easier to get things in than we have a whole TV show about it, which is Border Patrol. I think it's called, where we get. It's a whole TV show about Chinese people coming into the border.
At the ocean, like, yeah,
they're at the airport and they just go through like Chinese people's bags. And like, what is this? You can't have this fish.
Yeah, you can't bring a lot of fruit. I did notice that, like fruit and all that other
Contraband.
stuff. You can't bring.
Very big on fruit.
I accidentally brought a stick home from Australia.
And did they say something about it, or were you able to bring it with you?
They can't. It passed,
that
bro.
Sucks.
I've got those things through, dude. It's my stick. It was in my pocket. I forgot it was in there. It was a cool stick. It was like a very bare, smooth stick, and I brought it back from Australia. Probably crippled the.
Excuse me, that's my hoe bag.
This would sound silly, but the first time I was in America, I did see a cool rock, and I brought it home.
Did you?
I wanted to bring home a piece of American rock.
Did you?
Yeah.
Are you allowed to bring rocks from America to Australia?
No one questioned it was like a pebble. It was like a nice.
I brought a pebble. I brought a nice pebble from Italy back to America. It was
That's
weird.
nice.
Oh.
You see a handsome rock, you're like, I'm gonna bring this back with me.
There's an energy here.
There's a lot of accomplished geo smugglers around here. This is crazy.
You're not supposed to take them from Hawaii, though.
I heard
the kapunas or something like that.
Really?
What's kapuna?
What's the spirits? You take nothing from Hawaii.
I would take it to be like,
all.
I don't believe in kapunas.
Well, you'd be fucked then.
Zuckerberg must be in trouble with the kapunas right now. Doesn't he have like a giant volcanic fucking bunker? in Hawaii?
I hope so. I don't know.
He does. I think so. Yeah, he apparently scored a lot of property over there.
There's the underground cities that the rich are building to keep them safe from whatever's happening right now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be a topside mutant.
I
You
can't
got to put your
Topside mutant will be sick.
Cannot wait to be a topside mutant and torture the underground rich people, banging on the manhole covers. We're gonna come down there.
So fun.
I think America might be going to war now.
You think so with Iran?
I think it's happening now. Yeah, USA officially joins war. It's just happened.
Oh, man. Against Iran?
Against Iran.
What the freaking hell? Hope they don't use any dirty bombs. That's what I'm worried about. Those goddamn bioweapons.
Us or them? Us or them, you mean?
I mean,
none of them. You want a fair?
no one
You want a
uses
I
fair?
hope
Aliens.
COVID doesn't break out again during this war.
This is so much worse than the declaration of... I mean, like Churchill gets to go, we will fight them on the beaches.
Yeah.
We will. Trump's going, well, these guys
We
have
have a bunch
defensive
of autistic
equipment
guys
and plenty
using
of
drones.
it. It doesn't compare to
Was this on Truth
American-made
Social?
manufactured stuff. Yeah. Nobody
Stuff?
does it better than the good old US of A in terms of war.
I mean, dude, we
That's
would
exciting. We're
absolutely
at war.
smash Iran, obviously, but it's like, can't we just say we're not going to war and then just kind of send like secret agents to do it or whatever?
the old-fashioned, the way we've been doing it for...
Yeah, can we just destabilize their economy like gentlemen?
use like a proxy. Be like, be polite. Use proxies.
So wait, why are we doing it? Not just having Israel do it and being like,
I
God
don't
damn it.
know. I
I
don't.
think Trump got too excited. I think the
He's
playbook
pumped.
was obviously just provide Israel everything they need to destabilize the part of the Muslim world that we don't like forever,
And then he thinks, maybe I could win a war.
just like Ukraine and Russia.
Yeah.
And then he was just like, we should actually jump in there and see what's up.
What if Bibi just has crazy riz and nobody knows about it? He just feels like, come on, Trump, come on. It'll be so
He's
sick.
very
brother.
charismatic.
Brother, it'll go so sick.
It is funny that a dude named BB like started a giant war.
Possibly World War III.
Yeah. BB.
I mean, who would join Iran? China's not joining with Iran.
Russia
Russia
backs it.
would.
Russia? God dang it.
I think China can
China.
be courted, but China's so tied up with Africa right now.
Are they?
Yeah, they're going to milk Africa. They really need to stay focused. They don't want to get into a war.
Yeah.
They're not set up for it either.
Good. That's good. So it'll be Russia, Iran. What a fucking
You know who? I mean, if they turned the lights off and played their music, it would get a big pop in the main event. If North Korea woke up right now,
off the ropes.
you
out of
forgot all
nowhere.
about it. He was out with an injury. You know what I mean? And
Yeah, I
then
don't think they're-
WrestleMania comes. It's like North Korea.
I just don't think their
let's
missiles
go.
can reach.
I don't think they can do anything. But who cares?
It'd be sick if they just dropped in Fortnite style.
North
Yeah,
Korea
that's-
is the Rey Mysterio of world conflict. A small guy. You don't think he should have an impact.
But
taking
don't
out
let
the
him get
big
on the
show
top
somehow.
So
turnbuckle.
it could be, in theory, Iran and Russia versus
The Dudley
Israel and the
Boys
United States.
and United States.
Well,
yeah.
then like also probably like France and like kind of EU countries are probably going to join.
Oh, you mean
us.
all of our pets?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't. You think? Yeah, I guess they'd have to. I would assume.
The
Yeah, Germany, all those guys.
the classics.
They can send their 15 bicycles.
Fire up Egypt.
What,
you could
what's
probably
left
fire,
of
you could
their
fire
force
Egypt
projection.
up. Because what countries are we tight with that are in that area? It's Egypt,
I don't
Jordan.
know, I feel like a lot of those
Saudi
guys don't like
Arabia.
Saudi
this.
Arabia is huge. They just gave us a golden jet.
Yeah. I think you've probably got Iraq.
right,
What's
yeah.
left of Iraq is probably ready
Saudi.
to...
Isn't Jordan
in
on
there.
our side too? I think Jordan. It's always the king of Jordan. I think is like chilling.
Yeah.
So I think it will be. That's dude. That'll be crazy. I hope
I've been
we don't do
thinking about how badly, if I was leaving high school this year, I'd probably, and my circumstances were the same as when I actually graduated high school, I probably would find a way to enlist and become a drone operator. I think it's
Yeah.
the same. I actually, it sucks that I didn't get to fantasize that the same way I got to fantasize about being an Army sniper, where it was completely unrealistic and would have never happened. And
But now they've seen your Rocket League abilities,
Now-
and they say, "How
now
about you
that
join
I've-
a different kind
I
of
think they
Rocket
do
League?"
use like Xbox controllers.
yeah, and then the reality of it is also cool, where you're like kind of just in the back of a truck wearing a headset, and all of like the actual grunts are laughing at you, and no one respects you. But it's like, yeah, whatever, dude. I'm locked in right now.
and you can twitch it.
Yeah.
You're like one of those. What are the guys in
Let's
Dune?
go, check.
Really, like the dudes in Dune with like the pink. I mean, the blue eyes. Like,
Yeah, the navigators.
The Mentat?
like the Quants or whatever.
That's probably happens to every professional Twitcher that gets caught saying the N-word on the stream. The government knocks up and like, we have
You
a
got
job.
2 options.
We have a job for you. Come here now and release the tape to Twitter.
Put me in the back of the truck and let the squad humiliate me while I drone strike people.
That would be so sick.
It's
dude.
nothing but kill streaks. It's gotta fucking rock, man.
It would be fucking awesome.
You got the cold-blooded perk on. You're like, fuck, dude, I got all my perks. I just prestiged actually. You have your gamer clan, just like XX whatever.
Yeah, man. You mad is actually the clan tag.
I think we did an hour, dude. Right, Gardines? All right, I gotta pee. I can tell. Oh, 53.
love a
Let's power through. It's 53. I've had a pee for the last 30 minutes.
I smell really bad.
Do you smell?
Yeah.
I made sure to go. I thought when you told me to come by, I was like, I gotta immediately go shower. I can't smell bad.
Really?
Well, no, I showered. I did everything, and I'm on a new kick. I'm trying to take care of myself. I'm trying to make. I've started sleeping.
Whoa,
Dude, sleeping with a
world.
TV on for
40 years.
40 years. is
40 years.
Crazy.
So I've taken the television out of our bedroom.
Oh,
nice.
And we're on. I haven't even completed a week of it yet, but so far so good. And then I got a mattress topper. It turns out my bed was very uncomfortable, and that was probably a part of it. So now I'm sleeping like a fucking king.
How's your stack?
I haven't gotten to the Tupperware bin full of supplements yet.
Okay.
It's still being unpacked.
That'll be there, yeah.
But I was at Walmart and I grabbed the same deodorant I get, but aluminum free.
Nice.
It's not working at all.
Stink.
I smell so bad right now.
Yeah.
I'd
It's
rather
making me
not
really
wear
self-conscious.
deodorant at all than the aluminum free.
I'm sticky
It
and
bleeds in his
stinky.
shirts and stuff. It's
Dude.
I don't wear it. I rarely wear it. In the summer, I'll like slap it on every now and again just because like, you
Yeah.
know, one of my kids will be like, dude, you fucking stink. But
There's just my pheromones just fucking blasting.
I would be
I
better
really
off
would.
going raw.
I swear, I think you are, man. I pretty much remember when Sid stopped wearing deodorant and everyone had
I was
an
just talking
intervention?
about this. What a psychopathic move. Sid did 6 months no deodorant and was in complete denial about how bad he reeked. It was filling rooms.
I was doing
he
that.
was changing shirts mid conversation
Or
because
his,
he was
his
sweating
T
through
levels
him.
like though. You know, did he get his nanograms for deciliters checked?
They're probably high. If I had to guess,
Yeah.
Sid's are probably off the charts, dude. If I had to guess,
Judging from just the smell.
We drove to
I
Atlantic.
think so.
We drove to Atlantic City together to do a podcast, and it was like the windows in the car were bulging out from the smell. It was so fucking bad, and you'd be like, "Yo, dude, you stink." He'd be like, "I don't think it's me," and it went
It was
nowhere.
so fun. It was like a can of soup.
And
We were
people just started to
inside
like
of the
back
dude.
away from him. People started to leave his personal life.
No,
he
it was the green room at Helium the one time. Like people were coming up to him like, dude, you stink in this green room, and he finally accepted it. He was like, all right, I stink. I stink. I've been stinking for 6 months. Well, I'll give it to him because he wanted the no deodorant life so bad, which I can respect. But he for real stunk. He was kicking off a stink,
There's no excuse, dude. I mean,
which is alpha.
Yeah.
I'm ashamed by the fact that I don't like.
if he powered through, if he
Sometimes
said
I-
yes,
yeah.
I do stink.
That's what I'm saying.
That's a completely different story.
Hey, he could have said, hey, that's your problem, man.
Yeah, deal with it.
I love every aspect of myself.
Sometimes I feel like the stink comes when I don't rock deodorant. I feel like when I'm really stressed out, that's when the stink comes. I feel like it's a response to like the way that I am inside. So if I try to like, just
So
lower
you're
my
saying
You
stress, I don't
stink inside, you stink outside.
exactly.
If you lose frame, you just start to stink.
sorry, I smell, guys. I'm super anxious right now.
That'll definitely, dude, sit down on the plane, bust out the rosary beads, be like, hopefully I don't smell. I've been worried all morning.
That is a big word. I keep a stick of deodorant whenever I fly because, like, dude, you didn't notice when we were like going to like Sacramento and shit. I was hitting the deod like just in the waiting area.
Were you really?
Yeah. Anytime I get on a plane, I have to reapply because I just get so worried that people are like, "What's up with that guy's deodorant?"
Dude, I don't wear deodorant on the plane. I fart the entire time. I don't. I'll give
Someone
myself.
told me you told a story about me farting
Yes,
on an airplane.
it was the little kid turning around, and Butterly was. It was so they were so bad, and this
You
kid
got
would
over the sound of the jet engine?
No. The smell. The smells were fucking horrendous, and this little boy in front of us would smell them and gets so excited and turn around and just wide smile between the seats. And I couldn't stop. And he was like telling his mom or dad, and they kept being like, dude, stop. It's like, they did it again, Mom.
Was he able to clock who it was, like specifically from just like...
We were blaming each other. We were both blaming each other the entire time. And even the mom in front was laughing pretty hard. I saw her shoulders quaking. It was, what a good sport the mom was.
Probably started a lifelong perversion for that
child. This kid couldn't have been happy. He was the only one on the plane. Couldn't have been happier.
That's a core memory of his.
He was, dude.
You farted a core memory into his brain.
I mean, just sitting in the smell, being like, no, it's cool. And then you see that fucking smile. You're like, fuck. Mom, they did it again. Mom, they did
I don't know what he's talking about.
Ma'am, could you shut your child up?
No, I give myself like 10 farts, and then if I have to, I'll take a dump in the plane.
But 10's the number. It's too much. Time to go shit.
If I'm sitting next to a lady, guys, infinite. I'll fart.
Wait, you fart next to a lady?
I'll fart 10 times next to a lady, and then
depends. If it's a crabby lady, farts are the worst punishment she can receive. I'm not allowed to strike her or raise my voice at her, but I can almost shit my pants at her.
I've had some times recently where I'll be like, end of the night, Brittany's in the bathroom doing whatever, and I'll be like naked and like she's in the bathroom, I'm in the bedroom, just naked farting in the bed, and I'll be like sitting there like, she has to hate me. She must just be disgusted. There's literally just a creature.
Well, the rage has to come out somewhere. They don't say this about Chris Brown. He never farts in front of a woman. That's where he starts
that we know
swinging.
That we know of.
Yeah,
he might
have
that
might be where all the farts
NDAs.
come from. He just fucking rips. Like, oh my god! He's like, shut the fuck up, bitch.
He
hasn't
wasn't
signed
a
an NDA
car
about what
with
the fight's
Rihanna.
about. It was like
He wasn't a car.
out there.
Oh yeah, the big one was in the car with Rihanna.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Just crushed the car. Steam the glass.
The glass was melting.
On the shitting on a flight, there's a hack I've found. I didn't know if people know this. You're allowed to use the toilet before the plane takes off. So when they're doing that, I didn't know. For years, I thought you had to wait until you were in the sky and the seatbelt's off. If you're on the tarmac, you can.
Yeah.
And no one's in there. No one's ever contesting for the first poop on the plane.
But then everyone knows, like, if you do stick it up, the rest of the flight, everyone's like,
or if you take a brutal dump and they're like waiting to take off, and then you got to walk out with the whole plane, like, what the fuck?
We've had to cancel the flight.
What?
We've had to cancel the flight.
Yeah,
Someone's left an awful mess in here.
Brittany told me, she's like, go ask the stewardess for some coffee to bring into the bathroom with you. It'll kill the smell. I was like, I'm not fucking.
I'm gonna get fecal matter in the coffee. That's gross.
Yeah, it's like,
A,
I'm not wasting the coffee, and B, it's like, no, I'm just going to take a shit. I'm not going to be like, hey, it's going to smell really bad when I poop. Can I have some coffee, please? It's like, absolutely not.
Also, does coffee drive out the smell of poop, or would it just smell like poop and coffee? The
it
worst
might cut it, but yeah, you need a lot. You need some strong beans. And
you should peel an orange while you shit in the
there
bathroom.
You go. That's not a bad idea.
It's like a Yoko Ono poem.
The match and toilet paper is obviously, or just lighting a match and throwing it in. That for real crushes the smell.
They should let you vape on the plane, just in the bathroom though, like to cover up the shit with like
That's
blueberry,
not bad.
whatever.
Some vanilla blueberry over the
yeah, little dreamsicle.
All right, we made an hour. I have to pee so fucking bad.
Eat my
Thank you,
gross.
bros.
Sick.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for having me.